Today we're checking out what would happen if different sized asteroids hit the Earth. I'm talking asteroid sizes ranged from 5 meters all the way up to 10 miles in radius.
That's a lot.
Can the Earth survive? Let's find out. All right, the first asteroid is 4 meters big.
Wow, that's already bigger than that woman.
That is much bigger than that woman. And this is so it's going to show us what would happen if a 4 meter asteroid hit New York City.
Oh,
That's not that big. That is not that big.
No, but it's coming in hot, right?
Whoa!
Oh, it didn't even make it to New York City. It broke up in the atmosphere.
Wow, L goes out. What a
This
L.
one is 20 meters big.
Okay.
Wow. Wow, that's the size of something big.
Why are
Yes.
all these hitting New York City?
I think it's
what
just
is
a
this-
good comparison.
What is this
Clearly,
crater
that's
have
where the
against New York
aliens would
City?
attack, Adam. In every movie, New York City gets attacked.
I would go after like a Utah.
Why?
There's nothing going on in Utah. you
I would
know?
go after Utah. Is this one even gonna make it? Now I'm
I
worried
don't
like
think
none of these
so.
are even gonna make it.
Oh, no.
Wait, why doesn't
What
it
the
make
heck?
it?
Oh, it broke up into tiny pieces.
Oh! Yo!
Why does it do that?
Look at New York. It's because Jack knows he's smart. It's like the.
So, Adam, when it comes into the atmosphere, it's getting really hot, right? The atmosphere is heating it up with the speed as it's coming in. The air gets denser and denser as it's coming in, and then it breaks up into a bunch of different pieces. But if the pieces are too big, they could come past the atmosphere, hit the Earth, and have a little mini explosion.
and make big boom.
That's how dinosaurs died.
Okay, now we're talking. This is like skyscraper almost level.
How big are these meteors gonna get?
50 meters big.
How big are these
They're
gonna
gonna
get?
get big. They're gonna get miles big. We're only
Yeah,
at 50
I think it
meters.
might be as big as the
Yo!
moon.
Oh!
Okay,
Still
this
broke
one's gonna
up.
have some serious damage. There goes Manhattan.
Oh
I don't know
my
if you guys are
gosh.
catching that, but there's like a sound wave too, so it's breaking the sound barrier when it breaks.
Whoa, this one's bigger than the Mona Lisa.
Wow. Are these real meteor impacts that have happened in real life?
So
No, you
I don't
dummy.
know. I don't think that they've actually hit New York City. However, giant asteroids have been hitting the Earth for billions of years. We're just lucky that most of them break up in the atmosphere.
Aren't there like some locations where you can go and see like meteor craters? Like there's still craters.
Yeah, there's tons of them. Especially Africa, I'm pretty sure, has like one of the biggest craters still, and it's like a huge valley. where
Isn't
lots
the
of
Grand
animals live
Canyon?
now. Grand Canyon was actually made by water that goes through for millions and millions of years.
There's no way you actually thought that.
Also, guys, I don't know if you knew this, but you know when you look up at the moon and it kind of looks like a bunch of different little dots? Those are all from asteroids. And the
Oh.
asteroids, it doesn't have the atmosphere, so it can't break them up like the Earth does. So those are all different like little asteroid craters.
Wow.
The more you know.
That's crazy. What if the moon hit the Earth? That would be a really big asteroid.
I think that might be the last thing that's in this video.
Oh my gosh!
Yo! 1.6 kilometer meteor
That's
crater.
almost a mile long, right?
I think so.
It's like 0.7 miles.
That's crazy.
Okay, and these are only gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
So the impact energy on this one is like the SAR bomb, which is one of the first ever nuclear bombs that was created.
Wait, is this 51 SAR bombs or is this the SAR bomb 51?
No, it's 51 of them. 51
Oh
nuclear
my gosh!
bombs.
Okay, New York City's gone. I'm sorry.
No, I think this is going to expand all the way into like all of the East Coast is probably going to be wiped
Oh
out.
my god! It's
not even that
taller than
big.
the Eiffel Tower. Dude, the Eiffel Tower's huge.
I know, but not that big.
Oh, it's
Oh my gosh! Oh, my gosh! Oh!
That cannot be accurate. It just destroyed all of New York City.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is like this could actually happen. This could actually happen.
No way.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, so the chances of this happening are very, very, very small.
It's how the dinosaurs died.
No.
It is, however,
It was from
that
water,
at,
Alec.
That was at a time when our asteroid belt wasn't fully developed. Our asteroid belt now is like as safe as it's ever been. Like the
So it's like
asteroid belt,
protecting us?
Yeah, so it protects, I believe, like the inner 3 planets. So it protects like us, Venus, Mercury, and I also think Mars is right within that cusp. But that's why we don't get hit because we're protected by this whole asteroid belt. So any big asteroids coming in go into the belt, and then they just get trapped in the belt. So that's why we haven't been hit by many asteroids.
I don't understand. If a big meteor is coming down, right? Why can't we just shoot our own meteor at it and then blow it up?
Yeah, like let's just call Iron Man to go deal with it.
That is what scientists have said, that they should redirect it. If there ever is a big asteroid, they're going to send out rockets to move it a little bit so that it just gets like,
I like that. That's
propelled
smart.
Why
by
are
our
they paying me?
gravitational pull. Uh-oh, boys. Uh-oh.
So we're already at a mile
Wow.
long. 1 mile long.
1
That's
kilometer,
a kilometer.
Adam.
That's 0.6 miles. Oh.
Oh, boys.
Whoa.
Yep, this one's coming right into
That one looks big.
planet
That's
Earth.
pretty much the sun.
That one looks big. That one looks nasty.
That one is on fire.
Oh, GG's, New York. GG.
Oh, New York is getting
Downtown
destroyed.
Manhattan.
I think at first I would think that this was a firework. So I'd like start cheering.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my! It just destroyed. It actually just destroyed all of New York.
Oh, that's more than just New York.
14-kilometer crater.
That whole crater is New York.
Dude, that probably makes like earthquakes too.
Okay.
Oh my. Okay.
Okay, this is 20 times bigger.
That's what took out the dinosaurs. So it's similar to the one that took out the
8,700,000 T-Zar bomb.
This is 20 times bigger than the last one. Do you guys think you would do anything if you saw it coming at you? Like if you looked in the sky and you saw it?
I would try and
Like,
dodge
what would
it.
you do?
I pooped my pants.
You poopy your pantsies? I would too.
Oh.
Here it comes. It's entering the atmosphere.
Broke the atmosphere. Oh. Oh.
Oh! Whoa!
There's the
That's
entire
why-
North America.
That's why the dinosaurs got deleted, because of that.
Yo, it made a volcano!
So it's not even like, so that happens, right? Even if you survive this, there's gonna be an immediate ice age that happens from all of the carbon dioxide that gets emitted. Immediate ice age.
Why would there be
Oh.
ice? No, that's not accurate because look, if you look, there's so much fire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
was
it
Tom Jack.
clouds the atmosphere, boys, and then it blocks out the sun, and then the sun can no longer get to the earth anymore. So it just turns
Oh,
ice cold.
I actually did hear about that. I heard like the dinosaurs didn't actually die to the meteor, but because there was so much like dust and everything, no more trees or vegetation could grow, and so they couldn't eat anymore. They all starved to death and died.
These small things could survive
That's
because
what I was saying.
they didn't need a lot to eat. They could, you know, burrow underground and stuff. They didn't need to worry about it.
I completely
Right.
agree, and that's what I was saying from the jump.
Exactly.
Wait, that only destroyed one country. I mean, it's a lot, but there's still 7 billion people.
4 billion years ago, this thing hit Earth. So also, I know, I just came from like a planetarium a couple months back, but they actually said, so the moon, right? The moon used to be a part of Earth.
I heard that before.
No.
I don't
An
know if I
asteroid
believe that.
hit. What are you talking about?
don't
Why
know if
don't
I
you believe
believe
it?
that.
Why don't you believe it?
Because it just sounds silly. It sounds like they
it got
want it to
hit.
be true, but
Yeah.
It
it's
got
like
hit by an
not
asteroid,
really
and then it
true.
got
Jack's a flat
dinked
earther.
off, and then it started going around.
I don't know if I believe that.
Guys, you know Horn Hears a Who? You know, like some universes can be really small. You know that theory?
Oh,
For some
yeah,
reason,
yeah.
I'm thinking like, what if like a Horn Hears a universe is stuck in my toilet, and I'm like this 1,000 tar bomb with my turds dropping in the toilet? That would be crazy if you think
you
about
probably
it.
are. Yeah.
I'm destroying planets with my turds.
That's good.
So this one's wiping out planet Earth, right?
I don't think so. I think it's gonna destroy half of the planet.
And I think the
Well,
whole planet's gonna
luckily-
be gone.
Look at how small it is, though, compared to the Earth.
This one is landing in Italy, so no more pizza.
Wait, guys, what if it landed in water instead of a planet? Would that change
tsunami.
anything? I feel like that would change a lot.
I think
tsunami.
it would. Oh my gosh! Yo, look at all like the fire coming off at the top. Are those all gonna land? Are those all like little meteors?
Yup.
That's like
It's
a bunch of little meteors.
Like a shrapnel grenade.
Okay, this would definitely destroy all of Earth. No one is gonna live. No one's living after this.
You only need like a tiny little meatball in order to destroy
Whoa!
Earth.
Whoa!
That was the moon.
We almost got hit, guys. We almost just got hit. Yo.
I like your cut, G.
That's pretty sick, though. I'm not gonna lie. Even though that's my Earth, I still feel like that's pretty cool. I'm
so happy
Like, if
this
that
is just a
happened, I would be
simulation.
like, wow, that's a pretty cool way to go out. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't even know if you'll have time to think that. Oh, that looks like the moon. Oh, no.
That is a moon. That's a moon. That's a Jupiter moon, I think.
Series.
Wait, what's their issue
we're
with
being
Turkey?
synced to now.
You think they have a problem against Turkey?
I mean, it's either turkey or chicken that has to go.
That's the size of the moon.
Well, it's,
That
it's
is
a,
insane.
yeah, it is a moon.
It looks like it's moving slow, though. Maybe it'll just like land nicely, nice and peacefully, you know?
Then we can add to our Earth.
Exactly. We can
So,
colonize
It's
it.
a little top hat.
It's saying Ceres is about 27% the size of our moon.
Oh, that's like kind of tiny.
Yeah, it's only like a quarter.
Yeah, this is tiny. Nice one.
Look how slow it's going, though. Maybe it'll just like be nice and land kindly.
I think it's going slow relative to its size.
Okay, it did not land kindly. I can confirm. It did,
And
it
there
did
goes
not
Africa.
land very kindly.
There goes Africa. The media's racist. They're coming for North America now.
That
okay,
is insane.
Okay, it's not racist. Sorry.
That is just, this is only a quarter size of the moon.
It
Wait,
just,
what would happen?
It just destroyed everybody.
It turned the Earth into the sun.
Oh my, it actually does look like the sun. That's crazy.
Wait, do you think that's how the sun was created?
No. That's insane.
I think I just solved something.
Oh, there's a
so-
survival manual, boys. We can learn how to survive.
Who is surviving? What are you talking about?
All you gotta do is just jump in the pool and we're good. Just jump in
That's
the
If you
pool.
actually
time
true.
it
That's-
correctly,
yeah.
you can jump over the blast and you're good.
True.
That's a good point.
The question is not if, but when. What do you guys think would happen if we detonated every single nuke on planet Earth? We're gonna see what would happen if we exploded every single nuke on planet Earth, starting from the smallest nuke all the way to the biggest nuke that we've ever created.
Technology. Next
Oh
up, we
my
got the
God.
Fat Man in Nagasaki,
God.
Japan.
Why do they call it the
dude.
Fat Man?
Fat Man.
I don't know, but it's
Oh,
a
this-
big boy.
Oh my
I
gosh!
think I just
terrible.
was blinded by light.
No,
Wow.
bro. Wait, this is actually sad.
Yeah,
The
right?
cameraman never dies.
It was the second of only 2 nuclear weapons ever used in warfare.
And
Alright.
hopefully the last.
I
ever
really
to be
hope so.
used in
So
warfare.
all the ones in the future from now, they were test bombs in a non-populated area.
RDS-3. 41.
Here's the next biggest. Oh, I guess it.
Big Ben? Okay, so this
Oh
is a
my
hypothetical.
gosh!
If it was in London.
Whoa!
It would
So
decimate
if
London
that dropped
easily.
in London, it would just disappear.
Oh, dude, everything in London. I think all of England would disappear.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Holy smokes.
That's huge.
London is London no more, bro. It's gone.
That's only number
London
3.
is London. No, don't do France!
Next up, what is that?
That's
Bye-bye, Alex.
that's where my whole family lives!
What is this one called?
No!
This one is called the France Destructo 9000.
This one's called Goodbye France.
One
This is
thing
why I'm
that's
so
really
scared of nuclear
scary.
bombs. Everything could just disappear at once. Look at it.
We exploded.
Well, one thing that's really scary about nuclear bombs too is the radioactivity that comes off of the actual
Yeah,
explosion.
you won't have to worry about
So-
that if you live in France when this thing drops.
Well, the
oh my
actual
gosh.
explosion is probably
Wow.
a couple miles big, but then the radioactivity that goes off of it will kill a lot more people.
I know, exactly. It's like when you take a crap in a toilet, it's like, it's bad on impact, but then it smells everywhere.
Exactly, dude.
The North Korean.
Wow.
Okay, I feel like that bomb has a target.
Yeah.
They
Wow,
literally
wow,
named
wow,
it,
wow, wow,
and
wow.
it-
We're gone. If that ever happens, boys, it's over for us.
Oh my gosh.
R.I.P., boys.
Do you think they named it the North Korean as code so no one knows like who the bomb is meant for?
It was probably South Korea. I would be terrified to live in whatever world that we're watching this in. Like, this is a horrible place to be. And it's possible. All of these nukes exist.
Don't say
I was
that,
gonna say
Jack.
that is the current. This is the current world. That is the current
I know, no,
world.
but this is a hypothetical world where if they detonated all of the nukes,
The thing is, I feel like right now, if one nuclear bomb goes off, everyone's sending their nuclear bombs, and it's the whole world's gonna turn into a crisis.
This one's called the TN-8081.
who named that?
Now, the cities are just getting bigger and bigger, and they're getting deleted. Bro! They need to zoom out more so we can see this from the top down
It
Earth.
literally just set the air on fire.
300 KT.
This is the first one that has black smoke.
I can't even tell like how big that is anymore.
So the French actually have some crazy bombs. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it's
That
gonna
was
be
a French
tiny in
bomb.
comparison to the U.S. biggest bomb.
True, the U.S. has like the craziest
Yep.
military
Speaking
ever.
of, this is a
The
bomb that the
Ivy
USA
King.
currently has. This is if it was dropped in South Korea.
Oh my god! What?
No
Largest
way!
pure
Wait, we
fission
actually
weapon tested
Largest
by
pure
USA.
fission weapon tested by the USA. So we
We
exploded
tested
this.
it. That is insane. Why would we ever even test this thing?
Yeah, we probably did it in like Kansas or something.
Probably in like some desert, or I'm pretty sure a lot of bombs are tested in the middle of the ocean.
Oh my gosh, those poor fish.
Yeah, a lot of fish die.
This one's called the tadpole.
Well, your
Bink.
mom's still swimming. All right.
Oh
my gosh!
goodness. No way. That literally blew up like half of the continent.
You can
Why
see
does
it from outer
Russia have all
space.
these nukes?
They're preparing for something. They're preparing for the alien invasion,
It
hopefully.
says it's currently in the Russian arsenal.
Is Korean in the Russian arsenal?
My gosh.
I can't believe
I'm
it.
so
terrified.
glad Adam is not in charge
I
of
am
our
flipping
nuclear
terrified.
system.
Imagine
Or
if I had the
nuclear
power
bombs.
to press a nuclear button.
I don't think anybody would ever want that. Adam, you would press it by accident while you were
Yeah.
eating a
Oh,
cheeseburger
Adam.
one day.
Adam would go, "What this button do?" Bink. Just go explode the
How
world.
big was that?
That was too big. That was way
How
too
was big was it?
Minuteman 1 warhead.
I wish we could see like the distance, because that one's definitely 10 times bigger than the last one.
I don't want to know the distance, dude. That would be incredibly scary.
There's still so many more bombs that we
my
haven't
God.
seen
Oh,
either.
here we go. This one's owned by the USA.
B-83.
No,
I've
not
blown
the
up this one in
B-83.
Minecraft, and let me tell you, boys,
Not
it's
the
big.
B-83.
This is the biggest city in China.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, my,
Nobody needs this much power.
that one's so much bigger than the last one.
That's like an asteroid
Literally,
hitting Earth.
If they blew it up at that exact spot, then that thing is forming its own island. Like, it's gonna break off from planet Earth and
That
float
would
into
cause
space probably.
a tsunami probably that would hit everywhere else.
Okay, at this point, it's all just Russia and
Thermonuclear
USA.
bomb.
This one's another USA one.
This is the scariest sounding one. It's a
we
thermonuclear
made
bomb.
more nukes than ever created before during the Cold War.
Why do we have so many nukes?
For combat.
You know what's funny?
Wait,
I mean, I
what?
guess it's not funny.
Almost
Accidentally
detonated.
detonated.
How?
The U.S. has made like thousands of nuclear bombs, and then we banned anyone else from making any bombs.
Smart.
It's pretty
America.
funny.
It's like literally just changing the rules because you can.
Wow, this is the
Yeah.
first one not from the USA. This is from China. China currently owns this.
And this one's gonna be bigger.
And they're about to
Anyway.
plop it on the US Bank Tower.
Bro, my whole screen just turned white because of how big that explosion is.
Literally, that's the entire state of California.
I wonder if it would cause like an earthquake.
Oh,
it might.
100%.
It would
You think
have
it
to.
would?
Look at how far that spans.
Yeah, look
That
at
is
the.
insane.
That is one big divot.
Oh my gosh.
And that was only an ICBM. That wasn't even technically a nuke, I don't think.
That looked like Dusty Divot.
These are just large bombs. These aren't even nukes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Jack,
This
this
is
is
a
a thermonuclear.
thermonuclear bomb.
They have to be nukes.
That means that it literally sets the air on fire immediately.
Oh! Oh!
That is so much.
Did you guys know in North Korea they have fake cities? It'd be fun to test a bomb in a fake city just to see what it would look like after. They had built
Nobody
entire
lives
cities that
there?
Alec, you're like Sid from Toy Story. You're literally just like probably killing stuff for fun.
Yeah, what?
What?
You probably
Well,
stomp
it'd be
on
fun to
Lego
watch
City.
an
It is also
entire-
stupid.
Well, knowing that nobody lives there, it'd be fun to like just blow it all up. You know?
Fun? It would be fun. People spent years and
Yes.
years building that, and you wanted to just
Yeah.
destroy it for fun.
Well, yeah, it would be fun. I would watch.
I would blow up your PC setup. You had to rebuild it for fun.
That would be fun.
That was the first ever hydrogen bomb. Nobody's
Oh,
ever
what
used
does
a
that mean?
hydrogen
Who
bomb
invented the
before.
hydrogen bomb?
I think
Probably
Einstein
someone
did.
really smart.
Or Oppenheimer.
No, Oppenheimer didn't. I think he knew about it, but he didn't want to say anything.
Oh my gosh. Is this London again?
What is this
London
one?
is getting
Who
destroyed.
owns it? Oh my!
It's
Who owns this?
Too much power. Nobody needs that much power.
So I think we're at the point now where none of these have been bomb tested.
That has
Largest
been
bomb
tested.
tested.
Oh, this has been exploded.
Yeah. Castle Bravo.
Oh my gosh! Where?
I'm telling you, bro. They
Where's
just
there that much empty space?
in the ocean, you dummy. I said that.
ocean. In the ocean.
They just kill a bunch of fish.
Wow. GG's. Imagine you're a fish.
Oh gosh.
I'd hate.
That's
I'd
like
probably
the.
hate that.
This is why I'm glad I don't live in New York. Whoa!
Look
Did
at
you guys see
Look
that?
at the smoke cloud.
Dude, there's like a mini volcano next to it. Oh, that's the little boy explosion.
Yeah, that's the little boy. Just for comparison.
Wow.
Look at how much bigger that is.
That is why nuclear missiles and bombs are banned, because that.
I'm pretty
I
sure
think-
the little boy killed like what 400,000 people, something crazy.
Too many people. Yeah,
I thought it was
way
like
And
too
200
look at how
people.
small that is.
something.
Like that's
It
how
shouldn't
destructive
even
it
be
can
possible.
get. That's not even the biggest one.
That's probably like 100 times stronger than the little boy.
Oh my gosh. At least.
We should also build a bunker, guys.
This is crazy.
Oh my.
Whoa!
Wow.
Bro, what even is
Sending
that?
signals to
I'm
space.
scared.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
And, dude, if this is the technology that we have, imagine what aliens.
Bro.
No, this one's owned by Russia. Nah.
The SAR bomb.
No, our stadium.
This thing is insane.
Our stadium. Oh my god.
You know what's crazy too, guys? These are only the bombs that we know about. Like, what if they just don't disclose some of the new technology that they came out with? And
There's
maybe they have
definitely
even
secrets.
crazier. Yeah, they definitely know some stuff that they haven't released.
Yeah.
There's
So these
totally
bombs are the biggest that
secrets.
we know
There's
of.
always secrets.
This is
I don't even
scary,
wanna
bro.
think
This
about
is
that.
scary.
I kind of hope that they keep it a secret.
Pretty scared. I want to see
I'm
the little boy
terrified.
next to this thing, just to see the comparison.
We get it. You want to see little boys?
Just go stand next to it,
no,
Adam.
no.
You little boy.
Oh. Oh my.
That has 4 different bomb clouds.
Dude, it has like its own
That is so
ring
powerful.
system.
That would blow up a third of America.
All nuclear bombs at once.
This one's owned by North Korea?
Whoa.
Oh wait, this is
whoa.
every single
Oh my
bomb
God.
at once. Okay.
Oh.
See, I told you this happens, Adam.
Look at the little boy. Oh
Look
my
at it.
gosh. That's 1,000 times bigger at least.
So I'm pretty sure I watched a video
Oh.
saying that if we did that, the world end. We literally
yeah.
like
Just
cause
from the
an ice age
radiation?
immediately.
I
Oh,
honestly thought it'd be a tiny bit bigger because it's like every nuke in the world.
Adam, a tiny bit bigger. That is literally the size of all 5 Great Lakes.
That's true. But like the world's a lot bigger than just that.
I know, but the
Is it
mushroom
the
cloud would
radiation?
literally cause our atmosphere to just boom. It's gone.
Are you serious?
We would all die.
You're crazy.
We would all die.
Okay,
guys,
but what
I'm
would
telling you.
happen if this dropped on New York City?
I
York
really
City
don't
would
know,
go
and
completely.
I'm kind of interested to see what would happen.
See, I'm not the only one to say that.
Well,
Oh,
lucky
we're about
for
to
you,
find out.
we have it right now.
Okay, so this is if Little Boy hit New York City right now.
Well, we know what it did
We're
to
gonna go through every
Hiroshima.
bomb again on New York City.
I can't imagine it's gonna do anything good in New York City. Wait, that's actually not as bad as I thought.
No, think about it though, right? In New York City, there's like, what, 3 to 6 million people that live there?
I think more.
Yes.
I think it's like 10 million.
Even that. So even if
think.
it blows all those people up, that could be millions of people just in that
It
small
is going
space.
to be millions of people.
Yeah, it will.
That's why we can't let
That's
this ever
crazy.
happen. We have to get rid of all of the nukes.
What do you even do? You just send it to
8.4 million
space?
people.
Yeah.
Can we use that for energy and power to fuel our rocket ships?
15% of survivors will eventually die. Oh my god.
Well, that's
this
how
is
it
the
works.
Actual radius.
The spread is the radiation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
people
The
affected.
radiation is what really gets
the
you.
problem of nuclear weapons.
I said that so early, guys. I'm like a genius. I really am.
That's just a little boy. That's the smallest bomb.
Yup.
Just wait till they release Big Boy.
Oh gosh.
Gosh.
Oh god. Look at how
Fat
far they have
man,
to zoom out.
This is the tope hole.
Bro. Okay. New York City's done if that drops.
Whoa! Blinds the eyes for a few hours.
A sun.
Wind is faster than the speed of sound. 5,000 degrees Celsius
What?
explosions.
Holy smokes.
That'd be so creepy. The wind is going faster than the speed of sound. You would feel the wind and not hear it.
You're safe if you're
That would be
underwater, right?
creepy,
If
you
you're
said?
just like a couple feet underwater.
Oh my gosh!
The star bomb.
New York
No.
is gone.
No. No.
That literally just took out the whole eastern stratosphere.
That might
It's
hit.
gone.
That might hit all the way.
Fireball
over to
radius
Philly,
of 6.1
to Philadelphia.
kilometers.
And yeah, New Jersey's gone. I think the entire state of New
City
York's
of
gone.
brotherly explosions.
Look at that! Look at how far it spreads.
Wow, that went all the way up to Maine.
Stop
that,
zooming
that
out.
Hit Philly.
3 days? That's from that little bomb? That much radiation?
Yup.
It causes
I'm pretty
sickness
sure
and nausea.
that's a hydrogen bomb. That's why hydrogen bombs are
Cause
so
fatal
deadly.
cancer.
Wow.
That causes.
And this is a clip of the largest tested nuclear bomb.
Is this a real clip? That's a
footage
real
Is that real
bomb?
life?
is taken from 85 miles away.
Oh.
85
The
miles?
blast
Oh
radius
my
was
gosh.
4.5 miles in diameter. That's a real bomb. This is real footage of
There's
the
that
largest
wind-
ever tested nuke.
There's those wind tunnel things, those circles.
Yep.
They're in the clouds, by the way, if you guys couldn't tell. That is
Above
above,
the clouds.
that is
Above
above
the
the clouds.
This is the only way for it to be safe. They're in the middle of the ocean, and apparently it was a disaster. They didn't realize how big it was going to be.
Yeah, that's huge. Don't they still get hit with the radiation?
It's
Supposedly
coming.
they're far enough away, but I feel like
It's
you
on
can
its
never
way.
be far enough.
85 miles away and it's that big.
It's like
Yep.
looking at the sun.
Oh my. It looks like it's moving in slow-mo, but I'm sure it's moving so fast, just so far that it looks like it's moving slow.
Whoa.
Yeah, this was their first ever test of a fusion bomb.
That better be their last.
It was.
It looks like a giant jellyfish.
Wow.
Whoa. Is that
That's
the sound?
That's scary, bro.
Or maybe the sound didn't even hit them yet.
I don't know.
They could be in a helicopter.
It has to travel 85 miles to hit
Yeah,
them.
this was back in like 1950.
That's what I'm saying. Like, technology's so crazy now. That was so long ago. Imagine what we can make today.
That is
Oh my. I'm not sleeping tonight.
insane.
I might have nightmares.
Oh, wow, dude. That is the biggest explosion I've seen since this morning when I blew up my toilet.
The only thing scarier than that is if asteroids would hit the Earth.
I can't even imagine what that would be like. What would happen if the Earth stopped spinning?
I think time would stop entirely.
I think I would fly into outer space.
Well, both of you guys are actually entirely wrong, and I'm gonna tell you why. Comment down below what you guys think would happen if the Earth stopped spinning.
What if the Earth suddenly stopped spinning? Would you notice? Absolutely. In fact, depending on where you're located, you could be thrown off your feet and sent
Oh, I
flying
said
across
that.
the planet at approximately 1,000 miles
I said that.
per hour.
That's
if you somehow
insane.
survived
What in the
that
universe?
burst,
What?
What happened next would be
What?
like walking into a nightmare. There
You
would be
kidding me?
giants.
Wait, but why though? Because the Earth is frozen. Why would everyone be flying? That doesn't make any
gravity-
sense. It should be
Because,
the
yeah,
opposite.
it's not going to slowly come to a stop. If it just stopped on the dot, right there in time, everybody's going to just keep spinning around.
Yeah.
We're spinning at like
Really?
thousands of miles per hour.
So we're just used to the Earth spinning. Like we're just used to it spinning.
We are spinning right now thousands of hours every single second, and we are moving through space at millions of miles per hour. But we don't feel it.
That's crazy.
Let's let this guy explain, because he's much smarter than me.
Giant storms, humongous waves, and flying debris. The crazy part is the worst is yet to come. We might
Really?
take all the things
No way.
Earth's rotation does for us for
Hey,
granted. It
do
influences
the
the
stanky
weather,
walk.
allows for 24-hour days, helps moderate the climate so we can survive
Really?
comfortably on our planet. Earth started
Exactly.
spinning around 4.5 billion years ago, and it hasn't stopped since. This is because in the vacuum of space, there is nothing to create friction that would slow down the Earth. However,
I
the
see.
speed at which our planet spins is decreasing. So, what would happen if Earth suddenly came to a complete stop. There would be some instantaneous effects, followed by a series of catastrophes in the minutes, hours, and days to come.
Oh my,
If you
the
were-
ground just exploded.
If it slowly stops spinning, it's slow, like every year it gets slower and slower. Eventually it will stop spinning.
Well, yeah, but that's not going to happen for a very long time. Yeah, I think that it's going to take literally forever.
Okay.
Unless Adam, you need to speed the Earth up by sprinting as fast as you can and just like digging into the ground and pushing and pushing and pushing, and then the Earth will go faster than it's ever fasted ever before. That's what I think you should do. You could save the entire world.
That's the stupidest thing you've ever said.
Alec clearly needs to go back to 5th grade.
You're sitting on a beach near the equator when Earth stops spinning. You, the beach chair, and all that sand
See
around
you.
you
It's
would
like a giant
continue
tornado.
moving at around 1,000 miles per hour. If you somehow managed to avoid
Wow.
being hurtled across the planet, you would have to watch out for things such as cars, animals, and anything that wasn't secured to the Earth.
Yeah,
flying
everything
away.
would fly
You and
away,
all the
even
other flying
buildings.
debris would
No
not
way.
get launched into space because
The
Earth's
cyber-
gravity
That's
would still
Elon.
be pulling you toward its center. But everything would go careening in an easterly direction across the surface until friction finally
I would just
slowed
go
it down.
west then.
It might seem unbelievable, but if you were at the North or South Pole, you would have no idea that Earth stopped spinning at
No
first.
way.
This is because
Yeah, that's
actually
momentum
true.
at these locations is zero. Think of it like spinning a basketball on your finger. The finger at the pole of the basketball doesn't move as the ball
Bro.
spins. However, if you were to place your finger
Interesting.
anywhere else on the surface of the
Wait.
ball, it would move in the direction that the ball was
Bro.
rotating. That same thing would apply to anyone at the poles of the Earth. Let's say that you and
Okay, so whoever is living like at the equator is moving the fastest?
Yeah.
Is that what he's saying? No, that's crazy!
But nobody has any idea because we're always going at that same speed, so nobody really can feel it.
I'm moving to Antarctica, bro, just in case this happens. I'm bunkering up over there.
I heard it's pretty cold there.
It's better than being dead, than getting flung around. You're getting flicked by gravity.
Nobody's going to stop Earth in its tracks. There's no way. It's been doing this for 4.5 billion years.
Or, hear me out, we always just wear a parachute everywhere we go, so that when we eventually go flying, we just pull our parachute, and then we're good. Then we slowly fall back down to Earth.
What happened to Alex IQ for this video? It's just dropping.
That is
Sure.
genius! Are you serious?
Comment down
Yeah,
below.
but
That is
Alex,
actually
what-
smart.
What
That is
will you
actually
do
smart.
if a giant car comes out of nowhere and kills you anyway?
Then I pull left, and then I dodge the car. Come on, it's a flawless plan. Just
Well,
everywhere you go
Adam,
from now on, wear
I
a
actually
parachute.
think he's onto something. Alec, you should buy a parachute and you should wear it everywhere.
See, that's what I'm saying. Exactly, it's a
Wait,
great
I
plan.
agree. Alex,
Fantastic
buy that
idea.
now. Buy
Alec,
that
go
now.
on Amazon right now. Please buy a parachute.
Thank you, guys.
Buy it off
you and
Temu, actually.
everything else that went flying across the planet.
wish
Now
See,
that guy needs a parachute.
There's debris everywhere.
should save-
Look
See?
around and
If you had a
see
parachute-
something
Anyway.
alive. Unfortunately, you won't stay that way for very long
Oh,
because the
here we
worst
go.
is yet to come. Even if the Earth stopped spinning, the atmosphere would continue to move. This would cause a massive global windstorm. Like
Oh,
everything else
snap.
that wasn't bolted down,
Hey,
the
yo.
winds would blow at 1,000 miles an hour. As you
Parachute
move
would
away
save
from
ya.
the equator, the wind speed would slow down. However, you would need to be located pretty far north or south.
It's awesome.
before the
Wait,
winds
it's
dipped below
kinda sounds
non-lethal
amazing in
levels.
Antarctica.
Most man-made
Yeah, but you would
natural
freeze.
structures would not even
Wear a
be able
coat.
to withstand winds over just a few hundred miles per hour. The
Whoa.
strongest wind gust
Wow.
ever recorded on our planet was just over 250 miles per
That
hour.
is really
And the most
fast.
powerful hurricane force winds
Oh,
reached
that was
just
a
over
hurricane, though.
150 miles per hour. When you consider the destruction that can be done by these storms and then multiply it tenfold, you
Yeah.
get an idea of
Yeah.
how dire
Every
the
house,
situation
every
had
building.
become.
See
the
you.
winds would not only be moving incredibly fast across the planet, but they would do something strange over time. Once
Wait, now I actually now understand the history of the Leaning Tower of Giza.
Pizza.
Pisa.
Okay, go on. Is that it?
Down,
Oh,
regular weather patterns
That's
would
not
change
how that
drastically.
happened.
Never
The
believe
spinning of the
anything
Earth
Adam
creates
says.
The Coriolis effect, which causes air currents to move across the planet.
Whoa.
It is the movement of air and the friction that's caused as it passes over the surface of the Earth that causes certain weather patterns, such as hurricanes. Therefore, a non-spinning Earth would not have any more hurricanes. So, at least we have that going for us.
Let's
But there are
go.
There we go, there we go,
that
come
make
on.
trying to survive
Well, that's
on
if
this
we
new
survive.
motionless
That's only one
world
thing.
incredibly difficult. For one thing, the oceans and all the water on the planet are about to move to a new location. When the Earth stops spinning, the water, like everything else, will keep moving. This will cause enormous tsunamis and gigantic waves.
What's
to
gonna happen
sweep
to the
across
sea
every
animals?
continent and briefly turn
They're all
our
gonna
land
end up
into a
on
water
land.
world. It would be like a more intense version of the Noah's Ark story, but even a ship large enough to carry 2 of every animal on the planet wouldn't survive the waves, which could
Maybe that's how God did the ocean thing. He just stopped the Earth from moving.
Just for like even 1 second, that would cause this probably.
It makes sense now. Scientifically, you could explain it, how he did
I
it.
guess so. So it sounds like the only places that are going to be safe are the International Space Station and maybe a nuclear bunker could be safe.
I was thinking that as well.
That's about it.
What if God just like, he just like spin on his finger?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's awesome, man. That was sick. I'm glad you said
hundreds
that.
of feet high. And if you thought 100-foot tidal waves
I
were
like to
bad,
think my
that's
God's cool.
nothing compared to the other natural disasters that would be caused by a sudden stop to Earth's spin. The tectonic plates sit on top of Earth's mantle and slowly move across the viscous molten rock. This is what causes geologic formations such as mountains and valleys. However, if the plates keep moving at their previous speed after Earth stops spinning, it can cause earthquakes and volcanoes on a scale of which has never been seen before.
That's fine.
that's
That's
not
fine.
good.
Plates slam into each other.
We don't even
huge
have
tremors
volcanoes
will
near
ripple
us.
across the landscape, tearing apart the Earth's crust.
Iceland would have a
Oceanic
field
plates
day.
will be forced under less dense continental plates, causing massive volcanic eruptions that would spew molten lava.
So pretty much what he's saying is that every volcano to ever exist would erupt as soon as this happens. All of the lava is just gonna, boom, explode like me after Chipotle.
That's the first thing I'm on board with. I'd be cool with that.
Well, the thing is, we don't live anywhere near volcanoes, and so we would just get to see all the videos of other people taking videos of the volcanoes, which is kind of cool.
Yellowstone, I think, is our closest volcano, and it is a super volcano. And people say that if that were to ever erupt, the entire world is going into an ice age.
Actually, no, because he said that there's gonna be water. There's gonna be water all over the entire Earth. So how would a volcano do anything? The lava's just gonna instantly turn into just like molten rock instantly because there's water everywhere.
But then it keeps erupting, and then it erupts, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's how Hawaii was created.
So we'll make a new Hawaii. We need more
Exactly.
land.
Now we get Hawaii's everywhere.
Exactly,
Dude, let's
true.
hashtag stop the Earth from spinning. Let's start the hashtag, guys. Come on, this sounds awesome.
Okay, you're acting like humans have any control over whether the Earth spins or not.
I
We're
think
gonna
Elon Musk
die
could do
either
it.
way, though, too.
Elon could do it, I
If
think.
we do that, we should go to Mars first, and then maybe wait to see what happens.
We should attach a string from Earth all the way to Mars.
That's an idea.
And just see what
Atmosphere
happens.
and smoke or dust particles. The melting scars and craters in the Earth's landscape would be reminiscent of something out of Dante's Inferno.
That's good, Adam.
And yet there is still more devastation to come. We're now hours into the after effects of an Earth that suddenly stopped spinning. The waves have subsided, the winds have calmed, and the Earth has reached a sort of new equilibrium. But now the really strange stuff is about to happen. At this point, pretty much every living thing on the planet has been wiped out, except for some species
the
that
penguins.
Oh, penguins! Penguins survived!
Scientists stationed in the Arctic. Unfortunately,
The
at
only
least one of
flightless
those
birds.
creatures won't last for very long.
They're a
Every
joke
weather
for the
pattern on
bird
Earth
community.
will have shifted. Winds are blowing up from the equator to the poles, and this directly impacts rainfall, causing rainforests to go arid and deserts to flood.
Dang,
Surprisingly,
GGs.
some of the most hospitable places on Earth after it stops spinning would be in the frozen tundras of Canada and Siberia.
I feel like if you were in a bunker, you'd survive this pretty easily. Like and then you would just need padded walls on the bunker because you get flung 1,000 miles an hour, but you just you eat that, you know?
That is true. Or you're just like strapped down. Maybe you like know that it's coming, and then you're in a seat so that you're just like protected.
Yeah. Because once you survive that, you're good.
I feel like you haven't been watching the rest of the video because there's tsunamis, there's volcanoes, there's like 1,000-mile-an-hour wind.
He's also mentioned multiple times that after these initial things happen, everyone's gonna die anyway. He just hasn't explained why yet.
Well, you gotta think that I'm pretty sure Venus is one of the planets that stops spinning entirely, and Venus, one side is icy cold, and the other side is like molten rock lava. Because it doesn't spin, so it doesn't have any equilibrium, right? So one part that faces the sun turns into lava, and the other part that faces away turns into ice.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. You're a super genius.
Right now, these locations are difficult to live in, as the temperatures are brutal and precipitation can be
Yeah,
low.
that does look
However,
cold.
with the changing of weather patterns, these areas could begin to thaw and
Even the
become
trees are
much more
sweating.
temperate. That being said, in the coming days, another problem will arise around the world that would render this a moot point. As the Earth spins, it creates centrifugal force, which pulls the water of our
yes.
oceans toward the equator.
Centrifugal
Due to
force.
this phenomenon, the sea level at the equator is actually about 13 miles higher than the sea level at the
Oh,
poles.
wow.
When the Earth
'Cause we're
stops spinning,
spinning.
the centrifugal force that causes the
Oh.
oceans to bulge at the equator is gone. This means that the
Whoa.
water of the oceans will begin to move toward the poles.
Whoa.
The ocean levels
Oh,
at
it's
the
all
equator
going
would
to
flood
Science,
by
baby.
about 5 miles as the water rushes to either pole. This would increase the amount of water in the Arctic and Antarctic, submerging any remaining land under salty water. Those new oceans would
Climate
now extend
change.
from the poles down around the longitude of where Spain is located in the northern
Holy
hemisphere and
smokes.
to the tip of Argentina in the southern hemisphere. But due to the drastic drop in
Wouldn't it just freeze again, though? Because it's all cold?
Yeah, I thought all those frozen areas were floating because it's ice and ice floats. I thought it was like they were giant ice floating, like icebergs.
Well, I think that the water at the equator is really warm, so it's just gonna melt all of the ice.
But it's cold there, so it'll just freeze again. Like,
Yeah, we'll
like
figure it out.
I
I
don't know
put
if
my...
it's cold enough.
When I leave my cup out in the sun, it melts, the ice melts. I put it back in the freezer, and then it's cold again.
Imagine being a fish while this is all going on. You're just like in the water with like hundreds of miles of water going really fast. And then you're just like, whoa, this way, whoa, that way.
I was thinking, too, I didn't want to say it, but I was thinking, like, How crazy would it be to get a boogie board and just ride that thing?
That would be fun, Adam. Dude, let's make this happen. This sounds sick.
I don't think we want this.
At sea level near the equator,
Seas,
there
baby.
would now be a giant supercontinent that circled the Earth's equatorial region,
Ooh, the
separating
Panera.
the two new polar oceans from one another. This
Panama.
new continent would be a barren stretch of land.
What are you
containing
talking
very
about?
little in the way of
Pangea?
plants or
Pangea?
animals, as it's been underwater for hundreds of
Pangea.
millions
You're a pan
of years.
idiot.
Life would slowly begin to recolonize this newly formed
Whoa.
continent in a
See,
normal
this is
situation.
awesome.
But
This
since
planet
most
looks
living
better than
things were
before.
likely wiped off in the initial displacement of air and water, this process
Noah
would
and his
take
ark.
much longer. However, life always seems to find a way. So
Yeah.
microbes would probably inhabit the new continent first, followed by pioneering species such as fungi and lichens.
Ew, ew.
Unfortunately,
Ah, I'm a
even
fun
the most
guy.
resilient species would have a hard time surviving on a non-spinning Earth due to the change in the length of a day. The spinning of Earth on its axis is what causes day and night. Once the spinning stops, there will still be a day and a night. It'll just take much longer to change between the two. Just because the Earth stops spinning doesn't mean it stops revolving around the sun.
Oh, I
The
forgot
length
about
of a
that.
year, or the time it takes the Earth to complete one revolution in its orbit, would remain the same. This
Okay.
means that as the Earth
Wait, that's why everything's calculated by year, is because the revolution around the Earth. I mean, the sun.
That is what a
Exactly.
year is. Exactly.
That is exactly what I learned when I was 12.
But guys, I think if the Earth isn't spinning at all, then one day is going to be as long as 1 year.
Yeah.
Right? Like that makes sense.
Imagine how much harder it would be to do the Minecraft 100-day challenge.
That would
That
take
would be
100
tough.
years.
That would take you a lifetime, Alec. Get to work.
continued to orbit the sun, one day on Earth would take a year. Wherever you
Bro, I'm so smart, dude. Come on. Come on.
You should host this channel.
Some really terrible things begin to happen. The most noticeable difference would be the changes in
Temperature,
across the
yeah.
planet. Since
Yeah.
any given
All right,
point on
relax
the Earth
there,
would receive 6
smarty
months
pants.
of sunlight, it would experience 6 months of intense heat. The first days of having non-stop sunlight wouldn't be too bad. You might be hard
Yeah.
to fall asleep, but the temperature wouldn't be that drastically different.
How bad does
as
it
the
get?
weeks passed and the area never got a chance to cool down, the temperatures would slowly begin to creep up.
He's burnt.
It's estimated that 6 months of non-stop sunlight would likely cause the temperature on the daytime side of the Earth to reach over 212 degrees
Whoa!
Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius.
That's
this
hot.
is hot enough to boil
That is
water
hot.
and melt
That's
everything
hot.
else on the surface of the planet.
That is
the
hot.
water would evaporate into the
Air
air
conditioning,
and
guys,
eventually
come on.
find its way to cooler
Your air
regions of the
conditioning
twilight.
is
I would-
burning alive.
I would be on the other
The
side of
daytime
that.
side of the Earth
I wouldn't be
would
on
I
that
would be
side.
like,
scorched
I would be like
landscape
right
in
in
a
the
matter
middle
of
so that I could
months.
just
On the
go
opposite side of the
daytime,
planet, where it's perpetually nighttime for 6
Yeah, exactly. You would have to continuously be like walking in between the day and the night. You can't let it get too far. Because if
It
you're in
would-
the cold too long, or if you're in the night too long, it'll be too cold. If you're in the day too long, it'll be too warm.
There's only a small sliver that you could survive on.
It would
Exactly.
move pretty fast because it goes one time per year, but that's a long way to travel in a year. You'd have to follow
Especially
that.
when there's no planes and you have to walk because there's no more cars and you're also a fun guy now. So
And most of it's
keep that in
water.
mind.
True.
6 months, the temperatures would plummet. If you found yourself stuck here, you would notice something strange during your 6 months in darkness. The night sky would never change. We're used to seeing the stars, moon, and other celestial bodies move across the
Yeah.
night sky, but this is an illusion. Although everything in the sky is moving, the only reason that constellations seem to rise and set is because of the spin of the Earth. If the Earth stopped turning, this would no longer be the case, and you would see those same stars in relatively the same position all the time.
The Big Dipper
That
would
being
always
said,
be
there
in the
would
same
7
spot.
celestial objects that still moved across the sky.
D.
These would be the other planets in the solar system. However, due to the long orbits of the outer planets like Neptune and Uranus, there's a chance they would not cross your portion of the night sky during your lifetime. You would likely be able to see Mercury, Venus, and Mars, though, which might break up some of those
right.
monotonies of a year-long day. Surprisingly, there are a few ways that life might get around the temperature problems with an Earth
Yes!
day lasting one
The
full
bunker!
year.
I'm telling
On
you,
both
the
day
bunker!
and night sides of the planet, microbes would likely be able to survive
Wow.
since they're
Microbes,
pretty
Adam.
hardy. However, most
He did
plants
not
and
mention
animals
the
would
bunker.
die off in massive numbers, if any survived the initial catastrophes when the Earth stopped spinning.
GG's
Although,
lying.
when you think about it, there are already certain organisms that survive in locations where 6 months of the year are in
Yes.
darkness, and the other
Yeah,
6
it's
months
Alec
the
in his
sun never
basement.
sets.
That's
in
facts.
the South Pole, penguins live in
I'm
these
catching
conditions
strays
every
for no
year.
reason.
Granted, if the Earth wasn't spinning, their
There's some
habitat
sort of
would likely
fish that's
be
deep,
underwater,
deep down
but
the ocean
theoretically,
that has a
penguins
light
might be
on
the
its
best
forehead.
suited animals to survive on a non-spinning Earth. There may also be creatures deep in the ocean near hydrothermal vents called extremophiles
Yep.
that could survive if
Yep.
Earth stopped spinning.
Oh, wait,
These
where's his
creatures
light?
in the ecosystems don't require sunlight as they create
Yes.
their own food, not using photosynthesis, but a process called chemosynthesis.
Yep.
They do this by taking the heat and minerals being pumped out of the Earth and into the oceans and repurposing them into food.
Animals
are
These
so
extremophiles
fascinating.
No
continue
way.
to
That's
the
insane.
Earth's core and tectonic plates
wish I
need
could
to
do
remain
that.
active. If these processes stopped along with the spinning of the Earth, then everything that
I
relied
wish
on
we
the
could do
organisms
that.
around the
Look at how
hydrothermal
happy he
vents
looks,
would die
too.
off too.
Doesn't need no
For
McDonald's,
died.
finding
Dunkin',
themselves still living on the Earth
Chick-fil-A.
after
You
it
don't need
stops
none of
spinning,
that.
there might be a way to survive that year-long day. However, we'd have to go back to our roots and become nomadic again. During the time it would take the Earth to complete its orbit around the sun, there would be always a section of the planet that would be in a twilight zone.
That's
Sun
what we were
would either
talking
be
about.
Just about to rise or just about to set.
We
in
are
those regions.
geniuses.
This would make their temperatures relatively moderate. In
Yes.
this scenario, anyone who survived the stopping of Earth may be able to make their way into the equatorial supercontinent.
That's
and
what we
use it
said.
as a base of operations. If you
We're
could
geniuses.
somehow band together with any other humans who survived and start a nomadic tribe,
Start a
you could
family.
follow the twilight zone around the Earth every year.
That would be
Obviously,
tough, though,
you'd need
because you got to think the Twilight Zone is eventually going to move into the ocean. So we'd have to figure out a way to stay at one spot in the ocean very slowly and then just keep following.
Jack,
that Twilight
wouldn't
Zone.
the ocean be gone though? Because the
I don't
evaporation
know.
and the boiling
In the
of the
image
water?
that he just showed, the ocean was still there.
Oh.
Also, the higher north or lower south you go, the less you would have to actually travel.
That is true. So you just go to the top or you go to the bottom, and then you just walk in little circles.
You walk in like
little
a
circles.
4-foot
Exactly.
circle.
Exactly. Okay. We have our game
Dude,
plan
we
down,
got
boys.
this. Come on.
right.
All we need is a parachute, and then we can survive this.
Parachute. step one.
Parachute, guys. That's all you need.
That's step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Drinkable water.
Parachute.
But if those obstacles could be overcome, you could travel your way around the planet each year and keep out of the high and low temperatures.
See, look, they got their parachutes
We know
on.
There are many more
don't look
obstacles
happy,
that
though.
would need to be addressed in order for your new Twilight community to succeed. But it's kind of interesting that going back to our
Everyone
nomadic
looks like they have to
lifestyle might
poop.
be the thing that could save the human species if the world
does
stopped
not
spinning.
look happy
the
at
number
all.
of problems
I
that need
do.
to be overcome seems almost insurmountable when you look at it practically. All life on Earth today evolved to live on a planet with a day lasting roughly around 24 hours. The length of a day is so important that it's become ingrained in our biology. If the
For
Earth
real.
stopped spinning, it would throw the circadian rhythms of living things into chaos.
Yeah,
This
we wouldn't
process
know
is
when to
fine-tuned
sleep.
to allow our bodies to go through physical, mental,
Maybe
and
we could
chemical
just survive
cycles
24
every
hours awake.
24 hours. If your circadian rhythm gets thrown off, it can lead to depression, irregular hormone release, and even a change in body temperature. And this is not just unique to humans.
Well, depression would also come from the planet being destroyed.
I would be pretty sad about that. Yeah.
It'd be hard to be depressed if you're worried about surviving.
Yeah, the worst part would be there's no more Wi-Fi or like no more TV.
That's what you're
or
worried
no more
about.
King would
shows.
probably
That's
have
what
to
you're
shut
worried
down.
about? About your family getting destroyed?
Chick-fil-A would probably no longer be operational, especially not on Sundays. But wait, what if the Earth stopped spinning on a Sunday? Then they would be closed forever, at least for the next year.
Dude.
You know what the real solution would be? We need to become astronauts.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be safe if we're on the ISS. Yeah, we could just spend our time in space
And we start reeling them in with that rope.
very slowly, and that's where the parachute comes into play. Once we get close enough, we just parachute away.
We are so smart.
I'm buying a parachute.
We have to make sure we land at the North or South Pole, though. That's the only way we survive.
The only thing my only takeaway from this video is buy a parachute.
Many living
Bye,
things
bye,
on the
bye.
planet
Parachute
rely on
equals
circadian
survival.
rhythms to time biological functions. Life evolved over hundreds of millions of years to survive during a 24-hour day. It would not be able to adjust to a year-long day very easily.
Dang.
All of those problems so
crazy.
far would occur if the surface of the Earth stopped spinning. However, if the entirety of the Earth, including the core, were to become stationary, what would happen? Things would
Oh.
actually become a whole lot
How
worse.
does
No,
it
no,
get
it can't be
Come on,
worse.
come on.
Iron
But
and
wait,
nickel.
there's
this
more.
is incredibly important because as these two elements swirl around the core as a result of the
Come
intense
on!
heat and
It's the
pressure at center of our
electric-
planet, they create a
electric
magnetic field
magnetivity.
around the Earth. This magnetic field
Yep.
protects our atmosphere from being obliterated by harmful radiation and
Okay,
solar
we
storms.
are done
If the
for.
core of the Earth stopped
Wait,
spinning
what?
along with the rest of the planet, our magnetic field would shut down. This likely wouldn't cause any immediate catastrophes, but
No!
after a while,
Meteors,
the
meteors!
After a while,
always
your hair
something
definitely
from
turns
extra
red.
radiation bombarding it from the sun. Living things would get radiation burns, and the DNA in their cells would
Ew.
begin to
Not if you're in the
mutate.
bunker.
However, this would only
Not if
be a
you're in the
problem
bunker.
until the sun belched out a solar flare or a coronal mass ejection in our direction.
gosh, I
Without
hate
our
coronal
magnetic
mass
field,
ejections.
These cosmic events would completely annihilate anything on the surface
That's
of the planet.
crazy, no.
This brings us to the big question: is it possible for the world to just stop
No, he's-
spinning?
he's nodding
The
his
answer
head.
is yes.
What?
There are two different ways the Earth could
How?
stop spinning.
You said it
First would
yourself,
be if
Jack.
all motion stopped at once, and the second would be if it gradually slowed down over time.
That's what
We're
you
gonna
said,
look at
Jack.
Both scenarios. An abrupt stop
Yeah, but
would be
how?
much more devastating than a gradual one, but a gradual stop is likely as our planet's spin is already slowing down.
Yes.
If the Earth was hit by another planet-sized object, it would theoretically stop the rotation of our planet. If this happened, all of these things discussed in this video could be disregarded.
Okay.
That is
That looks a
terrifying.
little bit worse
That is a
than the
code
pit of-
blue.
Imagine Imagine our planet just getting deleted. Oh my gosh, that's scary. Any big planet could just destroy our planet. It's like one of them games of marbles.
The Earth will stop spinning if it gets exploded by another planet. That's a fact.
You don't say.
That's like in
Magnitude
Squid
would
Games.
vaporize anything on the surface of both planets, which makes 1,000 mile per hour
Why is this
winds
guy still
and
smiling?
long days pretty
This is awful.
insignificant in the grand
This guy
scheme
is
of
planning
things.
world
Surprisingly,
domination.
A planet in our solar system went through such an impact. Uranus
Really?
does not spin the same way as all the rest of the planets in our solar system. It spins
What?
at a 90-degree angle from its plane of orbit. All
What?
other planets spin close to 180 degrees along their orbit. Many scientists believe the reason that Uranus's spin is different from the rest of the planets is that an Earth-sized object hit it in the past. So,
Oh my
it's
gosh,
not out of
Uranus
the
got
realm of
hit by another
possibility that
ball.
Earth
No,
could
it
be
was
hit
the
by
moon.
something that would disrupt its spin. There is another planet that has an even more peculiar spin than Uranus, and it happens to be our neighbor.
Saturn!
Venus is a lot like Earth.
Dang
It's
it.
about the same size, and it sits just on the inner part of
But
the
it doesn't
solar system's
spin.
habitable zone. However, due
Yes,
to
it
its
does.
runaway greenhouse effect, Venus is more like hell than Earth. But what makes this planet peculiar is that it rotates in the opposite direction compared to all the other planets in the solar system.
It just
On
has to be
Venus, the
quirky.
sun rises in the west and sets in the east. Scientists
Really?
think
How does
this
it
might
even
have been
do that?
caused by an impact. Recent evidence suggests that Venus used to rotate in the same direction as all the other planets, but the sun's gravitational
they
pull
figure that
slowed down
out?
its spin and eventually caused it to stop. That same gravitational pull continued to tug on Venus, resulting in it spinning the opposite direction.
Whoa.
Can it do the same thing to our planet then? Our planet is the next planet in the line. It's the next planet.
I think we're too far away, Adam. So
It's literally right there. I can see it. My
We're
mouse is
only
pointing
getting
at it.
slowed down just a little bit every single year. Just a little bit. It's kind of like when you stand next to Alec. You only get pulled in just a little bit closer every second that you're
It's
there.
getting worse and worse so every year. I don't know if I can help it.
They say Earth is in the Goldilocks zone, Adam. We're in the Goldilocks zone.
So this is the best time to be alive?
Exactly.
Pretty much.
But eventually, Earth is moving further and further away from the sun as well. And so eventually, we're going to be outside of the Goldilocks zone, and then Earth is going to turn into Mars, pretty much, in like a billion years.
That is out of this world, Alec.
That's past my lifespan,
This
buddy.
would never happen to the Earth as we're too far away from
It's
the
not
sun.
past your
but
mom's.
Perhaps something else could cause this to happen to our planet. There may be some unknown force that we've yet to discover.
Why is
which
he
could
sleeping on
cause
the
Earth
job?
to stop spinning. Perhaps if our solar system passed by a black hole at just
No,
the right angle,
nope,
the gravitational
nope.
pull from the black
Not
hole
gonna
could
happen.
cause our planet to stop
No Ben
spinning.
10 Omniverse
However,
is
a more
coming near
likely
us.
scenario would be that the black hole would consume our solar system or
Not gonna
throw it
happen.
into chaos. Right now, the Earth is spinning slower than it was a year ago. In fact, the Earth's spin slows down around 1.4 milliseconds every 100 years.
Oh,
that's
that's
a very
nothing.
small number. and
That's
will have
nothing.
No
That's
literally
impact on your
nothing.
life. But for people in the future, it could be a huge problem. The reason that Earth's spin is slowing down is not a mystery. There isn't some unknown planet or force tugging on Earth stalling its rotation. Instead, the reason it slows down ever so
getting
slightly each
old.
year is because of the moon's gravity. You can see the pull of the moon at work.
I always
twice a
hated the
day
moon.
if you're by a
I
large
hate
body of
the
water.
moon!
Guys,
tugs at
it's
the water,
fine.
which
It's just the
creates
moon.
tides. This is a natural.
Wait, so Gru was actually a hero.
He's doing the string thing. Look at him.
The string
He's pulling
thing.
the Earth.
No, Gru from Despicable Me is actually a hero. He's trying to steal the moon because he
I
knows
thought
that
that
the
was
moon
Vector.
is affecting the gravity.
Yeah, exactly. That movie's factual.
process and one many scientists
Pull the
believe is
string!
necessary for many aquatic creatures to survive. However, with all that pulling and tugging comes the side effect of losing momentum.
This guy has great
Every time
handwriting.
the moon pulls on the Earth, it slows its spin ever
Little
so
tug of
slightly.
war.
In fact,
They're
the
gonna
Earth
kiss.
had the same
I
effect
told
on the
you the
moon
string.
for a long time until it became tidally locked.
Is this where
which
string
was
theory
caused
comes
by
from?
Earth's
Yes.
gravity stopping the spin of the
It's
moon
my theory.
completely. This is why we only see one side of the moon. Since the moon is smaller than our planet, it has less gravity and therefore didn't tidally lock the Earth.
Nerd.
Yep.
This is
Little
a good
boy.
thing. Otherwise, our day would last a year and the world would look very different than it does today. But the fact remains, the moon is slowing the spin of the Earth. Ever
Down
so
with the
slightly
moon.
over
I hate the moon.
time.
Down with
To
the
put this into
moon.
perspective,
Let's just
go
nuke
back in
the moon.
time. 400 million years ago, the length of the Earth day was shorter than it is today
Okay.
because the planet was spinning faster. It might sound crazy, but there were actually 400 days in a year. This means every day was
What?
21.9 hours long. And if you thought there wasn't enough time in a day to get everything done now, you would have really been pressed for time 400 million years ago.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen in the future to the length of the day
Whoa.
for the Earth? We know that one day now is about 23 hours, 56 minutes, not 24 hours. This is why we add an extra day every 4 years
makes
to make
sense.
sure that our calendar stays in sync.
It adds
At
up.
the rate at which the Earth is slowing down due to the pull of the moon, in 140 million years, a day will be 25 hours long.
Wow.
Obviously, you and I won't be around to witness a 25-hour day,
Probably
but
not.
given enough time, the Earth could stop spinning altogether. At that that point, one day would be the equivalent to one full rotation of the Earth around the Sun, or 8,760 hours long.
This is getting
But
scary.
even future generations don't need to worry about this happening. The Earth will be destroyed long before it stops spinning. We're not talking about
This is
doomsday
getting
or-
worse
Wait,
and
he's talking
worse.
about cyborgs?
Instead, we're referring to the time it'll take for our sun to turn into a red giant and consume
Oh,
the Earth.
yeah.
This will happen in about
What do you
5
mean, oh,
billion
yeah?
years,
You
when
knew
the
about
sun
this? You didn't
fuses
tell
all
us?
the hydrogen atoms
Yeah,
at
well,
its
we have
core
5
and
billion
needs
years
What
to
are we
figure
gonna
out
do?
what else to
I
do.
knew Jack was a traitor.
At this point,
He's
the
a part of the
sun
sun
begins to
gods.
expand. There's a chance that the sun doesn't swell to the size of Earth's orbit, but our planet would be so close
The
to
dude's
red
playing
giant
Blackhole.io.
that the radiation and heat would be too much for
Agario.
our magnetic shield, and the world would burn up. At this point, Earth would be tidally locked with the sun and would no longer be spinning. Now watch what...
Guys, we're very lucky that we have at least 5 billion years to figure out what would happen if the Earth stopped spinning.
If Earth collided with Mars, which planet would survive?
I'm Team Earth, baby. Earth, 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 Earth.
I don't think either one would survive. They'd both explode.
Well, let's find out.
Comment down below
Some
what you
people
think.
around the world go out on the streets and rooftops to look at the amazing cosmic phenomenon. Another planet right next to the moon, a big red one. At first, everyone's excited. Mars showing up out of nowhere is having a strange effect on
I'd
humanity.
be terrified.
Just as the moon can affect the psychological and physical state of some people, Mars is
Is that true? Do you guys ever look at the moon and you're like, psychologically, I feel better?
If I see a full moon, my mood goes up about 35%.
I get scared because I think about how tiny everything is and how tiny I am. And
You are small.
Do you ever look at the moon and think somebody's up there looking back at you?
No.
No, there's no life on Mars.
unexpected visit is causing people to behave pretty strangely. Every night, the sky is lit up by the white light of the moon
Whoa.
and the red glow of Mars.
Looks like evil and darkness.
Many people get
I
a
like
sort
that.
of instant
It's like
insomnia.
something out of Star Wars.
Some even stop drinking coffee because they no
What?
longer feel sleepy. Mars
Huh.
brings out energy and
Is
a
that a
little
thing?
wildness in
Is this
people,
true? That's
making
crazy.
them laugh more, and even drives a few poor
No.
people crazy.
No.
Okay, wait. Why would it make us more energetic?
With the light.
Like the red light is
Yeah.
just known to make you more energetic and then you're happier.
I'm pretty sure. It's like the infrared sauna.
Maybe
I
we're
feel like
all werewolves and vampires.
it's making people kind of crazy.
Almost, yeah, like insomnia, yeah. Because
Yeah.
they wouldn't be able to sleep with those bright lights.
Why
They
not?
begin to go out of their houses more often and enjoy the unusual night sky. A few days
Yeah,
later,
'cause
everybody
technically
can
you could
see what's
survive.
happening. Mars is getting bigger.
What are you talking
Scientists
about?
announced that the red planet
People go to sleep because it's nighttime and it's dark outside. But if the Mars was outside, then we'd stay awake all the time because it would always be sunny.
Adam, I want you to shut your eyes right now. Is it light or is it dark?
It's dark.
Yeah, so what are you talking
People
about?
go to bed because it's dark.
People go to bed because they're tired.
No.
What?
It's because of the moon cycle, but the Mars cycle would throw you all out of work. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Why? But the Mars,
is
it wouldn't
slowly
be like the
moving towards
sun.
Earth.
It would be
a
pretty dark.
collision is inevitable. Earthlings only have a few years left. A few months
That
ago,
is some build.
a huge asteroid crashed into the red planet with
That
such
is a
force
bread
that Mars
ball.
suddenly
No
flew
way.
out of its own orbit
Home
and went
run.
rogue. The chance
What?
that Mars would fly close to Earth was always going to be pretty high. After about 3 seconds of being
Really?
announced, the news went viral and panic set in. The situation's getting
anybody remember
worse
this?
and worse.
No.
The closer Mars gets, the more it affects people on a physical level. Hundreds of videos
gosh.
pop up showing collision simulations of Mars
That's
and
exactly
Earth.
what we're watching.
And there's no happy ending. Want to see what happens? One famous blogger
Yeah?
asked her followers. The Earth's almost completely covered with water, and Mars is
That's
all
true.
dust, sand,
true.
and rocks. Then she puts a huge watermelon in the middle of her room. From the far
Okay.
end, she launches a bowling ball at it.
Bang!
Strike. Mars looks almost the
So
same
that's what would
size
happen?
as the moon now.
Yeah.
It's about to come in.
Wait. Mars is not the same size as the moon, is it?
That's what I'm saying, bro. If Mars comes out, it's like this teeny tiny way up in the sky.
Guys,
You can
guys,
barely
guys,
see it. It
It's
just
not.
looks like
You
a
guys
red
are
dot.
dumb. He's
moon.
saying that
Adam,
Mars is
stop.
way further back than the moon.
Mars is twice the size of the moon.
We know this, but it's further back.
It's so far away.
All three balls, the Earth, Mars, and the moon, they are rock and metal. All three balls.
I only have
Thank
two
you.
of those.
Thanks.
Okay.
into the moon's orbit, and it's affecting
Look,
the Earth's magnetic
thank you. It's getting
field.
bigger.
Floods,
It's coming.
hurricanes,
Into the moon.
tsunamis,
Wow.
powerful thunderstorms.
That's crazy.
They go from bad to worse. Animals go crazy.
Wow.
Birds no longer migrate
Animals go
south.
crazy.
The polar northern lights appear in the Caribbean.
Whoa, that's
The
cool.
economy isn't handling the news that well.
I wouldn't.
People stop showing up to work. Why wouldn't they? They just want to.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so let's say today you guys got news that Mars is coming and it's gonna hit Earth in a year. What do you do?
I would start building nukes.
I'd build a giant bunker.
How, you guys have zero skills. How are you going to do that?
I would
Alex'
hire
dad is
someone
really
to build a
handy.
giant bunker.
But the people that you're gonna hire, they're not gonna care. They're gonna build them a bunker for themselves.
That's true.
I would pay them in any way possible to live in their bunker.
Wait, but if they don't like money, what will you give them?
You don't want to know.
Entertainment.
Alec could be like a jester from the olden ages.
That's a good question.
You're not gonna like the answers, Jack. Let's just say I'm gonna entertain.
To have fun and
actually
be
like
with
that.
loved ones. There
Adam's
are enough
solution is always
resources
to
on
use
the
little
planet
boys.
to last until the catastrophe.
They're very
so no
disgusting.
one's even trying to fix the Earth's problems. Clothing, food, cars, yachts,
This is like the movie
whatever.
Don't Look Up.
Everything loses its value and becomes free. Every day, huge street parties
Hey.
pop up all over the world. People decide to live their last months in peace and harmony.
Those last few months will be
Global
crazy
catastrophe
fun,
is
though.
Uniting
Wow.
humanity like never before. To go out with a bang,
play so much
Earthlings team
Fortnite.
up to
I think this is
organize a huge
incorrect.
rock concert. The Red Giant destroying our.
I think this is completely wrong. I totally
think so?
disagree.
No,
I-
there would be a
I feel
large
like-
amount of people doing this, Alex.
There would be so many people just celebrating.
It would be total anarchy, bro. No one would care about any laws. People would be running around rampant, stealing things, just going crazy. Like, yeah, people will party, but like, I think most people would just break all the laws that they can and just do whatever they want.
Is that what you would do?
I don't think so, but I think that's what a lot of people would do.
But why?
Because there's only a year left to live, and so people are just gonna do whatever they want.
Well, why can't they just do that right now?
Because it's against the law.
But that doesn't stop people today.
Because they don't want to spend the rest of their life in
Because-
prison. But the prison doesn't even exist, Jack.
Exactly.
Beautiful
Probably.
Assassins
planet.
and such.
Yeah, rock and roll's the perfect soundtrack. There's just enough time to eat, dance, party, and listen to good music. Huge stages are built all over the planet. It's every musician's last concert.
Okay, I would definitely
During
not be
all
listening
that
to that type of music.
preparation, hope suddenly appears.
Hey,
Scientists have calculated all the events that'll occur when Mars crashes into Earth, and they have a simple plan. Luckily, humans
Okay.
had already planned on
bubble.
moving to Mars,
Yes.
so they already have been
all
building
right.
spaceships for years. There's no time to get
Sweet.
to another planet before the collision. But the good news is that people can wait out the disaster just outside Earth's
not
orbit.
going to be a lot of people.
You get to sit in a space station, munch some popcorn, relax, and
that be real?
enjoy
That's
the
only
show.
going to be about 0.5%
When
of the
dust settles,
population.
it might just
Probably
be
less.
possible to return
Way
to
less.
Earth, or what's
Wouldn't they
left
get
of
hit
it.
by debris?
Essentially, it's like WALL-E, right? Like with the plot of WALL-E, that we would just like go out into a giant space station and kind of just like wait for Earth to be fine again.
Yep.
Like
So-
the 100.
I like
Yeah,
Wally.
it could be
way
like the
better.
100. Do you think that that's like a plan in place right now? Like, there's obviously the International Space Station, but do you think that they have like spaceships ready to take a large amount of the population into space?
No, not a large amount, but probably about like 10,000.
Probably like the billionaires.
Yeah.
The billionaires are going to be able to
The
go.
billionaires and all the content creators on YouTube.
Right. Okay. That sounds good. So they're going to need entertainment somehow.
of it. After learning about this plan, people start working on finishing the ships night and day. Everyone in the world pitches in.
Yay.
There are still 2 years left before the big day. The huge concert stages are converted into more space stations.
Why wouldn't they do
Mars
this
is now
earlier?
giving people more energy.
'Cause they had
And
to
with
celebrate.
epic teamwork, people managed to create thousands of stations in just a few months.
Really?
That's what happens when
Okay.
7 billion people work together. Farmers,
Actually,
physical
that's a good
therapists,
point. Do you guys think like with everybody working together, if there isn't like crazy anarchy, like that we would actually be able to get more people into space?
I think so. There's a lot of lazy people.
Adam, you got to think though. Do you remember the space race? Have you ever like read about the space race between us and Russia?
Yeah.
Adam. Okay, I was gonna say.
Right? Yeah, you know about that. When we like all of our budget and all of our manpower was spent on like, let's get to space before Russia. And we literally had so many technological advances within like that 10-year span. So imagine if we had to do that again.
Wasn't that fake?
Some people say so.
Some people do say it's fake.
I hope not.
chefs, engineers, athletes, accountants, all on the same team. Mars is now closer to us than the moon. The red giant blocks out the sun, and our planet is plunged into darkness.
No.
There are only a few
Alec
days
is raiding
left.
and pillaging.
People are working like ants in a massive colony, putting the finishing touches on several 100,000 space stations.
Why are they
takes
painting it, bro?
4
You're about to
whole
I
die.
know,
days for
right?
everyone
Who
to
cares
get
about
on
the stupid
board.
paint?
Plus,
gotta
there's the
look
loading
nice
of
when the aliens
supplies,
come and take us over.
animals, fish, seeds, plants, vegetables, fruits, Video games.
Noah's
fruit
space
roll-ups.
Video games, come
The
on!
red giant is scheduled to enter Earth's orbit in a couple of
Fortnite.
days.
They're gonna be playing
That is
Fortnite
so
out there.
scary.
Will really pick up speed. Mars is only a little more than half the size of Earth, but up in the sky, it looks infinitely huge. The ships start taking off.
See you.
People take a last look around, memorizing every
sorry,
inch.
Alec.
In a few hours, it'll all
have to leave
change
you behind.
forever. The stations fly up far enough away to clear any orbits.
That's not a lot of
Two
people in those
worlds
spaceships.
colliding together should still have a soundtrack, though. Rock stars on every ship organize an outer space music
Why are they
festival.
gonna throw this in? No, they're
To the
not.
awesome sound of rock.
There's gonna be so many
Mars
people left
enters
behind.
Earth's
They're not gonna
atmosphere
start
and
celebrating.
burns a thin layer
This is
of
like
its
going to be
own
the worst day in
surface.
history.
This releases an incredible amount
the
of
last
energy.
day in history
It
for
gets
Earth.
Here we go.
faster and faster.
This is
and
what happens.
Smashes into the Pacific
I think it's just
Ocean.
gonna splash.
A huge blast wave sweeps across the entire
Can't the
planet.
water just absorb?
Everything is lit up by flames, and everyone on the ships has to put on sunglasses to avoid being blinded. Our blue
Really?
planet is turning into a fiery one.
It's gonna turn to with the
The
sun.
dust of Mars
Oh my gosh,
mixes
it's gonna
with
turn
the
to sun.
water of Earth. The force of the impact goes through the Earth's crust into the liquid hot magma. Hundreds of pieces of Mars, some the size of entire countries, are somehow floating in the atmosphere. The collision generates so much energy that all oceans boil and evaporate.
No.
Seas and rivers of molten metal are now spreading all over Earth.
Holy
We lost
smokes.
water.
Days, weeks, months pass. A belt made up of bits of Mars forms around the Earth. It's like a fiery version of Saturn. It'll take a long time before it's safe to land back down.
Yeah, wouldn't it take like
Humanity
millions of
can't
years?
stay alive on the ships all that time.
They're gonna run out of water.
Food, water, and oxygen
air.
will run out after a few years.
That's it?
But scientists already have a plan.
VR. Wait, there's some sort of headset.
What's our plan?
Can't they make their own like plant system and they grow trees and stuff inside to get oxygen?
How are they gonna
Yeah.
water it, Alec? They don't have any water.
We need to figure out a
If
way
you
to
don't have
get
any water, you are
you can
screwed.
filter,
You're done.
You filter your pee.
It's a Minecraft.
Your
You
pee.
filter your pee and then you can drink that again. Yeah.
What?
That's what they do in space.
Yeah.
That is true. Eventually
Actually,
you'll run out, but you know, you
They say
Whoa.
they say that all water that you've drank has been consumed already and peed out by dinosaurs.
that is what they say.
That's what they say.
No.
So you always are drinking dinosaur pee.
It's
No.
true.
Don't ask me who,
Ad-
but they
Adam,
say
you're drinking
it.
my pee. You're drinking Alex.
No, I don't do that anymore.
You're drinking pee, Adam.
No.
The ships flip a switch and become huge cryo chambers. The ships are equipped with energy panels, and the roasting hot Earth's giving off a lot of energy.
Wow.
Totally enough to keep the ships working while everyone on board takes a few
is like
thousand-year
WALL-E.
nap. As soon as the planet cools down, humans will wake up. Hundreds of thousands of years pass. One day, alarms go off simultaneously on all the ships.
Wake up. Time for
People wake
school.
up slowly. Their bodies are exhausted.
They've been in VR for
but
thousands
after
of years.
A few billion cups of coffee.
That's what we're in right
everyone's
now.
Ready to go. Down on Earth, new continents should have formed, and the atmosphere is most likely way different. The planet might have lost its original orbit, so it might be spinning at a different angle. The seasons, as we know them, gone. All the water on Earth evaporated in the first few hours.
Can it even be
But there are huge
habitable?
glaciers on Mars, which might have melted on impact. Mars may have shared its water with our planet.
Oh.
The clouds of dust and dirt should have settled by now, and the ground should be pretty good for growing stuff on. All that magma probably spewed up a bunch of useful minerals and chemicals. It's going to be difficult, but humanity
so
somehow
cool.
must adapt to the new Earth.
Yeah, that does look cool.
People are ready for anything. All the Earthlings run to the nearest windows
Okay.
to see what their beloved planet looks like after all these centuries. Where is it?
Alec
People
made
are
it.
craning their necks, looking out at the empty spot where the Earth used to be.
What?
Where are we?
The impact of Mars was so
we
strong
pushed-
that it pushed the Earth out of its
Whoa.
orbit around the sun.
Yo.
It's gone.
So where
Great.
do we go?
What
Wait,
are we
the-
going
what?
to do now? Some bearded guy grabs a guitar
Oh,
and says,
my.
"Let's play."
Why are they all red-haired? We're screwed.
That's
Earth is
all
screwed.
my
If
red-headed.
the whole universe is in the fate of the red hair people.
If Mars hits Earth, I learned one thing, and that's we're gonna have a giant concert. We're gonna have a rock concert, and we're all gonna die.
They're all gonna die. Tribute.
What would happen if we poured all of Earth's water onto the sun? Would it extinguish it?
Would it explode the sun? Would it form a black hole?
Well, today we're gonna find out.
What would happen if we poured all of the Earth's oceans on it? or even more water? Well, let's find out.
I don't think the Earth's water is enough. I think
That's
they're
not
gonna need a
even
lot
close
more
to
water.
being enough because the sun is how many times bigger than planet Earth?
I think it's like 1,000
times bigger, if not
I think
more.
so. Yeah. And it's literally a giant fireball. It's not like some of it's fire. The whole thing is one giant fireball.
I'm gonna predict that it would take 10,000 Earth's waters to put out the sun. We would need 1.3 million Earths to fit all of the Earths inside of the sun.
Oh my God.
all right, Jack. All right, you're getting
That
way
is
too
so
scientific.
many.
It's a lot bigger than we thought.
Holy cow.
Let's see what this guy says about it.
The universe is a place full of mysteries. Since scientists have been arguing
What even
about
is
how
that?
space works, but none of us has ever doubted the existence of one thing.
The sun.
The sun.
Well, obviously we can see it.
The center of our solar system.
Nice, Alec.
It's big, bright,
Thanks.
and immortal? Nah, not really. Actually, the sun is just an ordinary star. It consists of 75% hydrogen, a little helium, and a pinch of other heavy elements.
All right.
Gravity
Interesting.
holds it all
Heavy
together.
elements. What
But
could those
in
be?
around 5 billion years, the life cycle of the sun will come to an end. The
5
hydrogen
billion
inside
years.
it will run out. Our star will begin to grow gradually, and you can't even imagine just how big it will become. And then it will start eating all the nearby planets.
What?
That's when we'll regret being so close to it.
How was it gonna get that
After
big?
eating us all, the star will remain a red giant. For
Well, luckily he said like, what, 5 billion years, so I think we're chilling. We have 5 billion years to figure out how to get out of our solar system. I think we can do it.
I don't know. It's not that
What
much
do you
time,
mean?
guys. It's
5
not that much
billion
time.
years? I don't even think we've... That's literally 1 billion more years than 4 billion years.
Wow. Now that you put it that way, I think you're right.
We're going to be facts. able to do it. Don't even
so
worry,
close to
guys.
it.
We have a lot of
After
time.
eating us all, the star will remain a red giant for
Sun's
another
hungry.
billion years or so. And then,
That's
sooner or
crazy.
later, it will begin to shrink and fade, turning into a white dwarf. In the end,
It bulks and then
nothing
it
will remain
cuts.
of it but a bright and colorful planetary nebula.
Seems like we should start pouring water on it, like, now, right? We gotta wait at least a billion more years. Yeah, we need to figure out where we can get some more water. This is a great video, actually, because if we find out how much water we need to pour on it, then we're chilling. Well, yeah, we
All
can
we
go back
need-
to this video, and then we can figure it out.
All we need is a giant fire hose. And just
Okay.
shoot it at it, you know?
Okay.
That could
Yeah.
work. That could work.
Let's see what this guy's say.
That could
Made of
work.
it but a bright and colorful planetary nebula.
Maybe.
But don't get scared. Right now, the sun is in the middle of its life cycle. It was born about 4.5 billion
Dang,
years ago,
having a
and
midlife
about the
crisis.
same amount
Whoa.
of time remains. Fortunately, we were born during the star's best and most
Let's go! Oh, my nipple.
no reason
Let's
to
go,
work.
humans.
So
Okay.
let's find one. How about speeding up the sun's life cycle with the help of water? We'll try to collect all the water on Earth and pour it onto the sun. First,
How much water do you think is on Earth, if you guys had to guess right now?
3 trillion gallons.
I'm gonna say probably 1.2 trillion tons. So you're
What
going by
about in
weight. All right,
gallons?
I'm gonna go for 5 trillion gallons.
You just saying what?
Oh,
okay.
I'm gonna say 120,000 blue whales.
I'm gonna say 100 trillion gallons of water.
100 trillion.
100
I forget
trillion.
what I said. All right, let's
You
go.
said
I
5.
don't even know.
I said 5,
How
that's
many-
it?
How many quarts is that, Alec?
That's like
This is 1 gallon.
1.6 sextillion quarts.
You guys see how
Okay.
big a gallon is? That's like bigger than my head. So imagine
Yeah, so
5
100
trillion.
trillion of those.
We need 5 trillion atom heads worth
Yes.
of water.
Oh, now that you put it
we'll
that
need
way,
a bucket.
probably like
Collect
3.
all the water on Earth and pour it onto the sun. First, we'll need a bucket.
One bucket.
No, not this one. We'll need a really, really big bucket.
Oh,
bucket.
whoa,
That can
holy.
contain
Alex
around
mom size.
326 million cubic miles of water. It will be equal in size to the distance from Washington to Chicago.
What?
Or if we can only find ordinary buckets, there should be around 70 quintillion of them.
Oh!
This is a number with 18 zeros.
Do we
We're
even have
way
that many
off.
buckets?
Wait, we were a little bit off. Just a tiny bit off.
How many gallons is
Per
in
bucket?
one bucket?
It's got to be at least a 1 gallon, right?
Let's say 1
Dude.
gallon per bucket.
Those
Did he
look
say
like 1 gallon
quintillion?
buckets.
I've never even heard of the number quintillion.
I think that's 1
Alec
after
only
a
thinks
trillion.
of Alex. What'd you say? Sextillion? 1.6
Yeah.
sextillion?
Okay, so we have hundreds here, then we have thousands, then we have millions, then we have
Billions
trillions,
and
billions, then
trillions.
trillions.
Then trillions.
Then what's that one?
What, sextillions or quintillion?
Quadrillion.
I don't know. Whoever gets
Oh
past
god,
a
bro.
trillion.
Oh god.
A
think it's
trillion is such a big number,
quadrillion.
you never hear any other numbers.
70 quintillion of them.
70
This is a number with
quintillions.
18 zeros.
That's a whole lot of zeros.
Imagine that we magically
If you divide
got
that number,
many buckets.
If you divide that number by 70 quintillion, that's how many brain cells Adam has.
Adam, can you do that math?
70 quintillion divided by 70 quintillion equals Adam.
He's grabbing his TI-84 calculator. We'll check it back in with Adam later.
Time to put out the sun. We splash the star with all this water and nothing? Oh,
Nothing?
just look at this. The sun has probably felt sorry for us and produced one little solar flare. It turns out that all water on Earth is actually just a pathetic drop for the sun. People often underestimate how much bigger the sun really is than our planet. In reality, it can fit more than 1,003,000 Earths.
Holy cow.
So yes,
That's what
the
I
sun
said!
won't go out or even get colder. It won't even notice that we've done something. Give
That's
up.
crazy.
We really want the sun to go out for some reason.
Wow.
What happens if we pour just enough water on it? And how much is this
that?
enough? Remember our quintillions of buckets? Well,
Yes.
we actually need about 370 octillions of them.
I don't even know
This
how
number
big that
has
is.
27 zeros.
Oh my
Wow.
It's hard
gosh.
to even imagine. So let's just say that
Oh
it's a
my
lot
gosh.
of water.
One! Oh.
Oh,
Is it one? Yeah!
good job, Adam.
Let's go!
Yeah. That's
All right,
how
I'm
many.
back.
That's how many brain cells you have.
One brain cell.
Oh.
Aw.
Let's splash it all over the sun again. Wow, just look at the steam. But the sun hasn't
Do you guys
gone out
think
again.
it's gonna make obsidian?
On the contrary, it said thank you and
Oh,
suddenly
maybe. A lot
became
of
much bigger
obsidian.
One
and brighter.
giant obsidian
What's
block.
happening?
Wait, it gets bigger and brighter?
Guys, maybe after this we can make another portal and like there's a whole new dimension in real life.
Did you guys just hear that? Well, I think another portal is actually a black hole, but that's a different conversation. But did you guys just hear that if we pour, I think it was like 180
87
octillion buckets of water,
Yeah.
that
We got
the
up to
sun would get
octillion, Adam.
bigger. It doesn't go out, it gets bigger.
It embraces the cold.
It eats it like it's a Big
eating
Mac.
it. It's bulking up from the water.
You see, the sun isn't actually a campfire. Inside bonfires, candle flames, there's a chemical combustion. When we pour water on the fire, the water absorbs the heat of the flame and cools it to such an extent that it can no longer maintain the burning reaction. It also blocks the fire's
suffocates
access
it.
to oxygen. Water basically stops the chemical process. But the burning of the sun isn't the same reaction. Even though we say it burns, it's not entirely
yeah.
true. What happens there is called nuclear fusion. It's one of the most violent and craziest reactions in the universe. There are many layers of hydrogen going deep into the sun. If you take 4 hydrogen atoms and ram them together, you're left with an atom of helium. When we talk about the sun, the process is a little more complicated. When the star tries to carry out that fusion, positive protons repel each other. It takes a lot of force and energy
I'm getting
to somehow
confused.
squeeze them together. Fortunately, there's a magical force in space. It's gravity. The sun takes up 99.8% of all the mass of the solar system.
All right, Alec, can you explain to us what he just said the past minute in your own words?
So 99.8% of the sun is fire.
I'm talking about before that.
No.
Water? You
Wrong.
put water on fire and it extinguishes it, but it doesn't work that way for the sun because things come together for the sun.
I knew he
And
was.
they don't do that on Earth.
He was not understanding.
So,
I think Alec has half the brain cells of Adam.
so water no good against sun.
Water makes sun big.
Water makes sun big.
Pretty heavy, right? And all this mass is what holds the sun together with the help of an incredible gravitational force. So, gravity takes quadrillions of these little hydrogen atoms and pushes them together every second of every day. And when they collide, they release some energy. So, unlike fire, the sun doesn't need oxygen to live. It
Right, there's
needs
no oxygen in
hydrogen.
space.
Oh yeah.
And we all know that water is
H2O,
It
two
consists of
hydrogen.
and oxygen. So this is literally
Burns the
fuel for
oxygen
the sun.
and absorbs the hydrogen.
It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. More importantly, the extra mass added by water will make the sun heavier. Now, gravity says, thank you for your help.
crazy.
And then it starts to collide protons with each other even faster.
Oh my
and
gosh.
thanks to this, the synthesis speeds up.
So the sun is invincible. Like, how
the
would
sun
we...
starts getting bigger and bigger.
How would we
just from
destroy
that.
the sun?
Maybe
can't.
gasoline is its kryptonite. We do the Uno reverse.
Can we mute Alec? What is he even talking about?
I'm just saying, because gasoline works on our planet, but it doesn't there. And water diffuses situations here, but it doesn't there. So Uno reverse.
So you want to put gasoline on the sun?
He's trying to Uno reverse the sun like it's some sort of card game.
I don't
No one's tried it
understand.
before. No one's tried it before. I'm just saying. It could be worth a
Maybe,
shot.
maybe Alec is right. Let's watch until the
No
end
one's
to find
tried
out.
anything before. We haven't gotten close to the sun.
The sun incredibly strong, and now it has eaten us, along with other nearby planets. And if we
So we're all
keep
dead.
adding water, the sun will sooner or later collapse in on itself.
Ooh.
It will blow
Okay.
off its outer layers and become a black hole. Awesome.
Yes,
Now
because it got
will
too
pull
big.
inside absolutely
Oh.
everything around. Good job, guys. Let's
What?
press rewind because
made another
clearly
portal.
our water experiment was
You're
a
right,
mistake.
Adam.
Yeah, I was right. We make a nether portal. If we put too much water onto the sun, it creates a black hole,
A
which is
portal.
a nether portal.
It's a portal.
To somewhere. That's pretty cool.
One
We
small
don't know
solar
where.
flare sounds much better. All right, we're back to our usual calm sun. But it seems like there's something that we've forgotten. Well,
Yeah, what happens to
apparently,
us?
water was critically important for life on Earth. Who would have thought? Now there's a huge amount of unmoving fish and other marine creatures lying around where the oceans used to be.
Yeah.
Poor things.
And the sun got bigger.
As for deep
Yeah,
sea
so
it'll
creatures,
get hotter.
they simply didn't withstand such a sharp change in pressure. Algae and corals have also dried up. Wait a
GGs.
minute. Weren't they responsible for producing 50 to 80% of the world's oxygen?
Oh.
Oops.
Yeah.
It's time to put on some oxygen masks. And how are things on dry land? I mean, now everything is just land. But you get the point. Wow, this whole place is lit, and I mean it literally. If there are no oceans, then there are no clouds or rain. Now there are forest fires
Oh,
everywhere.
wow.
Poor animals have to escape and leave their home. Oh my.
That's rough.
And it's not like they'll be able to find a new home, because all plants, of course, will dry up quickly. There will be literally no place for living left on the
So essentially, isn't that what happened to Mars?
I
All
was
of the
thinking that
water
too.
evaporated and then everything burned, you know, like a couple billion years ago.
Was there ever water on Mars?
There was,
Yeah.
yeah, they've done tests. It's still there. It's just like deep beneath the surface.
Wait, so was there life on Mars?
There could have been billions of years ago.
We gotta watch a video on that. Leave a like if you want to see a video on that.
That should be
could
pretty
learn.
cool.
We can
That's
learn.
crazy. Are we going
We
to
can
Mars
double
right
our
now?
brain cells. I don't know, guys. 20,000 likes and we'll think about it.
You love that like goal. You love that 20,000.
I do.
So now Earth looks like a giant desert. Great. But people have been living in deserts for thousands of years, right?
That is true.
Maybe they'll know
But
what to
everyone
do.
needs water.
They won't.
And oxygen.
After all, people in the desert.
Well, Alec, the camels are gonna have water in like their camel back, so we could just use that probably
Oh,
for a
true.
little bit.
We just drink camels pretty much. It's all
Jeez.
camel
Drink from the
water.
camel's humps.
Right.
Yeah.
I love camel
Yeah.
humps.
Drink from the hump.
to drink.
Yes.
So now there's total chaos everywhere, and survivors fight for the last drops of water, if there are any survivors at all. In fact, no matter how much they fight for resources, their fate is sealed. The ocean absorbs a huge amount of CO2 and the heat coming from the sun. They also distribute this heat throughout the planet, making it pleasant to live on. But once they're gone,
okay.
the temperatures will quickly jump to 250
Yeah,
degrees Fahrenheit
makes sense.
and above.
We can't survive that.
But
Alec just
We're gonna
said
have to
it
go
makes
underground.
sense.
That makes sense. If there's no water, that it'll get real hot.
Alec
It'll
has
get
not
hot.
been following anything that's happening in this video.
It makes sense. Trust me. It makes sense. You just gotta trust me.
Alec knows his
Just
stuff.
gotta trust me, dude.
It makes
Come on.
sense. It just makes sense.
Alec is a certified scientist.
high temperatures, now we have no clouds, and they helped us too by not letting through solar radiation. So we're also
Yup,
under the
solar
direct
radiation,
impact
Adam.
of the sun's rays. Our last hope is icebergs.
Yeah.
Now that everything is terribly hot, they've melted.
Oh.
And maybe they'll be the last hope for humanity.
Oh,
but
cool.
that cool solar flare was definitely worth it. Silly humans.
Silly humans.
Well, moral of the story, we're not gonna put water on the sun. And you shouldn't too, because it's a bad idea.
There are 8 billion people in the world. What would happen if they all lived in one building? Well, we're about to find out.
A little over 3 months ago, I released a video about what if everybody on Earth lived inside the same
Adam,
city.
that's the
Today,
Earth,
we're going
if
to
you
talk
didn't
about
know.
something perhaps even more terrifying.
The Earth's flat.
What if everybody on Earth lived inside the same
That has to be
building?
the tallest
How
building
large
of
would
all
this building
time.
have to be to house all 7.4 billion of us alive?
There's over 8
right
billion
now?
people
It's
nowadays.
not as strange
So
of a
even more.
question as it-
I think it would have to be at least 3,000 feet. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna say it probably touches the moon.
Yeah, well, it matters how wide it is, too. If it's just like a 1 foot by 1 foot giant, like, you know, it matters how wide it is.
All right, calm down,
Alec,
Cyrus.
Alec, you're only
Alec.
3
Calm
feet
down.
wide.
I didn't know, like, how wide.
How wide
Alec,
are the
you're
people
3
or
feet
you?
witty. You got it.
You're big, buddy. You need to calm down. You're not fitting in this space.
Okay, I'm gonna say the building needs to be 3 miles high.
At least 4 Alex wide.
3 miles high.
It's gotta be more.
It's not as strange of a question as it may seem at first. This picture right here is the town of Whittier, Alaska, and by that I mean that the entire town is located inside of this one building.
Whoa.
The entire
What?
city's
Everyone lives in
population of
there.
214 people.
Oh,
for
that's
the
not
most
a
part,
lot of
lives
people.
inside
Not a lot
this
of
single building, and they really don't have to ever leave it. This is
Okay.
because almost all of the
Imagine that building. That was only 200 people. Imagine 7 billion people. How big that building would have to be. That building was big.
That building was like the size of an apartment complex
Really
in
trying to
Idaho.
understand.
Why
So
is
it's-
Alex
it's-
so
it's-
torqued up?
It's like
over
kind of big, but like it was only maybe like 100 feet tall. So let's 100 feet times 7.4
I didn't know
billion.
Alec
can't
had
wait to
such
see.
a fascination.
That's
Neither did
gotta
I,
be-
but this is
it's gotta
interesting,
be
dude.
all the way to the moon. That's
This
what
is-
my guess is.
this is
Make sure you
cool.
guys comment down below what you guys think. How tall would this building have to be?
To Mars? To Jupiter? To Saturn?
Just the moon. Just the
I don't know.
you would normally find inside of a city are all located inside of the building. Inside, you can find the city's police department, the post office, the mayor's office, a general store, a grocery store, a hospital,
How
a
is that
laundromat,
all in
pretty
there?
cool.
hotel, a church in the basement,
Wow.
and even an indoor playground complete
Oh,
with
cool.
a
What?
swimming pool.
That's
The
actually pretty
building
cool
is the
for
city,
200
and
people.
the residents of the city
looks
can
crooked.
stay indoors almost indefinitely whenever the weather begins to get bad because all of the city's services as well as their homes are all located inside of it. But even still, just 214 people live here,
That's
which
not
is
even
nowhere
close
near
to
the
7.4
entire human
billion.
race. So let's get
That's
bigger
what I was
and
saying.
buildings
Pretty
with
close.
the largest seating capacity. The AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas,
100,000,
is the home of the Dallas
120,000.
Cowboys and is truly
64,000.
enormous, larger than the U.S. Capitol building and capable
Yeah,
of
it's
seating
less than what I
80,000
said.
people, which means that you could
80,000
comfortably
people.
seat the
That's a
entire
lot of
population of Andorra.
But that's
inside
just
of
like
it.
seating
But
them.
it
That's
still
not
isn't
taking
as big
care
as
of
the
them.
largest indoor
That's true.
stadium in the world, which is located here in Pyongyang, North Korea, and is called Rungrado First of May
130,000.
Stadium. It has
Oh,
the
wow.
capacity to seat 114,000
Ooh,
people.
wow,
Or
that's a
over
lot of people.
What do they
34,000
have
more
there?
That's in North Korea?
They have,
Yeah, but-
I would say, about 114,000 seats.
What do you think
Well,
they
what
do
do they
there?
do there? Like, what kind of activities?
Do they just like
It's
fight?
probably
to the
soccer,
death?
if I had to guess.
A
Soccer.
potato race? Like
A
sack
potato race.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, what
Wow.
else? Like what? I don't know. What else could even be in there? That's that interesting.
I think they do
gotta be soccer.
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Could be.
No, that has to be it. You're right. Great thought. Great thought, Adam. Brain blast.
Good idea, honestly.
Okay, dude.
The AT&T Stadium, or about the same population as the island of Kiribati,
don't
or
know where
about
that is.
20% of the population of Wyoming. But even that
That's
isn't
such a
as big
weird
as the largest
stat.
ever planned indoor stadium, which would have been constructed in Berlin by Nazi Germany had they won the Second World War. The building would have been
That's
called
rough.
the Volkshall, and would have been capable of seating 180,000 people
wow.
inside, about 5%
That's quite a bit of people.
of modern-day Berlin. The
Not
building would
anywhere
have been
close to
so
7.4
enormous that
billion,
German
though.
architects calculated that
Well, thank God it didn't get built, you know?
Why are they using this as a reference, bro?
That is good.
Seems like they had the
I-
blueprints and everything for this one.
Yeah, this is very good that this was not built. Let's
Yeah,
give 'em-
seriously. This could have been really bad.
Yeah, I wonder what they would have done in there.
They're
so.
just trying to understand the scale of how big things can get
That's
to contain.
that's pretty big. That's a lot of people.
180,000
That is a lot of
people.
people.
It's
all of
big,
these
but
people
not
breathing inside of
7.4
it could have
billion
actually
big.
created artificial rain inside, causing the building to have its own weather.
Artificial
if
rain?
we move to outdoor
Oh, wow.
stadiums, however, which would still be one building in a sense, then we can fit much more people. The largest outdoor stadium currently is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, capable of seating 235,000
Whoa,
people.
wow.
The entire population
Yo.
of Reno, Nevada. But once again,
That's
the
insane.
Nazis had plans for an even larger stadium
Okay,
in
what
the
is
event
going
of a
on?
victory in World War II. Their plans were to construct the Deutsche Stadion in Nuremberg, which would have been capable of seating a massive 405,000
Holy
What?
cow.
What would you
Bro,
do there?
What is this
Horse
video?
races?
What video?
I don't know. What does this have to do with how many people?
No, they're
can
trying
fit
to.
in
They're
one
trying to make
building?
you understand how many people could fit in a human-made thing.
Whoever made this video brought up Nazi Germany twice. Like, what is their
They had to.
They
The
are
Nazis
doubling
had
down.
big expectations.
They are doubling down on this
Yeah,
theory
seriously,
here.
what is
All
going
right,
on?
405,000. That's 500,000. That's nowhere near. That's
All
not
right,
even
Jack,
1%
lower
of
your voice.
7.4
Lower
billion.
your voice. You're way too like in on this. Like,
I'm just saying, they're trying to get the scale. We're not even close to 7.4 billion.
More than the population of New Orleans and over 5 times the seating capacity of the AT&T Stadium. Hitler planned that after Germany won World War II, every single Olympic Games for the rest of history would take place here at this stadium. But because the war was lost, the stadium was never finished. However, the largest building anywhere in the world in terms of how many people are meant to fit inside of it would be the Great Mosque in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. During the Hajj period, the mosque has the capacity to fit 4 million
Whoa,
people
4 million?
inside of it, which is greater
Wow.
than the population of
Wait a
Panama.
second,
There
wait a
are
second.
buildings
That's
that
insane.
could, in theory, fit more people than this, though. They're not designed to fit people, but we're going to see what could happen if we did so anyway.
Okay.
Before we get started with this part, though, let's figure out how many people we could safely fit inside of 1 square meter. After a lot of research,
That's a good idea.
it seems that anything over 5
One?
people per square meter could be potentially dangerous
Okay.
and lead to people trampling
5
each other.
people in
So,
1 square
at the
meter?
highest limit, let's
Well,
go
yeah,
with
they
about
have to
5
get that
people
so that
on
they can
average.
figure out how tall they can build this giant building.
Dude, everyone's gonna be smushed together. So
Well, yeah,
thi-
they're trying to make it
this-
smushed, but not uncomfortable. They're trying to make sure that everybody like has a good living space.
No, this is not living space though. I was under the impression that everyone would live in this building and like have
They
their
will.
own room, their own.
They will.
No, this is saying 5 people per square meter. That's
No,
a
yeah,
3
they're
by
gonna
3.
live. They're gonna live in that. Some people live in that.
3 feet by 3 feet, Jack. 4 people in each. 5
Less
people.
than that. 3 feet is a yard. A meter's less.
So you're saying that how would anyone live in that?
They gotta figure it out.
Dude, you're crazy.
I don't know
I think
what
that this
Alex
is just
saying, but I agree with Jack.
Okay, dude. This is just, I'm pretty sure this is just saying how many people could fit in a building, not
Could
like live.
Well, let's see. Let's figure it out.
Able to possibly fit into 1 square meter. The largest building in the world in terms of its physical footprint on the Earth's surface is going
Is
to
it
be
Tesla?
the Tesla Gigafactory once it's
Yeah.
fully
Whoa,
how'd you know
in
that?
Nevada. It's
I'm really
gargantuan
smart.
Jack
when compared
loves
to the
Tesla.
AT&T Stadium and the U.S. Capitol building, and it would take up a physical space of 530,000 square meters, or a
Whoa.
little larger than Vatican City, which means that you could fit the world's smallest country completely inside of the boundaries of the world's largest building. At 5 people per square meter, that means that you could fit 2,650,000 people
Wow.
inside the building all indoors. More people than live in all of Namibia. So we're at the scale of entire countries worth of people fitting inside 1 building now, but we can still get much larger. The largest building ever designed in terms of the floor space that it would occupy was the
What is
Crystal
that?
Island building, which would have been
This is
built in
real?
Moscow
Never heard of
were it
that.
not halted. Had it have been completed, it would have
Oh.
possessed
Oh, it's not
2.5
completed.
million square meters worth of floor space.
Oh my gosh, that
Could
looks
have fit
awesome.
A staggering 12,500,000.
Wow.
More than the entire population of Belgium. But we can still go even bigger if we begin to take a 3-dimensional view rather than the 2-dimensional view that we've had so far. With this in mind, the average height for a modern human is roughly 1.63 meters. Therefore, if we construct a cube with a 1 square meter base and a height of 1.63 meters, then we could fit 5 average humans inside of it. This gives us 0.326 cubic meters per person, or 3.07 people per cubic meter. With this math in mind, the largest building in the world in terms of sheer volume is the Boeing Everett factory located in Washington. The building possesses
Boeing.
13.3 million cubic meters
Oh,
located
wow, they can
entirely
fit a lot of
indoors,
people in
which
that.
is
That's
so
a
large
lot
that
of
the building
people.
has its own microclimate somewhat similar to what the proposed Volkswagen in Berlin would have been like. Adding floors into the building with an average height of just 1.63 meters each, capable of fitting the average human inside,
Oh
and we
my
could theoretically
gosh.
fit 40,831,000
no
people
way.
inside of
40
here, which would
million
be
That's like
enough to
20%
fill
of
the entire
America.
populations of
That's still
Denmark,
nothing,
Norway,
though,
Sweden,
compared to 8
there's
billion.
still so
Iceland,
many
That's
more
like
they
20
have to
million,
do.
Alex.
Latvia, and Lithuania all combined and still have room left over for all of Serbia just for good measure. That's the largest building in the world,
Wow.
though, and that's still not even 1% of the entire
So we
human
just
population
do that,
could
and then we
possibly fit
stack it
inside of
on top of one
You have to do
another.
that
Keep
100
stacking.
times.
We construct a new building, and if we did so, what is the smallest possible size that it could be to fit all of us? Well, at the time of making this video, the world population is currently 7.478 billion people. If we crammed people into the same density as we did inside the Boeing factory, then we would require a volume of 2.436 billion cubic meters, or 2.436
Oh my gosh.
The building would be a cube with sides of 1.346 kilometers in length.
That is the
and a
death
height
cube
of
right there.
That looks like someone from
That
Star
is
Wars.
huge.
This seems big, but placed in downtown New York City, it would actually look like this, inside of which you can actually
It's Kevin.
fit every single human.
Well, I mean, they make it seem like it's not that big. Those are
Fortnite already did
skyscrapers
this.
next to it, dude. Like when you stand next to a skyscraper, your neck is broke looking up at it. And this is like 8 skyscrapers tall.
Compared to
it
a
doesn't
human
look that
being,
big.
yeah, you're not gonna be able to understand the size of this.
Right. I'm just saying it's a lot taller than they make it seem out to be, I think. Because look, like these little buildings down here, that is a
the
skyscraper.
size- it's like at least 5 Eiffel Towers. It's got to be at least like 3 Empire State Buildings. It's
More.
huge.
More. These are almost the size of Empire State Buildings at the bottom, like at the bottom of it. It's almost the size of it. That's got to be like 8, probably 9.
Wow.
It is massive. Yeah, that is enormous.
If there was a ladder on the outside and I offered you $50,000 to climb to the top, would you do it?
No, I would not.
Jack?
I'd do it for 60.
Deal.
You guys are crazy.
It's
You
a
guys are
ladder. You just
crazy.
climb the ladder.
Dude,
I'd
that is
climb that
that
ladder.
it is. It's a mile high. I don't think I could
no, it's
physically
more,
do that.
I'd climb it. I'd climb it.
He'd
in a
climb
day.
it because he's not a loser.
And how are you getting down? How
I'm gonna
are you
have
climbing down?
Alec, listen
You
to
take
me.
the elevator.
I'm gonna have a parachute.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
or the
Oh, a
elevator.
parachute could work. Actually, I didn't think about that. That's fair.
Human being
How
know
tall
life
is this
today.
cube?
The tallest building in the
1.3
world is the Burj
kilometers.
Khalifa at nearly 830 meters high, but the tallest building under construction that will be done in 2020 is the Jeddah Tower, which will be much higher when finished at 1,008 meters.
Whoa.
Only
Oh my
330
gosh.
meters
Is it done?
short
The
of
Jeddah
our
Tower?
Megacube.
That's
the base
tall.
of the cube would only be about
That's half
5
a mile
times larger
high.
than the Tesla Gigafactory as well. So building the cube is certainly within the realm of possibility. And if it was built, the entire human race alive today, all 7.478 billion of us,
We
could
should do
all
it.
fit inside of a building that would only take around half an hour to jog around.
But we couldn't live in it. We would just be able to fit. That's all. That's all it's saying.
Now we need to figure out exactly how tall the building would be if we could all live.
We couldn't live, but could we love?
Agoraphobia is defined as the fear of open spaces, public transit, shopping malls, or simply being outside of your home. But is the
Oh,
fear really
Adam has
realistic?
that.
And is it actually possible to live an entire life completely indoors? And weirdly, if the entire human species suffered from this phobia, then could we all theoretically live inside of one gigantic building and not ever have to leave
Imagine
our
playing
homes,
hide
or
and
at
seek in
least
that
never have to
building.
leave
That would
the
be
comfort of the building?
awesome.
You'd
The
never
answer is
find
yes,
them.
but let's first
Impossible.
take a
It
look
would
at
be
some
impossible,
real-world
but awesome.
concepts before venturing into the
Dude, the
detailed
staircases
insanity
and the
of all
elevators
living,
in that would be
eating, sleeping, and
insanely
breathing
long.
in the same building.
True.
Perhaps the most realistic proposal of fitting an entire city's worth of people inside of the same building is the Shimizu Megacity Pyramid, which is planned to be built in the
Inside
Bay
of a
of Tokyo
pyramid.
in Japan. When finished, the pyramid is expected to be 14 times
Oh my
taller
gosh.
than the
What?
Pyramid of Giza
What?
in Egypt at just over 2 kilometers
That can't be
tall.
real.
and will be
No. There's no way they
way.
finished that.
1 million people who will
That's
live inside of
insane.
it. That means that the
What?
building
That's
could support
crazy.
the entire population
That would
of the
actually be
US
kinda
state
sick,
of
though.
Montana, or house the population of entire large cities like San Jose, California, or Cologne, Germany. The building would have 8 square
Wow.
kilometers of floor space when finished, which is 4 times larger than the actual country of Monaco, and even larger than the UK territory
Holy
of
smokes.
Gibraltar.
Dude, that is
However,
insane.
a building this massive cannot actually be built
can't
with
do that.
current construction technology.
I know it.
Construction is anticipated to begin in the year 2030, and the building is
Okay.
projected to be completed by the year 2110, which
No!
is ludicrous if you think about it.
It's gonna take
That
80
is
years to build?
93
Wow.
years from now, if you're watching
That
this
is
video,
Adam,
way
you're
too
close.
late for us.
which, think of all the history that could possibly happen within 93 years, and this building still may not even be finished after all of that. It's not completely unprecedented, however. This cathedral in the city of York first started being built in the year 1220. Imagine being the first person who laid down the first brick to begin building this cathedral. He would have spent his entire lifetime working on the project, and so would have his son, and his son,
Oh my
and
gosh.
his son,
No way.
and his son,
That is
and so on
crazy.
until 252 years later,
No
the cathedral
way.
was
Wow.
finally finished being built. 9 generations would have passed from the time that the first person began working on it. It would have been like if your relative from 1765 had begun building something and you today, right now, just finished it. You probably can't even think of any relatives that you may have even had.
All right.
And that problem would have been even more
That's
severe
actually
in the Middle
crazy to
Ages.
think about.
A distant relative would have begun building a building, and their name would have been long forgotten, but you, centuries later, would be still working on and completing what they had originally started anyway. It's very strange to think about, but let's move back to the mega pyramid building in the distant future of 2110.
I do want to hear about this
Power
pyramid.
is generated by solar panels on the building's trusses. Transportation is provided by massive accelerating walkways, elevators, and personal rapid transit tubes with automated shuttle pods that zip from one part of the building to another. The building is full of homes, offices, restaurants, stores, and is a fully functioning city of 1 million people who live entirely indoors. Nobody would have to really ever leave, but 1 million people isn't all of us. So let's envision something like this, but on a much larger scale.
It has to be
First
7
off,
billion
let's
times bigger.
Where would be the most strategic location on Earth to place a building that could house all 7.478 billion of us?
South America.
My answer is probably Brazil, and specifically right here. The reasoning for this is largely because of water, since 12% of all the Earth's surface freshwater is located in Brazil, and the second largest dam in the world is located nearby. I'll get more into the reasoning later, so let's assume that we've moved everybody's houses and homes as they are together into one place. Everybody on Earth gets to keep their current size living space, so what would this look like all together? For reference, the average US house built in 2013 was 241 square meters in size. According to the UN, however, 13% of the world population lives in 5 square meters or less of living space. 28% have between 5 and 9 square meters of space, 24% have between 10 and 14 square meters, 18% have between 15 and 19 square meters, and only 18% of the world's population lives in 20 square meters or greater sized houses.
Wow. Wait a second. Is that saying? No, that's not saying like what I think it's saying, right? Like like our house is maybe like 300 square meters. I don't know exactly.
I have no idea.
This is saying 2,500 square feet is 240 meters. And this just said 13% of the world's population lives in 5 square meters? 5?
Yeah, it is what it's saying.
Wait, is that a tiki hut? What is that? Or a tiki hut?
It's really tiny.
We're probably in the top like 5%, Alec.
Of house owners?
Yeah, no, we're lucky with the space that we have. Most people don't have a lot of space.
But like 5, dude. They said like 10 meters of space.
Yeah, you're probably on top of people.
That is crazy.
That's how some people live.
Small apartments, I guess, counts.
If you're in New York City, you're probably in that 13%.
I feel like you're talking about like a literal box. Like you're living in a box, bro.
Your room is like 3 square meters.
Yeah.
That's 13% of the population lives in your room.
I wish.
Houses are certainly not the global norm, and averaging out all of these numbers gives us a building with 90,860 square kilometers of living space in a 2-dimensional view, about the size of Jordan in the Middle East if it was all just one floor. But if we constructed the building to be as high as the current tallest residential building in the world at 414 meters or 101 stories high, then the living space of everybody on Earth would take up an area of around 900 square kilometers on the surface, a little less than the size of the Faroe Islands in Denmark.
Nothing.
That is literally nothing. After a lot of research, it appears that sweet potatoes are the most calorie-intensive crop that you can grow. If we utilized efficient farming techniques and made use of vertical farms with artificial sunlight, we could construct a 1 cubic kilometer building that would be dedicated solely to producing sweet potatoes for our population. Each cubic—
That's all we eat?
I do like sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes to feed over 27 million people a 1,500 calorie per day diet. So if we also built 275 of these buildings connected to the main living space, then we could feed the entire human race
and only 1,500 calories. That's nothing.
Pure sweet potatoes. Since humans need to drink 2 liters of water to survive each day, and the nearby dam has a reservoir of 29 cubic kilometers, we could have enough drinking water nearby to last us for over 4,000 years.
What?
Of course, some of the water would be used for other purposes like agriculture, but it would still be enough to last for centuries using all of our needs inside
I didn't realize we had that much water.
Maximum efficiency.
Dude, that looks sick. That is cool.
Finally,
you would live there?
We need space for other things besides just
probably
living.
There's skyscrapers on top of a giant skyscraper.
The zoning ordinances are for residential property, while the remaining 25% is for commercial, manufacturing, transportation, or park space. If we kept that same ratio in our mega building, then we would add an additional 225 square kilometers worth of building space on the Earth's surface that would stand as high as the residential portion. Altogether, our mega building that could house all of humanity in the same living space that they live in today, complete with all water needs, a diet of pure sweet potatoes, stores, parks, and transportation, would take up an area of 1,339 square kilometers
that is
on the Earth's
nothing,
surface,
man.
Still just a little smaller than the Faroe Islands in Denmark.
That is crazy to think about.
Storage and agriculture would be 1 kilometer high, and the rest of the building would be 414 meters high. In terms of power, the nearby dam would provide a lot of it, but probably wouldn't be enough to power the entire building. It is estimated that a solar panel array the size of Spain could provide enough power for the entire world's energy needs. So, a grouping of solar panels of this size nearby the building would provide way more than enough, since humanity would be using much less energy all concentrated together. Transportation would be just like in the Shimizu megacity pyramid, handled by thousands of elevators, walkways, and automated shuttle pods moving in tunnels inside the building. Life wouldn't exactly be very nice on a diet of sweet potatoes and never being able to leave the building.
That's what I'm saying,
but in a catastrophic event like a nuclear war, global warming,
yeah,
or
one small fire, it's all over. The whole building goes into a fire, and then everybody's dead.
The political situation inside would certainly be messy, to say the least.
That's true.
There
That would be
probably
crazy.
A wealthier section with more living space and a poorer section with less.
I feel like the bottom would be a lot of the poorer people, and then like the top would be like the hierarchy.
How did you get to that?
Where you actually get like fresh air and stuff.
Are you a genius?
The poor people are on the bottom, and then the rich people are on top.
I was thinking about it for a while, actually.
Wait, no way. No way. The poor people are on the bottom, and then the rich people are on the top?
And you move up the levels as you get richer and richer and richer.
I honestly, I thought they would be all mixed around, you know, like equality. But
yeah,
no.
I thought like poor people will live in the mansions on the top of everyone else, but
I didn't think
no,
about it
the way
like
you
that.
put it is like that's genius, Adam.
Thanks, guys.
Nice.
Thank you.
I don't know if I can think about it like that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It may take centuries and generations to build it, and most people would certainly not want to live this lifestyle, but still, it is technically possible that we could all live in the same amount of space that we do now in an area no larger than these islands in the Atlantic Ocean.
I can't believe that. That is absolutely insane.
Wow. That is absolutely insane.
What would happen to the planet if humans never existed? Let's find out.
In just 300,000 years, humans have totally transformed our planet. This is in some good ways. For
thought humans only existed for,
extending
like,
our lives
20,000 years.
and also creating new technology and ideas.
Jobs.
But humans also have their
Steve Jobs.
downsides. A lot of
do.
damage has
That's
been
true.
done to wildlife and animals by humans.
A lot of litter.
But what if we never existed?
And
if we
people
were
named
never
Alec.
on this planet?
See,
How
Alec,
different
bro,
would the world
relax.
be?
Oh
And
my
would it be
gosh.
better
I'm a bear.
or
I'd still
worse?
be here.
Get ready to see just how much humans have affected planet Earth. If humans never existed, of course, we would not be the dominant species. If no humans ever existed, then the dominant species would likely be the next thing after humans. Based on
Which
DNA,
is-
this would be chimpanzees.
Wait,
Now,
what?
That would be
How would
false, right? It would be
Wait,
like
what?
a lion.
Well, yeah, it would just be based on brute force strength, right?
Like, what's the top of the food chain?
Unpopular opinion. Ants. Look into it, dude. Ants like dominate so much of the world.
Ants
it's
kinda
crazy.
They
dominate right
dominate
now, even
the
with
bug
humans.
world, the insect world, but they don't dominate the actual world. Come on, dude.
Territorial
That's true,
wise,
that's
they
true.
own
Have you
so
ever heard
much,
of
though.
anteaters? Have you ever heard of anteaters? How are the ants gonna kill an anteater,
that's
Alec?
true. That's true. They're like vacuums for
If
ants.
they teamed
Come
up
on,
on it,
use
they
your
could
brain,
take 'em out.
Alec. Use your brain. I double dog dare you to find any ant that could kill an anteater.
I'm gonna make a bold claim. I think eagles would rule the world. They can fly. They have claws.
Okay, that's
Ooh,
a horrible
fast.
take. Horrible take.
What?
Let's continue.
Make sure you guys comment down below what animal you think would be at the top of the food chain if humans never existed.
Chimpanzees share 99% of our DNA.
Just because we share
this
DNA
means
doesn't mean
they are our
they would
closest
rule the
living
food chain.
relatives. They would likely evolve and get almost as
Oh,
smart
wait,
as us
actually?
one
Whoa.
day. But
Actually?
if we're just talking about
Wait,
our
but why does
species of
our
human,
existence
then
matter in the
Neanderthals would
chimpanzee
likely
evolution
take our
scheme?
place. Neanderthals were
don't
very
know.
intelligent
Don't know.
beings despite their media depiction. They
yeah,
were
true.
very early humans, but they were wiped out. This was from Homo sapiens battling them and interbreeding with them. So if only Homo sapiens never existed, Homo neanderthalis would take our place. The natural world would be very different without—
He's saying it like it's a fact. Is that a fact?
I don't know. It sounds like a lot of it is like scientific speculation. Like they don't know for sure if any of this is actual reality. We'll never know.
Oh wait, that's true because humans exist. Yeah, you're right.
Humans do exist right now,
Nah,
contrary to popular belief.
That's a good point. This whole video is hypothetical.
Without humans, there would be far more drinkable water available. Right now, only 0.007% of Earth's water is accessible to us.
That's our fault?
This is because of various man-made problems.
No way.
For example, creating toxicity in the water. Without humans, the weather would be very different too. The global temperature would be far colder. The climate is affected by nature like the sun and humans too.
That would stink.
The lower
True.
temperature would also cause more snow to fall on Earth. CO2 levels would also be far lower. It's believed that the Industrial Revolution increased CO2 levels by 20%. Of course, that has made the world we know and love today. But if humans weren't around, then there would be far less CO2. This also means that there would be no hole in the ozone layer. Scientists—
I thought that the hole got filled up, didn't it?
What hole got filled? What are you talking about?
Isn't the hole filled? The ozone layer hole? Isn't it filled by now?
Some sort of Bill Nye the Science Guy?
I don't know.
Pretty sure it's. I think it's slightly smaller. I think it's shrinking. I think that the hole's going down in size because we've been doing a good job.
Let's go to our scientific expert, Alec.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure global warming would happen regardless of humans, but we're just
speeding up the process.
Yes, but we're just expediting the process. So what he's saying is true, but at the same time, it would still happen. Like we would still, global warming would still exist without us. It would just be slower. That's all.
Us humans.
We're not scientists. We have no idea what we're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Areas in the world damaged by humans, like Chernobyl in Ukraine, would be safe. Chernobyl is the most toxic place in the world. That's because in 1986 there was a nuclear power plant meltdown.
Wow.
Many other animals would also be alive if humans did not exist.
You telling me the mammoth would still exist?
Is especially true.
Yeah, it would. We hunted them to extinction.
There's been a 50% decline in marine life. It's believed this is thanks to our climate changing, and also humans fishing on a massive scale. Amazing animals like the woolly mammoth would also still exist.
I don't believe
it's
that.
believed these went extinct for two main reasons. This includes environmental factors and also humans hunting them for meat. But some living things would not exist. For example,
Isn't a woolly mammoth just like an elephant with fur?
I think so.
In its most basic form, it's
kind of like the polar bear compared to regular
like
bears.
Alex's mom, kind of. Same weight class and everything.
How have you managed to put my mom into this conversation?
I'm just saying,
Don't
they would still be around if
what are
the
you
humans
laughing at?
didn't.
Don't laugh. That's not funny.
Kill them off. The humans
true,
killed
Jack.
everybody off.
How is that true? My mom is not a woolly
guys,
mammoth.
I do want to bring up a pretty good point that the dogs wouldn't be around. Normal dogs, as we know it, would not be around because the only reason we have dogs is because we breeded different wolves together, and wolves and dogs, or wolves and humans evolved together.
Wait, guys.
There would be no dogs without
Earlier
us.
when we said what would be the highest on the food chain, we didn't even discuss crocodiles.
Yeah, because that's
true.
not even no, that's a horrible point. There's
Well,
no
Alec,
way
you have to
crocs
think
would be
about
up
everything.
there.
Also, wait, woolly mammoths could be up there too because they never would have went extinct. Also, saber-toothed tigers would probably still be around.
Yeah, but they're close
No
to
way.
like
I feel like you're just
cheetahs
saying that. Yeah, I feel like you just. No way that humans hunted every single woolly mammoth.
They did. It's happened to so many different animal species. We've hunted so many animals out of existence.
Humans are crazy.
We almost got
love
rid
our
of
meat.
every single bison ever
love our
to
meat.
exist.
includes environmental factors and also humans hunting them for meat. But some living things would not exist. For example, indoor plants would never exist. These have been bred by humans to be indoors.
Obviously.
Also, plants like fruits would
There would
look
be no
very
indoors.
different. Modifications have
bananas?
been done to fruit and vegetable seeds.
Yeah, we made bananas.
This is to make
Know
them look
that.
different and taste better. But
Whoa.
of course, if this
Oh,
was
wow.
all natural and humans
No way.
weren't messing
Yeah,
with
we've
the
made
seeds,
a lot
this
of the
would not be
fruits and
case.
vegetables
It's safe
that
to
we
say
eat
some
today.
of our favorite foods would look and taste very different.
I feel like you didn't know this stuff, Jack, but you're just seeing it and then telling us as if you did know prior.
No.
Like, you're like, oh,
I'm
yeah,
not that
of
guy.
course
No,
we
I'm
did that.
not. I'm
Just so you
not Neil
sound
deGrasse
smart.
Tyson or whatever that dude is. No. You guys have never done like. You guys have never seen that like bananas are genetically modified plantains.
I didn't want to say it, but it seems like Jack doesn't know anything, and he's just saying yes to everything.
That's what
You
I'm
guys
saying.
you guys didn't know that we made most of the stuff
No,
like that
Jack.
we eat.
Jack,
Jack, come
ridiculous.
on. Jack, come on.
Wait,
didn't
do you
know
guys
that.
think that? But did you guys think that bananas were like already existing before humans?
He just said that they were. They would just look different. They're still
so
bananas.
dumb. No, they're not, dude.
just
Plantains.
slightly
We literally
colored
modified. We modified
It's okay,
plantains
Jack.
to
It's
become
okay.
bananas.
It's
You're
all
just
right.
saying
Jack,
words
it's all
now.
right.
You're just
Jack,
making
it's
that
all
up.
right that you didn't know.
I'm just-
It's okay not to know things. It's okay.
Guys.
Don't worry
It's
about
really
it.
okay. I'm not faulting you guys. You guys are just dumb.
You may think that whatever happens, cockroaches
really
will be
dove
fine.
deep in this
After all,
research.
they're one of the most rugged animals in the world. They could even survive a nuclear blast.
I heard
But
that, yeah.
cock-
Did you know that, Jack?
I actually knew that.
Jack, did you know that?
I know that. Do you guys know like the water bear thing?
Yeah,
Like the water
water
bear,
bear.
like microscopic thing,
Yeah,
can like
yeah,
survive anything. I knew about that. Not cockroaches though.
Cockroaches.
Sure.
Yeah. I know the only way to
would
kill them is to
actually
flush them down the
become extinct
toilet.
without humans. Humans generate the heat cockroaches need. And without us,
Ew.
cockroaches would cease to exist. If
Actually?
humans never
Let's
existed,
go.
there would be more visible
that'd be
stars
sick.
from Earth. On 1/3 of our planet, you can't see our galaxy. This is because of light pollution. Of course, without humans, there would
Yeah,
be
it's
no
crazy
artificial
how many stars
light.
there actually are
and
out
the
there.
only light source we would have is from the sun. Also,
There's
many
infinite.
endangered animals would be alive if humans weren't. Many species go extinct because of
No,
human-generated
wait, we're getting
Not the
blamed for the dinosaur
dinosaurs.
extinctions?
and in some cases, hunting and fishing makes animals go extinct. If humans never existed, then human diseases also would not exist.
Oh
Many
my
pathogens
gosh.
rely on humans.
Oh, I mean, speaking of things that are gonna go extinct, gingers are eventually gonna go extinct, right?
They say in like 50 years.
You guys are all gone.
Wait, Alec. are
I'm a
you
rare
okay?
breed,
Are you
man. I'm a
serious?
rare breed.
Alec, this is a safe space.
Wait, are
We can
you
talk
saying
about
that,
it.
or is that real? 50 years, you're done? You could,
It's real.
you could very well be the last ginger.
it's a touchy topic.
Are you guys serious? Alec,
Yeah.
you all right?
Yeah, serious.
I'm actually fine with that.
I feel like Manny from Ice Age.
I'm kind of cool with that,
The
Jack.
last ginger.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's for the best, honestly.
Yeah. If you guys hate gingers,
Okay.
leave a comment.
This not only wipes out humans, but animals too. But on the flip side, if humans never
one of those hairless
existed,
cats?
many incurable diseases would never be cured. Humans
Ooh,
have
yeah.
figured out how to
Okay,
cure
here we go. We
many
get some credit now.
diseases. This is using medicines made by
Seriously.
us. And these
Finally.
medicines are used on humans and animals too.
Humans
Without
aren't that bad.
We're just
humans,
combating
the
natural
Americas would have
selection, aren't
just
we?
as much biodiversity as Africa. This means lions, tigers, zebras, and giraffes would roam the USA. The
Whoa.
world would basically be like one gigantic
what?
zoo. The
I don't know
Great
how that
Barrier
makes
Reef
sense.
would also
Wait,
still
wait,
be
wait,
intact.
wait. How is that even possible?
I don't know. Wait, how would the U.S. have lions?
How would the lions make boats and get over? You're saying that they would evolve to eventually have boats?
Yeah, because the fish come up from the land and then eventually grow legs and then they
Oh.
become a lion.
I
It's
feel like this
simple.
entire video is just this guy roasting humans and saying how bad we are.
He's saying like life
mean-
would be awesome without humans, pretty much. This
At
guy
this
hates
point,
the
the
human
guy,
species.
Yeah, he's gonna say that the sun's gonna explode if the human race still keeps going on.
This is ridiculous.
It's
This
our
is kind
fault.
of a hate crime.
Everything is our fault.
This video stinks.
Over 2/3 of the reef has passed away. It's believed this is thanks to
Passed
human-generated environmental factors.
But
If
it is coming
humans
back.
were not around,
Whoa,
we'd
that
also
place is
have
cool.
more
Where's
variety
that?
of plants.
Rainforest
That's because
Cafe?
they'd have more land to develop and grow. A sad thing is, the
Don't
dog
pretend like you just
population
know
would be a
everything.
lot lower. There would be
Wait, who said
nearly
that?
900 million fewer dogs in the world without humans.
No
Oh,
way.
who said that,
Because
guys?
they
Guys,
are one
let's
of the
get an
most
instant
popular
replay. Who
pets
talked
in
about the
world.
dogs?
I think Jack's
before?
watched this
Jack?
video before.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, Jack's watched this video, taking notes, and written everything down. So everything this guy says, Jack's like, yup, that's true. Nope, that's not true. Actually, did you know?
Somebody
This
was
guy just
talking
knows
about
everything.
dogs earlier. Somebody knew about the dogs. I don't know who it was, but
Jack just knows
somebody's
about
really
every
smart.
single thing.
Whoever brought up that dog point is probably really intelligent.
You guys didn't know Jack's a genius.
Land and biodiversity. And this means there may be new species of animals
Please
we
tell
can't
me there's
even
no cats.
comprehend.
Oh,
Maybe a
what?
flying dog or a
I'd be
big
fine with
cat
that. I'm big
This
dog
guy's
guy.
trying to
underwater.
convince me that
On the
flying
subject
dogs
of
would
land,
exist.
Areas
I-
like the Amazon
Wait, what'd he say?
rainforest, new species of animals we can't even comprehend.
No.
Maybe a flying dog or a
What?
big cat that lives underwater. On the subject of land, areas like the Amazon rainforest
No.
would be a
What
lot
are you talking
larger.
about?
Over 20% of the Amazon rainforest has been lost
think Charles
to
Darwin would
deforestation.
dislike this video.
This is mainly to make way for beef farms and also cutting trees down for things like paper and wood. But on the flip side of that, without humans, there would be far less animals like
there
cows
would.
and chicken. That's because these things are extensively farmed.
That's because
for
there's
milk
less
and meat
McDonald's
by
without
us
humans.
With no humans, there would be no plastic waste. That's because it's a man-made item. Right now,
Really?
there's enough plastic landfill
Yeah.
on Earth to cover the country of Argentina.
Yeah, he's
but
right on
without
this
us,
one.
that would never have existed. Another weird
actually
consequence
crazy.
of having no humans would be bees. Human radio signals confuse bees and cause them to pass away. Without these signals, there
what?
would be
That's kinda
more
funny.
bees in the world.
Actually?
Another pretty obvious
Wait,
thing is
that's how
that
that
without
works?
humans, there would be no building.
Does that happen to you too, Adam? You get confused?
I get some weird weird frequencies sometimes. That's why I forget things all the time. It's the frequencies,
The
man.
radio
I was
frequencies.
telling you. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. It's the frequencies. It's 5G.
Adam is half B.
They're mind controlling me.
Can you even imagine a world without any buildings made by man? Without humans, all animals that exist would be wild. It's believed there's around 7 billion pets in the world. But none of these animals would be kept as pets without humans. They would roam free.
It's pretty
without
much saying
humans, there would also
it would be
more
Planet of the
trees,
Apes if we
meaning
didn't exist.
more oxygen. And the polar ice caps would also melt at a slower rate. Not only that, there would be around 4.3 trillion more fish in the world.
That's
Fishing and pollutants have decreased the fish population by trillions.
Wow.
But without us, that would not have happened. But it's not all bad. Many would agree that humans have transformed the Earth for the better. Simply by living, humans do amazing things. We've made friends, families, connections, businesses,
We've gone to the
jobs,
flippin'
ideas,
moon.
and thoughts. People make new creations and inspirations every single day. And we've been doing this since we can remember. From the first early cave paintings to modern art.
Let's
and
go,
from
Al.
the invention of the wheel and
Make
the
a fire in a
to
cave.
the iPhone now. Even things
Yeah,
humans
we
have
invented the
done to
wheel.
damage the planet, we're now undoing. We're planting more trees than ever before.
trees, baby.
There are less people living in poverty than ever before. Cases of disease have been dropping too.
Here we
The
go.
population is also growing, meaning that we'll have new ideas and new people. And
This is
world
such a
hunger is
random
also
video.
at an all-time low. It's believed in 2021 the human population may cross 8 billion. And
It
despite
has
what
crossed
some
8 billion.
say, that is a positive thing.
Are we close to
But
9
now
billion?
that we know what the Earth would
I
have
don't
been
think
like
so.
if humans never existed, it's
think we
time
just
to
had
make
8
your
billion
voice
recently.
heard. Comment below what you think are the best and worst things humans have done to the world. If you want some more amazing
All
video,
right, best and worst things that humans have ever done. Best thing, Rocky Road ice cream. Worst thing, it's gotta be the ginger thing. Yeah.
I'm literally right here.
The comments don't really say anything. Alec, what would happen if a planet disappeared from our solar system?
Nothing at all.
You don't understand what could possibly happen? The whole gravity system could be messed up. We could be launched into outer space. Everyone could die.
There's no way that would happen.
Well, Alec, we're about to find out right now.
Well, what's up? My name's Zig, and I'm from a planet in a place you call the Andromeda Galaxy. I'm in high school, and I have this assignment to find out what will happen to your solar system's perfect harmony if it loses a planet. So I poof one of yours away with this ray blaster and track any changes.
No.
Don't
Hey, yo,
worry,
hey, don't
I'll
do
put
that.
it back.
Don't do that.
Sort of. So,
Here we go.
let's give it a shot. I'll start with the planet closest to the sun. Mercury, right? Oh, it's so small I nearly missed it. Here we go.
What do you think will happen? I'm pretty sure nothing
I
will
told
happen.
you.
Yeah, the planet's really small.
Nothing is going to happen when any of the planets disappear. The only thing that matters is the sun.
Are you sure? Because what? Jupiter's huge.
Yeah, but it doesn't have an effect on Earth. It's just out there.
Oh gosh, I didn't know you were this dumb. All right.
Okay, with Mercury gone, how's Earth looking? No changes in the solar system.
See, I
saw
told
that
you,
coming.
Adam.
It's all about gravity. Every object that has some
Wait, you might
mass
be smarter
attracts
than I
other
thought.
objects because of its gravitational
actually.
force. The
Okay.
larger the mass, the greater the force it has. Mercury
Exactly.
is the smallest planet in the solar system, so it's not too massive in space terms. The second most important factor is the distance between the objects. At 50 million miles away, Mercury
that's
is
it?
no doubt far from Earth, so the gravitational force between the two of them isn't that strong. Okay.
Exactly, and that is why if Jupiter disappears, nothing is going to happen because Jupiter is so far away from Earth, it doesn't have any effect on Earth.
Look at Jupiter compared to Earth. That is such more of a gravitational pull. It's gonna probably slingshot Earth right into the sun.
No, but Adam, the sun is literally millions and millions and millions times the size of Jupiter. So that is like the overwhelming factor of why the Earth spins around the sun.
I don't know. It's actually surprising that nothing would happen. Let's move on
Something
to-
would happen if you disappeared from Earth. I'll tell you that right now. The entire gravitational pull of the entire solar system would go completely out of whack. Your belly is what is the glue to everything that exists. So thank you, Adam. Really thank you.
You're welcome.
When you sneeze, the Earth loses about 10 miles per hour in its spin. This is why we only have 28 days in February, because of Adam's sneezes.
Thank you for that.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Let's put Mercury back and move on to
Let's
Venus.
move on to Venus.
It's the hottest planet in your solar system. One day here is almost 117 Earth days.
How is Mercury not
Holy
Try the blue
smokes.
button this time. Oh, did you see that? It just froze and broke into pieces.
See you.
And again, nothing really changed that much.
What?
Well,
I
except
told you.
Earthling just lost the second brightest object to light up the night sky.
Oh,
second
who
to the moon,
cares?
of course. I suppose that's why they call Venus the evening star. Looks like it got way darker after sunset than it used to be. All right, I'll reassemble.
So the only thing that would happen is it just gets darker at night? That's literally it?
That doesn't even really matter.
I thought the planets were like much more important in our solar system. I guess they're not.
See, tell me I'm smarter than you thought. I told
No,
you.
no, 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 no. Those are the two smallest planets. We didn't move on to Mars or Jupiter or Saturn. Those planets definitely are going to have a bigger effect.
Definitely don't forget about Uranus. That one's big.
Venus now and head to your home planet. Earth,
I don't
the
like
one
this alien
floating
guy.
rock in the system that's in that precious habitable zone. The perfect distance from your
The
star to
Goldilocks
sustain
zone.
Hey, I was just kidding.
You look like you were
I'm
born
obviously
in
not going to
Mercury.
poof Earth away. So
Woo!
let's head to the
Yeah.
red planet.
Yeah, don't
Mars.
touch us.
I know humans are planning to send a mission there. Would you personally want to go? Tell me about
Absolutely
it in
not.
the comments below.
I would go. That sounds
Let's see
awesome.
what'll happen when I spin the red
I'd rather
planet
just go
so
to, like,
fast
Asia.
that it shoots out of the solar system. Woohoo! Bye, Mom.
If you think about it, if you move to Mars, you'll be the best in the world at everything. You'd be the best Fortnite player in the world. You'd be the best soccer player in the world. You'd be the best literally at everything. Weightlifter, bodybuilder, anything, basketball player.
So you plan on moving by yourself?
Yeah, because then I would just be the best in the world at every single thing.
So you'd go there by yourself just so you can say that you're the best at everything.
Yeah, and it would be true. Now I can only say I'm the best at a couple things.
Like what?
Scrolling on TikTok while on the toilet. I'm really good at that.
Skibbity Riz?
Skibbity Ohio Riz, I gotta be at least top 3.
I'm top 2.
Bye, Mars. And no significant changes again.
What?
This might be good
I
for
told
Earth
you,
in a
Adam,
way.
you were so dumb,
There's
it's
a massive
ridiculous.
asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter.
What is happening?
Asteroids, as you know, aren't Earth's best friends.
Uh-oh.
Jupiter holds them together with its strong gravity. But from time to time, they break free and start moving toward the sun.
Uh-oh.
No surprise.
Okay, I did maybe have a lapse of judgment here, Adam. I maybe forgot about the asteroid belt.
That could get real dangerous if Jupiter's gone.
Once Jupiter's gone, those things are free balling. It is gonna be Armageddon.
Some of those asteroids, I think, are like half the size of Earth. So even if just one of them hits Earth, shabing, this could get bad quick.
No surprise,
Oh,
really,
gosh.
since
It's
its
getting scary.
gravitational pull is impressive. Mars also has gravity to boast and acts somewhat like a slingshot
Uh-oh.
that speeds up asteroids in the direction of Earth. So,
Oh.
no Mars, no slingshot, and the chances of the blue planet getting hit by an asteroid go down.
Wait, so getting rid of Mars is like a good thing.
That is a great point. Elon Musk, instead of going to Mars, let's blow up Mars.
Write that down. Write that down.
Finally,
We
the
should work for
moment
NASA,
I've been
we are
waiting
so smart.
for. Time
Hire
to
us now.
experiment with the largest planet in your solar system.
Okay, this
Jupiter.
is where it could get dangerous.
It weighs 3 times more than all of its neighboring planets combined.
Yo, that's crazy.
What?
I
How am
told
gonna
you.
get this giant out of
Jupiter's
the system?
huge.
I know. I'll use the shrink ray and make it 2 billion times smaller first. Now I can just throw it like a baseball. Uh-oh.
Okay.
I think I made a huge mistake. With its massive
Oopsies.
gravitational force, Jupiter has protected Earth from
This is where it's
asteroids
gonna
and
get
other
bad.
space debris for the past 4.5 billion years. Now
Aw,
the
they're
sun's
best
gravitational
friends.
pull is sending all that stuff toward the inner
Oh
planets.
my gosh.
And that includes Earth. There will also be some small changes in the orbits of other planets, but that would
I
be
told
some
you.
thousands of years later. For now,
Yeah, that'd be
I gotta
thousands of
figure out
years
a way
later,
to get
Adam.
Jupiter back before the Earth is doomed.
Look, Jupiter.
Maybe
I mean,
this
Earth now
button?
has to like dodge
Oh,
bullets.
Okay.
It has to go Matrix mode if we want to
I'll
survive.
just push all of them. Woohoo! Brace for impact.
Yeah, we're definitely
Woo.
dead if Jupiter's gone.
Whatever it was, it worked. The giant is now resting peacefully back in its place, and Earth is saved.
Thank God.
Sorry about that. Must have given you a real scare. I'll
I
try
did
to be
not
more
realize
careful
Jupiter was
with the
so
rest
important.
of the gas giants. It's time
I told you, Jupiter is huge.
Ooh.
Did you know it's 3 times bigger than all the planets combined?
You're so smart, Adam. How did you know that? You're a genius.
I always knew that.
Oh, but now we're moving on to Saturn, which is my favorite planet.
Because it's made of a lot of gas.
Oh, yeah.
Be a little gassy. How's your room smell right now if I went down and checked? Is that why the door's open?
Inappropriate, Adam. Inappropriate. We
Is that
don't
why
need
the
to be
door's open?
talking about that. Yeah, it's to get some airflow in here.
I
Been real
figured.
gassy today.
I figured.
We had Chick-fil-A earlier. Whew, it's not sitting well.
time for Saturn. You can't mistake it for any other planets, thanks to those gorgeous rings. Scientists say
actually
they'll
asteroids?
disappear one day as Saturn's immense gravity pulls them down in an icy rain.
Uh-oh.
But that won't be for 300 million years from now. So, no worries. I guess I'll have to push the red button for this one. Bam.
Bye-bye.
And it's gone. Such a
we
massive
probably need a
planet,
big
the
vacuum
second
and just
largest
suck up
in
the
the solar
gas.
system, can't be gone with no consequences. Look at Jupiter and Uranus.
Here we go.
Their orbits have slightly shifted.
Oh my God.
Other than
I think
that,
they're gonna
I don't
collide.
see any changes to the other planets. Saturn is just too far to influence them. That's good. Wouldn't want another close call
So that did like
what
nothing.
happened when I took
Let's
Jupiter
go.
away.
It seems
Uranus
like
is
Jupiter was like
massive.
the most important by
Uranus,
far.
Adam,
Largest
Uranus.
planet in the
There's no way
solar
Uranus
system.
does anything.
I'll try
Oh,
this
Uranus
super
will definitely do
powerful space
something.
lasso to move it out of the way. Got it. Now I'll just throw it out of the system. And
See you.
Shipping.
nothing so far. Looks like it's the same story as it was with Saturn.
Suspicious.
Oh,
Uranus
wow.
is
So
so
Uranus isn't
far
important at
away
all.
from the inner four planets that its disappearance has no effect on them
Let's
whatsoever.
go.
But
Earth,
I can
Earth,
see that
Earth,
it did
Earth.
mess things up a bit for the outer planets. Alas, we've come to the last planet, unless you're on Team Pluto. Sorry, but I'm gonna go with NASA on its status and exclude it from today's experiment on your happy neighborhood of planets.
I'm pretty sure this will have a bigger effect than we think because Uranus is the last planet in our solar system. So if that one moves away, then our entire gravitational pull of Earth and the sun is all going to be distorted. So I'm pretty sure all the planets are going to slowly start moving to fill the gap of the gravitational pull and take Neptune's spot. So Earth could move out of that green zone that he was talking about earlier where everything is safe in its perfect habitable environment.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Adam, how many times does this guy have to tell you that nothing's going to happen before you actually believe him? Nothing is going to happen!
Did anyone ever tell you you look like an empty spray can?
No? What does that even mean?
Comment down below.
Anyway, it's Neptune's turn. Beyond it, you've got the
I'm telling you,
Kuiper
this thing's
Belt.
about to be crazy.
It's a donut-shaped region of icy
Whoa.
objects and a ton of dwarf planets like Pluto. Neptune is so close to the outer edge of the solar system that I'll just kick it out. Whoa, look at the Kuiper Belt. It's going crazy.
Uh-oh.
Without Neptune's gravitational pull keeping things stable, orbits are crossing and celestial bodies are crashing into
Looks
each
dangerous.
other. Check it out. Pluto's orbit is misshapen now, too. Neptune pretty much controls it as well. But it's too far away from Earth to affect it in any way. I wouldn't want anything to happen to little Pluto. So let's put the 8th planet back where it belongs.
Oh,
it didn't
wow, and
affect-
it did nothing.
Okay, it didn't affect Earth. It didn't do nothing. It just didn't affect Earth.
It only affected Pluto, which nobody cares about Pluto.
Show some love for Pluto. It's a planet. I'm Team Pluto.
Belongs. But I'm not ready to finish the experiment just yet.
What if they get rid of all
I
the
need
planets?
to find something that would really affect life on
The
Earth.
sun.
The sun
Yep.
is the obvious answer.
Is
but
this a
the mess
planet?
and chaos from its disappearance would be too massive and irreversible.
Oh my gosh.
So I'll leave it where it is. What about the moon, though? I've always had this secret dream to turn it into Swiss cheese and bite off a
Okay.
piece. It's time.
This guy sounds like you, Adam.
Oh my.
I had that same dream.
What just happened to the Earth's
But it was a
axis?
Nutella block.
It's so tilted, even more than it was before. The weather down there has gone wild, too.
Whoa,
There
Ice
are
Age.
no more seasons at all, and new ice ages are on the
Oh
way.
my gosh.
There's no way
The
the
ocean
moon's that
tides have
influential.
become much lower than they used
The
to be.
moon's very important.
And is the planet starting to spin faster? Yep, the day now lasts only 6 to 12 hours.
Holy
Actually-
Because
smokes.
there's no more pull of the
But the
moon
moon's
to
not even
slow
that
down
big.
the Earth's rotation. There are also no more lunar or solar eclipses to watch. And the nights are so dark with nothing but billions of stars and Venus, which together are still way dimmer than the moon, to light the sky up. None of this sounds good for life on Earth, so I'll de-cheesify your moon and put it back where it was.
So the moon is the most important planet to Earth.
Oh, absolutely. It controls so much of how the Earth actually operates.
So how did it just coincidentally get there? That's insane that it controls that much. So without the moon, we wouldn't be here?
Well, people think that the Earth used to be a lot smaller, but there was a huge asteroid that collided with it, and then a little snippet of that asteroid broke off and has now become the moon.
What are the chances that happens? And then the moon is in that perfect spot where it allows us to have life on Earth?
Exactly.
Something's not adding up. That can't just be chance. You believe that to be chance?
I do, because there's literally infinite amount, well, not literally, but there's pretty much infinite amount of planets and asteroids and suns out there. So eventually, things are going to happen.
Oh, you just got lucky. We just got lucky.
Pretty much.
Comment down below what you think.
It looks like out of all the planets in your sun's complex system, only Jupiter's disappearance would be a major problem for
And the
Earth.
moon.
So, I guess it's true what they say.
And
The
the
solar
sun.
system really is a delicate and harmonious balance.
Not really. Not really. No planet even mattered except for Jupiter, the moon, and the sun. I thought for sure if one piece was removed, it would be complete chaos.
I'm telling you, Adam, only you. Only you matter.
Alex a genius.
Told you.
Who would have thought not having a high school diploma would work out?
I still can't read, but that's not that important these days.
What if the bloop was real? What kind of animals would it eat? How big is it actually? Would it be the end of human civilization?
These are all great questions, so let's find out.
What if the bloop, as the urban myth describes it, was real? What
Answer,
will it take
I would
to
not
feed
go into
this
the
thing?
ocean.
And third, what if we created our own biologically
Jack, are
plausible
you eating
bloop?
nuts again?
The answer to these questions will be beyond
Guys, lock in here.
So
This
if
is
you
going to
have
be
the
good.
guts to face this
Oh my
alternative reality, by all
God.
means, keep watching. And subscribe. Lots of really good content will be released, so you don't want to miss any of this. We'll break down the bloop as we know it in a little bit. But first, for those of you who have absolutely no idea what the bloop is, give us like 40 seconds to help you catch up.
How do you not know what the
1997, one
bloop
of the
is?
most frightening discoveries of the century was made. A strange sound coming from the depths of the sea that rose in frequency and was heard across multiple sensors
It's
around
probably
the
just a
world.
whale. It
was
probably
me
just
and
a
Alex
whale.
Miles apart.
Could have been my
If we
mom.
rule out that this sound was the sound emitted from a large bomb or submarine, this would have been a terrifyingly massive entity. And in the words of NOAA scientist Christopher Fox, this sound was far more powerful than the calls made by any animal on Earth.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the origin of the bloop. So it's just some sort of mysterious sound that's so loud that it couldn't be any animal.
Exactly. Some people say that it was just a technological malfunction, that the machines messed up, and that the bloop isn't real. But some people believe that it was a giant creature from the depths of the ocean.
It's gotta be that, Jack, because people, the military spends millions and millions and millions of dollars on these equipments. They're not gonna fail. They're gonna be accurate.
No, it failed. 100%. I don't believe this is real for 1 second. If it was real, the bloop is so big, there's no way we wouldn't have found it by now.
We've only discovered 5% of the ocean!
And also, too, how do you think tsunamis form? You think it's all just earthquakes every single time?
Let me think about it. Yes, 100% it is.
Alec can't even
Many
English.
times louder, and as a result, many, many times larger than the largest animal living today, the blue whale.
This guy's
All right,
really into
now
this.
let's talk about how big this guy kind of
Here
is.
we go.
And speculate what would happen to our oceans if this thing actually lived right now.
would raise the sea levels.
For starters, let's take an estimated guess on the exact size for our what-if
Oh
scenario.
my gosh.
And the truth is, there is no exact size.
What?
This bloop is a
Yo.
result of culture's wild imagination. An animal portrayed as being as large as a regular whale to beyond Titan proportions.
Oh my gosh.
Perhaps the most famous
Seriously?
rendition of this animal was the infamous bloop from Boris Albois' creation Bloop versus El Gran
Oh,
Maha.
great video.
So,
Yeah,
guess we'll
classic.
stick with this one. We took a 3D model of a similar animal and got to work. Bloop around these proportions would have been 350 meters in length. That's almost 3 times longer than the MonsterVerse Kong and taller than the tallest cinematic version of Godzilla. With some
Holy
shifting, this animal
guacamole.
can already fit
They gotta put that next to a
most
blue
of the
whale.
kaiju in any continuity into
That's
its
big.
mouth pretty easily.
Hey, yo!
That means he could literally just swallow Kong whole.
Guys.
Like literally, and easily too, and
Yep.
poop him out the next day.
Guys, that is nuts.
I can't take Jack seriously. He's
Neither
just
can I.
nuts.
You know, I'm starting to hate him more and more every day.
Guys, I just said that is nuts. That's crazy
As
how
you
big
shove
he is.
nuts down your mouth again.
I didn't even notice I was eating nuts.
That's pretty
Tooth would
nuts.
have been between 2 to 6 meters
Are those-
long.
are those
depending
killer
on
whales
the
or
exact
dolphins?
one used.
Dolphins.
That's insane.
Another
They're like-
gnarly looking bloop
they're
would
like the
end up
nuts
having a
Jack's put in his
single
mouth.
tooth around 10 to 12 meters. Imagine each tooth being the size of a
What? Yo.
T-Rex.
Yo!
The tail fluke alone would be around 183 meters wide
That'd be
from
the end of
tip
the world.
to tip. 80 meters tall if the mouth was opened really wide. How heavy is this thing? All right, get ready for this one.
10,642 tons.
Whoa.
More than that, 100,000 tons is my guess. A similar weight to Adam's mom, actually. So maybe your mom is the bloop after all.
I'm gonna say 10,861 tons.
That's literally what I said.
No, different.
Do you guys think this guy recorded this while he was taking a poop?
Yes. Yes, I do.
That's just a theory.
This bloop is big.
Imagine this guy taking a poop as he says his words.
No.
That's what I've been doing this entire time. I can't even lie.
With an average volume of 539,073 meters cubed, and assuming body density comparable to most marine mammals, this results in a mind-boggling mass of 849,000.
Dang it! I was right there.
I was right there. I said 100,000 tons.
Even with a big hollow cavity for the mouth taken into.
How many pounds is that?
It is whatever that is times 2,000.
Okay.
2.2 thousand.
So 860
times 2.2 thousand.
1.7 million pounds.
1,720,000,000 pounds.
Oh my God! Wait.
Oh yeah, I forgot to carry the zeros.
It's 1 billion.
This is like the Nikocado avocado of fish.
No, he's skinny now, Alec. You freaking idiot.
We can already
Allegedly.
sense the most critical amongst you watching thinking, there's absolutely no way that thing can eat enough to stay alive.
Mike Tyson would probably pay to try to fight
it would have to eat blue whales.
What even is this
as a
thing?
snack?
Is
That'd
it
be
a
like
mammal,
4 of them.
reptile, or a large fish?
Large fish.
Assuming that we are working with real biological families of animals to start from, the physical description and apparent ability to vocalize this loud would mean that the bloop would probably be a mammal, or at least closely related to them. Long, streamlined body, a visible jaw formation, horizontal
Dude, it keeps
fluke,
opening
and
up that
2 fins
jaw.
on the side. All hallmarks of a fairly modern whale, member of the Cetacea.
It looks like a big whale
unless
shark.
we are looking at some extreme.
Yeah, you guys know how like blue whales, they eat krill and they just walk around with like or swim around with a big agape mouth?
Yep. Yeah.
That is what the bloop probably does, but instead of eating krill, it eats fully grown whales. Like the whales are its krill. That is how big that thing is. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say. I just want this. All right, I'm sorry, that was pointless.
Convergent evolution, our very first guess is that this is some kind of whale. To find out what this thing will eat, let's first find out what's available on the menu. By finding out where it would live.
Throwing that thing.
The original sound came from the Southern Ocean, and coincidentally, this would actually be the best part of the planet where Bloop would live.
Do you think they have it recorded? Can we find it?
It's a little weird for this colossus to live in a desolate environment. Consider that the Antarctic Ocean provides this massive, supposed warm-blooded animal with a natural coolant of sorts. Given this animal's sheer size, the fact that it generates its own heat from cellular activity, it's already going to be running hot. Because of this, Bloop may continuously fight a biological effect known as gigantothermy. And the fact that this thing burns a lot of calories.
Alec, can you tell us more about gigantothermy?
Oh yeah, I remember him studying that.
Your doctor said you have this, right?
It's only for people who are insanely strong and handsome and funny and tall. So not many people can relate. Honestly, there's no point of me even explaining it because so few people have that.
So gigantothermy is when large-bodied animals are able to maintain stable and high body temperature because they are so big. They can retain heat. Their outside layers are so big that they can actually act as insulation for the inner parts.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay. That's exactly what Alex said.
That's literally what I said.
Lots of marine animals have it, like turtles and Alec.
Now need to learn how this thing would feed itself.
Back to my
When
nuts.
it comes to feeding this thing, it's safe to say that the world's entire ecosystem will likely suffer. There's a reason why monsterverse kaiju such as Godzilla are labeled as animals that feed on radiation, since there is relatively an infinite source of that, then there are things to eat.
That's fact.
Getting this bloop satisfied for the day will be nearly
my
impossible.
God.
But let's pretend for once
I wish
that
I was a bloop, bro.
For
That
a
looks fun.
warm-blooded animal like a whale, each kilogram of body tissue needs around 25 to 40 calories a day.
Oh, that's
and
it.
Some tissues, such as the brain, need more calories. This
They're gonna
would
see
be
the Snickers
even higher
bar.
for Bloop since it has to swim constantly against the water and because it thrives in cold temperatures. To make this simple and quick, a whale shaped like a Bloop would need about 30,834,975,600 calories every single day. And in all
Do you guys think that's more calories than we eat in like a lifetime?
Yeah, 100%. That is so many.
Well, most of us.
Maybe not me, but most people. Yes.
Let me check. Humans eat
Here we go.
lifetime.
Well, while he Googles that, did you guys know that jellyfish don't have brains? Jellyfish, did you know that?
On average, humans only consume 60 to 75 million calories over a lifetime.
Oh, wait, that is more, right? He said 30 million.
He said billion.
Good try though, Alec.
Not even close.
Not even
close.
Did you say 10%?
No, I changed my answer.
Bloop is infamously known online as a creature that loves to pull up on humans and waste calories on what would be an equivalent of eating an ant. Smaller, actually. If it
Oh
was
my
eating humans,
gosh.
which contain an average of 125,822 calories,
a lot of
this
calories.
means Bloop would have to eat around 245,000 people every day.
We're gonna
That's
go
around
extinct.
70 mega cruise ships worth of people daily.
Nobody would ever go on a cruise again if a bloop existed.
Every time they would just eat them like it was an all-you-can-eat buffet.
It would be like to us, like if there was just a Twinkie just hovering over our head. Of course, we're gonna.
That filter feeding stunt whales pull on krill and plankton? Bloop here would have to be doing that on people per scale
there
if
it
it
is.
could even reach them.
Oh my
surely
gosh,
we'd
that's a whole
imagine that
cruise
there are
ship.
never 245,000 people floating in the Southern Ocean all at once. So it would resort to eating the largest animals on the planet and gobble
That's
these
what we said.
record-sized
All animals
whales
go extinct.
constantly. It would be chugging down a whopping 40 large whales every single day.
I feel like that's not even that much, right? 40? That's not even that bad.
That is a ton, dude.
That's
that is
literally
actually a
tons.
lot.
It's not even a
But-
ton. It's tons.
Think about it, right? Basically, ratio of a person to a chicken nugget is very similar to a bloop comparison to a blue whale. So it's kind of like you just have to eat 40 chicken nuggets a day.
I think the better comparable is like a burger. It'd be like 4 burgers a day. You can't live off 4 burgers a day.
40.
Oh, 40. Oh, wait, chicken nuggets make way more sense. Who's eating 40 burgers a day? Wait, not me. Not me.
Boogie 2988.
Supplements such as swallowing entire schools of fish, pods of whales, entire colonies of penguins. Feeding this dude for a week would nearly single-handedly crash entire
This thing is every
ecosystems
vegan's nightmare.
and the global food chain if it roamed the seas and continuously chased down food to eat without starving to death.
Good night.
What happens
What's
if
the
you
point
get
of
eaten
having
by one?
teeth if he
We
swallows
have a
everything
special
whole?
episode coming out discussing
That'll be
this in
fun.
detail. So subscribe not to miss it, and to help fund our videos, make sure you check out our new Bloop t-shirt.
Already copped.
All right, so as much as we'd love for an animal this big to really exist, unfortunately, it's evident that an animal as large as Bloop isn't really sustainable on this planet.
I think it is sustainable because people don't think about, like, you know how plants can survive with 0 food and just water? People aren't thinking about energy coming from the sun. You know, like radiation, how the Godzilla lives? It could be like that, like it absorbs power from the sun.
Because Godzilla's real. It's fake, you idiot. That is not real.
That would be crazy, though, if that was possible.
Maybe it's
but
green.
there is no animal that uses photosynthesis.
That we know
Adam.
of.
So,
yeah,
guys-
dude, and it's just the one. Yeah, I can't even talk to you. It's ridiculous.
What we're saying right now is we got to make some changes to the bloop to make it viable so that it can actually live in the ocean.
This scares the crap out of me because with climate change and everything, the ice is melting in the South Pole. So if that's actually there, we might force it to leave the South Pole and like start going towards America.
Why would it do that?
Because it's getting too cold. I mean, it's getting too warm, so it would leave.
So it would go to the warmer area.
It would go more south, you dummy.
Wait, but South Pole is the southest. Where would
So why would
go?
it ever leave?
Oh, that's a good point.
Adam does not understand hemispheres at all. He thinks that going north from anywhere makes it hotter.
Well, if you go north long enough, you eventually are going south.
I'm so lost.
With our arms crossed, we'll pretend evolution took an alternative turn and came up with a biologically plausible Bloop. And
it's gonna
what
be
if,
much
for
smaller
whatever
then.
reason, Mother Nature saw fit to allow an animal to evolve into a gargantuan creature with the characteristics of this notorious urban legend?
Alec with the last
Would it
Oreo.
actually be this big? Would it be a feared predator? Or will it still be outright impossible? Let's find
That's what I think about
out.
Adam.
The objective of this section is to hypothesize the largest animal possible as long as it is within plausible biological parameters. This means
Okay.
trying to get it to be bigger than the
Ooh,
largest
this one's gonna
animal
be
on Earth
10,000
right
tons.
now, the blue whale. This is an animal whose ancestors were actually not
Okay.
that big by today's standards. Baleen
it'll be a
whales
little bit
that
bigger
lived
than the
during
blue whale.
Pliocene and Miocene were kinda small. In less than 5 million years, Mother Nature brought forth gargantuan creatures that exceeded
They look
100
funny.
feet. So the
Their faces
ability
are
for a
funny.
titanic animal to evolve from a much smaller ancestor over a relatively short period of time is actually possible. Does this mean that our bioaccurate Bloop is a whale? Not quite. To keep this realistic and to make the Bloop as large as biology will let us, we have to select what kind of animal we are talking about. If the Bloop were to evolve from the reptile class,
Blowfish.
then that really wouldn't have worked. These creatures were air breathers, and the
Maybe it can
animal
be like
that
a
would have
shark?
eventually evolved to Bloop would have been hunted down
Oh,
or
I like a
pushed
shark,
out into
Jack.
a less hospitable environment. There is no evidence that suggests that they lived long after the Cretaceous. If they did, then we'd
Okay.
have a lot more shallow water-dwelling marine reptile fossils. But we
Yeah, of
don't.
course.
Would it
He
come
might
out
just
of
be making the
marine mammal
Megalodon.
class? Or maybe from the larger sharks with warm-blooded characteristics?
That's the Megalodon.
No. As mentioned already, an animal this big would still run into the issue of eating enough food to keep it running. Remember, we want our bloop to be larger than these
photosynthesis!
whales. There is
I guess
one class that might end up working out, actually. Bloop today would have its ancestors dating back to the Paleozoic, a time before the dinosaurs, and whose closest living relatives would look like this. No, seriously, this isn't a joke.
Wait.
Bro.
We're saying it would be an axolotl?
A giant one. He just blew Alex's mind.
Let's hear him out. I'm very confused.
I'm in. He's using science.
There are no amphibians today that lived their whole lives in salt water, but there have been some in the past that have adapted to it. One group being the Trematosaurs, which survived a major extinction and thrived in the Triassic period.
That is not an axolotl.
That they may have survived into the Jurassic. If they had adapted to live in deeper water as opportunistic predators and scavengers, they would have been just fine despite low food availability, which is a trait that the present-day amphibian-class bloop will need. Similar to how giant isopods and squid survive in the deep ocean with little or no food, bloop's ancestors would have waited out food scarcity and then increased in size as the ecosystem improved.
I don't understand why they can't just like not eat for a while, like crocodiles or other animals that don't eat a lot. Like crocodiles can go 6 months without eating.
I think that's mainly because a crocodile will eat something that's so big that it like doesn't need to eat for a while. Same with like snakes, but the bloop is so big that it has to eat constantly and get the calories that it needs.
If it's just floating there and like going with the current and just has its mouth open, it's not going to use any calories for energy. So it's just kind of going to chill there, and then whatever goes into its mouth, it just consumes. I think that's what a real life bloop would be.
We know what you do in the bathtub, Adam. You don't have to explain it to us.
As whales entered the oceans, these ancient predators might have targeted them instead, evolving better swimming abilities while using ambush tactics. This adaptation would lead to a gigantic amphibian that rests on the seafloor and waits for its prey, benefiting from changing ocean conditions that brought food closer to the surface. The Goji Center team and researchers have come up with a biologically plausible version of bloop and what it would have looked like if it evolved from this
Whoa,
class.
look at those teeth.
That's the axolotl.
Oh
my gosh.
Is a massive amphibian potentially measuring 35 meters in length.
Dang, it's only 35 meters now.
300 to 420 tons.
Dude, it's only 420 tons. That's nothing.
Yeah, but it's still huge.
Yeah,
bigger than a blue whale.
That's true.
That's the biggest thing on planet Earth if it actually existed.
So that's the only way it could possibly be around right now.
Yeah, animals can only get so big before it's just like not possible.
Features a jaw span of 6 to 7 meters tall, with teeth ranging from 6 inches to 5 feet in length. This animal is really heavy. Almost too heavy. But with a few tweaks, this animal will be just fine. This creature's bones could have a lattice-like structure, providing strength without excess weight. Being cold-blooded similar to reptiles, this bloop requires a lot less calories than a warm-blooded animal would, allowing it to thrive on a low-energy diet. It would still need around 2.3 million calories per day.
Oh!
Like a lot,
it can
but
still eat it whole!
Less than some whales. Some amphibians will enter into torpor. This is a state where an animal such as a reptile or amphibian lowers their metabolism greatly.
That's what I've been saying!
For amphibians and reptiles, this state is technically called brumation, the equivalent of hibernation for mammals. This way, bloop will be able to rest and spend long periods of time without having to eat. Its amphibian nature enables it to extract oxygen from the water itself, allowing said periods of dormancy. Waking up when conditions are more favorable and going out to hunt. How? Well, here's where things get interesting.
Oh my
god!
gosh.
Could remain stealthy through slow movement and effective camouflage.
How is that thing gonna be
stealthy? To catch prey off guard. This involves ambushing prey from the seafloor, targeting young whales, and utilizing a suction feeding method for smaller schools of fish or big giant or colossal squid that would be found in its hunting territory.
I was gonna say, I feel like when it opens its mouth, it's gonna get like a bunch of water sucked in there, you know? So like it just needs to get close to something, then open its mouth, and then it's like a huge suction cup.
Yeah, exactly. Genius.
That's what whales do, I think.
Through this said territory, or mating, this creature would have also developed unique vocalizations thanks to its adapted lungs, crucial for finding mates and communicating to another bloop over a very large distance, similar to how whales communicate. Historically, there have been reports of mysterious creatures in the Antarctic.
Did you guys know you can hear a whale fart from 2 miles away? Fun fact.
Like I could?
Like I could.
Like it pops up on sensors that a whale farted from 2 miles away.
Oh, okay.
That's a nice fun fact. Thank you, Alec.
No problem. Anyway, back to the video. That's a ninja, by the way.
alien
Just like
coming
the
in here.
Ningen. If this animal was alive today, with the change in the world's oceans and rapid decline in the population of
Stop
Antarctic
eating
whales,
people.
these apex predators would have to face changing circumstances, either going extinct or seeking other areas in search of food. And be it those areas are the places where humans thrive or seek their own sustenance, there would potentially be a pretty bad combination.
As long as it doesn't grow legs, I think we'll be fine.
What is that?
That's the Gran Maha.
El Gran Maha,
El Gran
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh!
They just love those with the biggest cliffhanger.
Guys, what would happen if the moon turned on the Earth and smashed into it?
There would be a big explosion, and I think everybody would die.
Let's find out.
What happens if it pushes into Earth? Let's find out.
Hey, that's what I
Drop
said.
the moon! Precisely
it.
12 days from now, the moon is gonna smash into Earth.
That's GG.
Every
Okay,
day that
we have some
Oh my
time.
God!
The moon gets
Wait,
closer and
imagine you actually saw the moon that close in real life, and you knew it was coming towards you, and you had 12 days to live. What's the first thing you do?
Call Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You guys are like brothers or something.
He's putting the Beck Bros on a flight to Mars, baby.
We're going to Mars. Mars.
You got that call?
Yeah, I got his line. I'll blow up his line.
There's only 2 seats, Alex. Sorry.
more and more. Watch until the end to see if anything actually survives.
Nah, everyone's
Day 1
dead,
and
bro.
the moon's just a
Dead.
little
I don't know.
brighter than usual. Villagers be chilling and fishing.
How are they
But
just
what's
chilling?
this? The tide seems to be a little more aggressive than usual.
Oh,
That would probably be
A
good
lot
for
of getting
fishing. Look at
washed
that.
up on shore. Day 2 and damn, looks like the tide got worse.
That's quick.
And the fishing
Wow, the
camp
whole beach is
completely
gone.
flooded. These boys are like, screw this, we're out. This guy is mad because his
He's
supplies
stuck.
all got wrecked by the salt water. Yo, these trees have been juicing. That's because of all the extra water. Day 3 and
In
damn,
one day
the
they
flood
do
is
that
getting
much?
so
I
bad.
guess so, yeah.
Water animals
Hey,
are
what is
coming
this guy
onto
doing?
the land and mutating. Check
Okay,
this.
okay,
A
wait.
squeeze
Nah, that's day
balls.
3? That's day 3? That
They
takes
are-
millions of years.
Okay, maybe in Minecraft things are a little bit different, but I don't think this is what would happen in real life.
That's true. All right, from now on, let's consider one day equaling 100,000 years.
Say,
Fair?
what now?
Well, because they're like mutating and stuff. Why is that not fair?
All right.
Like, let's just say the moon is coming in, you know, it takes a couple 100,000 years for it to actually hit Earth. I think that's fair.
So, to recap, the water is getting a little bit more aggressive. The animals went onto land, and then now they are mutating.
The people are not realizing that when they put their hand out, the water is moving a little bit. So it's the first stages of the water bending.
You're not
Stop
a
saying
waterbender,
that.
Adam.
Trust it. Wait, just hold on.
No, if anything, you're an
Waterbender
airbender.
with an ocelot over a sheep. Land dolphins hunting chickens.
Wait, okay.
Bruh,
Why do dolphins
this
have
ground
arms?
zombie is just confused.
They mutated.
Flooding completely wrecked
about to
all the
dance?
villages along the coastline, and villagers
It's
are
Atlantis.
migrating to the desert. Looks like they built
That's
like a
pretty
major
smart.
city. Bruh, did somebody say wall? Must have built that using all the lumber from the steroid trees. Hey, look, it's
What?
the homie. Looks like he's going around and preaching apocalypse, but the villager media does not condone.
Nobody believes
Fake
him.
news! Sheesh! Is this a secret government meeting? This dude must be the president, looking all official and shit. No, the general just told the president that gravity is all messed up, so their space satellite just randomly drifted off into space.
Oh, no.
Pressure's on. What's the president gonna do?
I forgot about that. Like, we orbit around the sun, but the moon orbits around us. It's a perfect symmetry. So if the moon starts getting closer, it would start pulling things out of orbit. So we would lose Wi-Fi, we would lose water.
Why would we lose water?
Because it's pulling it. It's pulling it out. It controls the weather.
Yeah, but where's the water gonna go?
To the moon.
Wait, no.
It's
What
not
are
a
you talking-
vacuum,
No.
Adam.
Once it gets close enough, it's gonna pull it off the Earth. Watch. Keep watching.
The Earth is way bigger than the moon. If the moon was bigger than Earth, maybe that would happen, but that's not how it works.
The moon would pull it, then the waterbenders would have to fight. That's why we're training now. We'd fight the water
Stop
back.
saying that. It's not funny. It's not realistic. It's adding nothing to anything. You're just saying words.
You did say one thing that was probably accurate. There would be a lot of weather catastrophes. There would be hurricanes, there would be tornadoes, there would be lots of bad things happening with the moon coming closer.
Yo, what? Instead of telling the people
Dude,
what's up, the
fake
president
news.
just threw a free concert to distract them. Day 4 and bruh,
respect
gravity is
it.
getting even more messed up. The Earth is getting squeezed. Good news for the villager city, though, because it's up on a hill now. Damn!
It's getting
There's
squeezed.
earthquakes and volcano eruptions happening everywhere.
Volcanoes.
Opening up portals to the nether.
It's a nether.
Looks like we got some
What the-
immigration. Oh, that's true. They're building a war camp right outside the villager city.
It would just be massive
The wall
war.
keeps the piglins out, but how are the villagers gonna get food and supplies? It's a stalemate. It's day 5 and, yo, how are these villagers not panicking?
Seriously.
They have the wall.
President controls the media, so they have
This
no
is like North
idea
Korea.
what's happening outside the wall. Our guy, the traitor, or should I say prophet, because he's
trying to
gaining
tell everybody.
followers by the
They're gonna unalive him.
Damn, the president threw the prophet in
that was
jail for
quick.
spreading fake news.
He looks so
The
crazy.
villager that supports the prophet is also going to jail. Bro, the president straight up denies any rumors that there's a piglin army right outside the wall. Instead, he's randomly enlisting villagers to participate in a military training
this is
program.
like Ba Sing Se
what?
from Avatar.
Military training program.
You
was
are
all
not a
lie.
waterbender.
These villagers are actually getting sent to war with the piglins. Are they
Did Adam
riding
say
land
something? I muted him.
dolphins?
Oh my
Damn,
gosh.
The piglins
That is pretty
slapped
cool.
the villagers in the first battle.
Look at the
Day
piglins.
6 and gravity got so
at that
hectic.
moon.
You would think that if there were such a giant catastrophe about to happen, that all the people would come together as one in unity. They're going to war about it. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what people do. Anytime people are like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen here, they just start shooting missiles at each other.
Loot, loot, loot.
Now, if there was actually a world crisis happening, I genuinely do think the world would come together.
Like if a nuke came down and exploded, you don't think everybody would be like, loot? It would be like, no, let's help everybody.
Yeah, I think that they would help everybody.
Yeah, I think it'd be like a 50-50 split, probably.
Like right now, I think the US, China, Russia, all the big governments would try to collaborate to push the moon back somehow, or to explode the moon, or do something. You know, they would be collaborating right now, not going to war.
I think that this is a Minecraft video, and there's just villagers. There is no China.
hey,
there is
I'm
no
It's all a
calling it
metaphor.
out.
It's all a metaphor, Jack.
I'm calling it out.
Think that the moon got stretched out like an egg. And it's not even orbiting around Earth no more. It's so close to Earth now that it just
It's
looks
not even
frozen in the
orbiting Earth
sky.
no more.
It looks
There's
so
like
tiny.
no more day and night. Half the Earth is completely flooded and it's always night.
New York
But the other
City.
half is like a desert and it's always lit up. Because of the conditions, food sources completely dry up for the piglins. Yo, they're
they're
starving out
starving.
here. The piglin leader has no choice but
They're
to
breaking
offer
down
a
the wall.
truce to the president. Well, he's got one condition. The president has to accept the piglins as refugees into the city. Day 7. Bro, this villager leader is a savage.
What is he about to do?
He's gonna
He's
turn
gonna press the
down
red button and blow
piglins
them
'cause
all
he
up.
doesn't want his people to know that he's been lying. Yo,
Oh, no.
the prophet escaped the
Oh,
wall. Where's he
what a
going?
twist.
What is this, prison
snap.
break?
I was not
He's got a
expecting that.
gun.
How
Bro,
did
we
No,
got
not the
collage.
president.
Open the
Uh-oh.
gate.
He just pressed the button.
Piglins are coming to town.
This is not what I thought was gonna
President
happen.
has no choice but to let them
This
stay
honestly
now.
is what would happen.
The man just got caught in 4K for lying.
I thought that was an RPG, not a camera.
He did it. The president just took full credit for letting the piglins in. His day 8 ties are getting out of hand.
Oh.
Even the desert areas are starting to flood. Volcanoes and earthquakes are
Here
getting
we go.
worse
This is what I
too.
want.
Uh-oh.
Oh, snap! Big boy,
That's
what I
not
wanted.
good.
You asked and you shall
Damn,
receive.
Volcanic
Dragon's
ash is
ear.
I was not
contaminating
expecting
the
that.
air and causing light to reflect back into space.
I do
Now
think there's a dragon
acid
in our world
rain
somewhere.
Too? And snow in the desert?
Wait, Adam.
One of the piglin scientists is trying to
is
warn the
that?
president that soon the entire Earth is gonna be unlivable.
They gotta start shooting their nukes at the moon to start breaking it up into little pieces.
I mean, that would still cause devastation to the Earth, though.
But it,
Or they just get on a giant spaceship and they fly to Mars.
what do you think? This is all fairyland and princess, where everybody lives happily ever after, Jack. There's not enough. There's not enough spaceships to even get like 10,000 people.
How do you know this? This is Minecraft, Adam. They could build spaceships like that.
I'm on the line with Elon Musk.
I don't know if we can build bombs big enough to destroy the moon, like explode it. Because like nuclear bombs are so devastating because of like the toxins that it releases. Not so much the actual, I mean the explosion's big, but it's the toxins that kill a bunch of people. My point is like, you know, the toxins won't do anything to the moon. You need just a big giant explosion. And I don't know if we can do that.
Or better yet, what if instead of an explosion, we put together a bunch of rockets and then we basically put them on one side of of the moon, and then we can push the moon out of the way. Just do a little bump.
He's saying that they gotta build an escape rocket and try to save as many people as possible.
They're going with the rocket plan.
Okay. Looks like the president is finally listening. Shh. The man's gonna give a speech.
Wow.
He did not.
Epic
He
speech.
just blamed all the irregular weather
Seriously?
conditions on the Ender Dragon.
This guy
That
is
was a good cover
crazy.
up.
And he organized a team of
Squid
celebrities
Games.
called the Speedrunners to slay the Ender Dragon.
Oh, hold on. If the celebrities are saying it, it must be
Speedrunners are
true.
going off. They're really about to take down the Ender
They're
Dragon.
gonna save the world.
Got him.
Oh, it's fake.
Oh.
It's day
Literally
10,
fake.
and the prophet is meeting up with the scientist. Damn! They're mapping out
What can
how
they even do
long it
about
would
it?
take to build the rocket ship.
Oh, they're doing
the
the
scientist saying at least 3 days, though. That's 1 day's too many, sir. Day 11, and it looks like the president's holding another rally.
What is the president doing? He's stupid.
Bruh, he's saying the future looks bright and there's nothing to worry about. That's a lie.
Can't they just look up in
around.
the sky?
Yo, what?
No.
The prophet just showed up.
Go ahead.
He's trying to convince everyone to join him and help him
Spit
build
facts.
the rocket ship before
Tell
it's
us
too
what
late.
it is.
Looks like he's actually convincing the crowd.
What?
At this point, just look up.
Oh,
just look.
snap!
Thank you. It's right there. You can see the moon.
Don't
And the
look
Ender
up.
Dragon's not destroyed.
No!
The president just called up the speedrunners.
They're probably all fake. They're all fake. Oh,
What the heck?
It's day 12 and
Hey.
oh snap! The moon
No!
just
Oh!
landed. Yo! It hit Earth's atmosphere and cracked into a bunch of giant meteors. The moon's meteors got caught in Earth's orbit. Damn!
it didn't even hit
They're
Earth.
falling onto Earth. Most
Oh,
of them
now
are
they're
falling
falling.
into the water and heating it up, turning it into lava. The lava is
What the
flooding and killing everything that's left.
Why
this
are
is
these she shadows?
crazy. So is he
Why
saying
are
like
these she shadows?
did it break up into pieces before it even hit the Earth, or it hit the Earth, then it broke into pieces, and then it was in orbit, but then it came back into the?
No, it
Nah.
broke into pieces as it was coming in.
Gravity would break apart most things when they hit the atmosphere. It breaks them apart into a lot of different pieces.
Wait, so if I jumped from space, I would get broken up into a bunch of pieces,
You would burn into a bunch of dust.
even if I had a parachute?
If you had a parachute, then you'd probably be okay.
Bruh, it's gonna spill over the city walls. Damn! Guess the next election doesn't
GG,
matter
buddy.
so much if you're dead.
Look at all the dead
They're all
bodies.
dead.
Oh
No.
my God.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I mean, the whole
what?
Earth would be dead.
There's the rocket ship.
spaceship. Guess
have
it
enough
never
time
got
to build
finished,
it.
so it couldn't fly. At least it's lava-proof. It's day 13.
What the-
The moon's gone, and the tides are going back to normal. The Earth is
Wait,
completely
the Earth?
reset.
No way the Earth is gonna
Life
be
starting
fine.
to
What?
The
regrow.
Earth would be cooked.
I don't think
Next,
so.
you
I
told me
don't
the
think
next
so.
day it's fine.
Oh!
Dang
What is
it.
happening?
Imagine
He just
they had like a
waited
bunch
it out.
of babies in there. Imagine they had a bunch of babies come out of there too.
What just happened? I don't know what I just watched. I am never gonna get those 8 minutes back.
I thought we were gonna get a lot more science-based stuff, to be honest with you.
Have you guys ever been to the beach?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever tried to dig the deepest hole that you could?
Yes.
One time I made it like 4 feet.
4 feet? That is nothing, Adam. Alex, what about you?
Like 5 feet. Suck it, Adam.
Well, today we're gonna find out how deep you could actually dig a hole. And I'm gonna let you guys know it's a lot deeper than 5 feet.
Wait, guys, put your predictions in. I'm gonna guess 70,000 feet.
70,000? I'm gonna say it's probably 34,352 feet.
He's gonna come out with a very scientific number.
269,000 feet is my guess.
Wow.
269 feet is Alex's final guess.
Guys,
1,000.
comment your predictions down below, and let's get into it.
Dig.
What's the deepest hole you can possibly dig?
Do you remember that absolutely divine
What's wrong
feeling
with
you
that
had as a
baby?
child when you were digging in wet sand at the beach?
God it's the trying to
Deeper
laugh.
and
It's
deeper.
Adam and Alec at
Have
the
you ever
beach.
wondered where you would have ended up if you kept digging without stopping? Great news! Even if you never managed to find out how far down your little tunnel could go, this video will tell you. Maybe someone has already used modern technology to reach the core of the planet, and we just haven't heard about it yet. But before
Wait, isn't the core of the
Aliens,
planet,
bro.
Isn't it literally just lava at the center of the Earth?
I don't know. But what I do know is that there's like a lot of energy down there that apparently we can use if we ever get there. We can use that.
I heard a theory that aliens live in the core center of the Earth.
Okay, no one cares. Let's continue.
I heard there's dinosaurs down there.
Yeah, I heard that too. But no one cares what Adam has to say. So,
Oh, no.
Is that Minecraft?
Let's start
it's Minecraft.
At a depth
Always
of
dig straight down.
3 feet, you'll find
That guy is
numerous
so
mole
tiny.
tunnels and rabbit warrens. By the way, a mole can dig a tunnel longer than 65 feet in just one day. If you
Whoa,
dig down a bit more,
That's
we'll
better than
get to
me.
the standard depth of a grave.
All right,
if
6
we're
feet.
speaking about Western culture, of course, that's about 6 feet down. In fact, the actual depth of a grave can vary, but the expression 6 feet under didn't appear out of the blue. That was the burial depth in plague-infected England, and it was a stipulation of the Mayor of London in 1665.
Interesting.
Such a depth was believed to prevent the spreading of the infection.
How'd they come up with 6 feet?
I don't know, but it's interesting that the reason that it's 6 feet is to prevent infection spreading. That's crazy.
Okay, what if it was 5 feet? Oh, everybody's
Let's see,
affected
it's
now.
not-
Yeah, 5
That's
feet.
not enough, Adam. Obviously,
thick
you haven't
enough.
done your scientific research.
I gotta go back to school, apparently. Got my
Adam, yeah,
feet
you
all
probably
wrong.
you probably need glasses.
Deep burrowing
Doesn't have to do with
species of
anything.
earthworms can be spotted at a depth of 10 feet. One of them, Drawida grandis, can grow up to
Drawida?
3.5 feet long.
Draw with a
hold on.
Gwydia.
Did you guys hear that 3.5 feet long worm? Did anybody just hear that?
I did not, but yeah, giant earthworms are crazy big. But I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
How
Oh!
girthy are they?
Oh god, hold on. I'm gonna send you a picture. I did not know these things actually existed.
Is it
Jack,
bigger
do you
than my
remember
head?
when we
Adam,
do you
you
remember
gotta-
when we ate worms?
I-
What if we ate these? Oh
no,
my god!
Why did you send me a
we're
picture of
not-
Alex's mom?
No.
We're not eating that.
Jack, I'm Alec. He sent me a private picture of your mom.
She's got a big worm.
Why
did you do
Why are you
that?
telling me?
And
I
I-
thought it's a private picture.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you shouldn't tell me.
I found Alex's dad too.
Dude, these are real?
That
I'm
thing is
zooming
real.
in.
3.5
Oh my gosh.
feet long.
What?
That's literally that's taller than me.
Jack, how much money would it take you to eat that thing?
Do you think it tastes good?
Probably. Well, I mean, we had mini worms or like normal worms, I
that's
guess.
that's a whole lot of meat. I feel like it might actually taste kind of good if you saute it right.
We ate a
Yeah.
worm, but it was a gummy worm.
No one
and-
cares.
And
no
it was
one cares.
that size.
No one cares. No one cares. Let's keep going.
Gigantic worms haven't managed to scare us, so we're digging further down. About 13
Speak for
feet
yourself.
underground, we come across the tomb of Pharaoh
King Tut.
Tutankhamun. It was discovered.
Oh, I was right.
Oh,
It is
wait.
King Tut.
Wait, who's the king?
Lucky
What is
guess.
King Tut.
King Tut-
King
Tutankhamun?
Tutankhamun.
What is it?
Tutankhamun.
Alec was
Was
cool with him,
discovered
so
by
he's
archaeologist
given him the
Howard
nickname
Carter
King Tut.
in 1922. 20 feet is the maximum range of a metal detector. Even so, a high-end detector
What?
will probably spot a car hidden underground at this
No
depth.
way.
But if a detector
Why would
is
there
not
ever
so
be a car
advanced,
that deep?
or if an object is small, it won't work. You can still find
Okay.
the roots of tropical forest plants if you
I'm just kind of imagining like somebody that's using a metal detector. Like imagine detecting something that's 20 feet down. Like
You gotta dig
what-
forever to get there.
Yeah, when would you ever think that like when you think of a metal detector, you're like on the beach and you're picking up like dimes and like bottle openers,
Right.
but not actual cars. Like you think anybody's found a car with that with a metal detector?
No,
I don't know.
No, I would
What-
give up
That'd be
after 2
crazy.
feet.
Yeah, what if you found like a Bugatti just buried under the ground? That'd be crazy.
That'd be wild.
You dig 23
Yeah.
feet down. Tropical trees need such long roots to store water during dry periods. William Little of Hackney, aka the Mole Man, lived in London and managed to burrow 26 feet under his own house. He
What does that even
started in the
mean?
60s, and this process took him more than 40 years. The web of caverns
Why?
and tunnels the man dug
What?
spreads more than 65 feet away from the house.
Why?
Almost
That's a
40
real
feet
life
down,
ant.
and you'll see the deepest burrow made by an animal. Surprisingly,
Oh,
this
sandstone.
super deep hole is dug by the Nile crocodiles. When we
what?
Crocodiles dig 40 feet holes?
Well, I didn't know crocodiles dig. Period.
I thought they just sit on the top of the water and sleep forever.
Wait, why do they dig? They live in the water.
Did you think they dig with their mouths? Like they gulp it out? Or do they use their
I
hands?
feel like they use their tail, kind of like, they
Oh,
do the
they're-
torpedo
really?
I'm
spin and then it
imagining
drills
something
in.
like Pac-Man.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
arrive
Adam,
at
I
a
think
depth
you'd be
of
good at digging
60
holes.
feet, we can see
I'll be good at jumping 'em.
Beijing's underground city. That's a subterranean bomb shelter consisting of a vast network of tunnels and underground rooms. It is situated under the capital of China. At a depth of 66 feet, the
that's
Paris
China's flag?
catacombs are located.
not
They
know
were
that.
discovered in the 18th century. These catacombs contain the remains of more than 6 million people.
This is crazy.
Well, this
I've never
might
been there,
sound
but I
a
want
bit
to.
shocking, but at a depth of 110 feet, there's an underground farm. Yes,
What?
they
How is
use
that
a
possible?
former bomb shelter to grow veggies and herbs in London. The
Why?
deepest swimming pool in the world, the
you needed sunlight.
Y40 diving pool in Monte Grotto Terme, Italy, goes 131 feet down. If you fell into this pool when there was no water in it, it would take you 3 seconds to reach the bottom. Do you think
That's
that's,
not that
too
long.
long?
I thought he was gonna say a way bigger number.
Yeah, that's not that long at all.
130
Yeah,
feet down?
we would
That
have
is-
fallen down a couple times by now.
There's no way. That's way too
I
fast.
feel like when I jump off a 30-foot cliff, I'm falling for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's just an illusion.
Well, I think Alec falls a little faster than I would.
Wouldn't it be funny in the video? They're like a little asterisk, like Alec falls in 2.5. Everybody else falls in 3.
Yeah, we can add that.
Hilarious, bro.
Or not long enough? Tell us in the comments below. In Cappadocia, Turkey, there's an underground complex that probably dates back to the 7th century. Its name is the Derinkayu Underground City, and it's situated almost 280 feet below Earth's surface.
Wait, but how do they dig that? Like, if they were in 700 BC or AD or whatever, how do they dig that?
Shovels.
But like, come on, it's 280 feet. If you, me, and Adam decided we wanted to go dig a hole, we couldn't do that if we just had shovels.
Well, it probably took them hundreds and hundreds of years and like thousands of people.
Doesn't over time stuff stack up on top of each other? So
Oh, you think that they made it like a really
I feel
long
like
time ago?
really
and then-
it was 100
Yeah.
feet underground, but now it's on 280 feet because time.
I think it takes a lot more time for
that
that,
might
to happen.
be
now.
the smartest thing Adam's ever said.
I don't think so.
At
I think it takes a lot more time
328
for that.
feet, you'll find yourself at the depth in which radioactive waste is stored. And just
Oh.
a bit deeper, at 346
My man is
feet,
going
you'll be
crazy with
able
that
to
drill.
see where the deepest metro
I was gonna
station in the
mention that
world
earlier.
is situated.
Is
That's
There's a
Arsenal
metro station?
metro station in Kiev.
What?
The Channel Tunnel, connecting the UK with France, is
Oh, wow.
situated at a depth of 377 feet.
They
A
definitely
wild
have
fig
secret
tree
meetings
that
down there.
grows at the Echo Caves near Ohrigstad.
Wait, did you hear that? I did not know. They said England connects to France through
Yeah,
that tunnel.
through the tunnel. They have secret
Wow.
meetings, and they
That
probably
is
touch
crazy.
each other.
There's like a whole
That's insane, dude.
miles and miles of ocean between them.
Oh wait,
They got secret tunnels down there.
yeah.
You are actually so dumb.
Wait, but
Oh
how
my
is
God.
there a tree down there at 400 feet? I
Yeah.
thought trees grow at 0 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get that. Adam, seriously. Oh man.
Has the deepest roots
Seriously.
known to people. They go down 400 feet. But there's a hotel room that's situated even deeper than that. You can find
Oh.
the deepest hotel room in the world 508 feet
Oh,
underground.
I'm writing that down,
Write
boys.
that down,
I'm
write
writing
that
that down. Hold on.
30,000 likes and we'll go there.
Well,
30,000,
we have to
make it
actually go there.
happen. 30,000 likes will be
500
there.
Grand Canyon Cavern Suites.
Book us.
No, wait.
Bro.
Wait, there's one even deeper.
Wait, what? Oh, this video might be a little old.
Get deeper, Jack. Get deeper.
I'm going in.
Go as deep as you can.
Put it all
How
in.
deep? I'm seeing how deep this goes. Hold on. I'm doing the research. I'm crunching the numbers.
Can go deeper.
Crunching the numbers.
Push
World's
harder, Jack.
deepest hotel room.
Research it.
Where to find it? It's in Scandinavia. Scandinavia,
Ooh,
boys.
okay, all right,
We gotta go
all
all the way.
right.
Oh, they have an ice hotel in Sweden, guys. Ice hotel in Sweden.
Okay, this has nothing to do with the underground.
Hold on. I'm getting a little bit sidetracked here. Oh my gosh, you could stay with President Biden?
Alice Silver Mine in Sweden. Sounds crazy, right? But what will you say about the deepest half marathon at a depth of 695 feet?
No way.
It took place in 2004 at the Bochnia Salt
That's
Mine in
another
Poland.
video idea.
The deepest railway tunnel is located at a depth of 787
Guys,
feet.
we gotta get deep.
That's the maximum depth of the Seiken Tunnel in Japan that opened in 1988.
I didn't realize, like, we're living on the surface level. We're not even getting deep, boys. There's a whole life under our feet.
What's the deepest you've ever been?
At least, yeah, I was about to say at least 8
I don't even know.
to 2 inches.
I literally don't even know how deep I've been. I mean, I've talked about the meaning of life before, but like that's the deepest I've ever gone.
What I'm worried about is how we're only at 700 feet and I estimated that this is going to get down to 269,000 feet. This dude's going to have to start digging. Come on,
He
put
needs
your
to
back
upgrade
into
that
it,
little
boy.
drill.
Come on. Yeah, seriously.
He's gonna need like a laser gun.
And the deepest road tunnel on Earth is the Eiksund Tunnel in Norway. It goes under the sea and reaches 942 feet below Earth's surface.
That's terrifying.
Even if we could get down to 1,001 feet, we'd still be in the danger zone for the B-82 Earth-penetrating nuclear warhead.
Wow, that penetrates real deep.
Depth. At a depth of 1,200.
Imagine you're just like chilling somewhere, just like 1,000 feet, and then you die from that. That would be so disappointing.
You just get penetrated by the penetrator.
Dude. Imagine getting penetrated, and you're like literally 1 foot away from not getting penetrated.
We'll see the deepest hand-dug water well. Woodingdean Water Well is located near Brighton,
Hand-dug?
Of 2 feet. We'll see the deepest hand-dug water well. Woodingdean Water Well is located near Brighton, UK. It was created in 1862 and is also likely to be the deepest hole in the world ever dug without the use of any technology.
Hey, look at it go with that big
number. They were that thirsty that they dug 1,200 feet.
That's
Wait, now he's digging. Look at him go now.
The deepest natural shaft in the world goes.
Oh, bro, 2,000-foot shaft.
The Verdoglavica Cave in Slovenia.
That dude is
if you were
parachuting
unlucky enough to fall down this shaft, your fall would last 11
Alex
seconds
would be 10.5
before you reach the bottom.
11-second fall
However,
in the shaft?
even deeper than that, at 2,297 feet, 33 Chilean miners were trapped for 69 days.
I remember this.
It happened in the San Jose
guy
copper
is
and gold mine in
literally
Chile.
I'm
in
not laughing at
2010.
this, guys, I swear.
All of the miners were rescued.
Guys, the
At
miners
a depth
were
of
rescued at 69,000 feet.
There's the deepest bat colony in the world.
Gross.
About 1,000 brown bats spend every winter in a zinc mine in New York. The deepest concert in history took place at a depth of
People went down there?
4,166 feet in a mine in Finland in 2007.
No way!
The performer was a band called Agonizer.
That's awesome.
Oh my
Then,
god.
there's Home
That was
State
probably
Gold
so
Mine in the
cool.
USA. Its depth is 4,855 feet. In 1965, this mine hosted a successful experiment. Scientists detected and counted neutrinos, subatomic particles from the sun. The deepest coal mine is the Jindřich 2 mine, which is located in the Czech Republic.
The
it has a
Jindřich 2
depth
mine.
of 4,920 feet and closed in 1991. About 5,920 feet down, and we arrive at the deepest part of the 227-mile-long Grand Canyon. Its average depth is 5,282 feet.
Have you guys ever been to the Grand Canyon?
No, but I want to go.
No.
It seems cool.
Wow, we're a bunch of losers.
Yeah, it's
We should
pretty
go.
cool, I guess.
We should try and survive
Far.
8 days with no water.
I'll do 7.
You in,
You
Alex?
guys got that one. Nah, you guys got that one.
We'll flip a coin. Loser goes. I won't rig it.
Yeah.
The deepest cave known to humankind is Krubera Cave in the Arabica Massif in Georgia.
Okay.
The cave goes down 7,185 feet. At
I would not want to get trapped down there.
7,677 feet below the Earth's surface, the deepest radio broadcast took place. It was held by
Why,
CBC and happened in Creighton
what's the
Mine,
point?
Ontario, Canada
To
in
set the record.
2005. The deepest laboratory in the world is the Jinping Underground Laboratory.
They're doing some shady stuff down there. That's all I'm going to say.
They're getting deep and dark down there.
I'm going to predict that dinosaurs exist. And it's
And they're down there.
20,000 feet down.
That is exactly the number that's on screen.
What do you think they're doing down there, Alec?
What do you think that woman's doing down there with that
What kind of
laboratory?
experiments. Okay, Alec, let me ask you this then. If you were a scientist, it's just you and this girl, 8,000, 2,000 feet.
And potentially a velociraptor.
And then you, a dinosaur, and the woman. Would you save the woman's life and kill the dinosaur?
Or would you save the dinosaur?
Let's save the dinosaur.
Okay, good. He's got his priorities straight.
In China, and it is situated
You leave Monday, Alec.
8,202 feet underground. Let's dig a bit deeper. Voila! 10,203 feet down, and we see the deepest single shaft elevator in the world. It's
Their ears have
located
to
in
be
the
popping.
Moab Kotsong gold mine in South Africa. If you decide to take the elevator
How long?
down,
One big
it will
shaft.
take you 4.5 minutes.
4.5 minutes.
Shortcut
Elevator?
and jump into the shaft.
Dude, if someone
You'll
farts,
reach
we're
the bottom
done. Everybody's going to get knocked out by the time it gets to the bottom.
We're almost at my estimate, guys. We only need 259,000 more feet to go.
Imagine if somebody farts in that elevator when you're going down.
I just
that
said
would
that.
stink. That would stink.
I just said that.
Jack, that was good.
That would be bad. That'd be
Oh,
stinky.
good one, Jack. That was sick.
deepest known multicellular organism dwells at a depth of 11,811 feet. That's a worm found
This
in the
dude's gotta
Tautona
dig
mine in
faster.
South
Come
Africa.
on.
Now let's go deeper down
Dig.
the Tautona
Yes,
mine.
deeper,
In fact,
deeper,
it's the deepest
deeper.
human destination in the world.
Dig, dig,
a
dig,
trip
dig,
down to the
dig.
bottom takes more than an hour. The temperature there will definitely make you sweat. It reaches a whopping 151 degrees Fahrenheit.
How'd it get so hot? Wait, I thought it's cold underground. Every time I walk into a basement, it gets cold.
I also thought it took 4 minutes to take the elevator down. Why does it now take an hour?
Because they're not taking an elevator.
Yeah, they're
what
digging.
are they taking?
They're digging.
They're walking upstairs.
So if they know the temperature down there, then a person has been down there.
Yeah.
Look, he's right there, of course.
He's all jacked up. Look at him. 151 degrees isn't even that hot. I go in a sauna and it's 160 plus. So it's
Adam could survive.
I could survive for at least 10 to 15 minutes.
The average depth of the oceanic crust is almost 20,000 feet.
Oh, there
this
we go.
is
Now we're
also
digging.
the depth of the
20K.
deepest known microbes. They were found in rocks below China's Songlao Basin. At a depth of about 36,000 feet, there's
Here we
the
go, here
deepest
we
point
go.
of the ocean, Mariana Trench. But people have managed to get even deeper than that. Until this year, the absolute champion of the depths was the Kola Super Deep Borehole. This is the second deepest artificial hole on the planet, and it's situated in Russia.
That's a deep
the
hole.
depth
I
of
do
this
like
wondrous
artificial
human
holes.
creation is 40,355 feet. That was a project of the Soviet Union. They tried to drill through Earth's crust. However, they only made it 1/3 of the way. After that, the temperature reached 356 degrees Fahrenheit, and the drill...
Guys, we were nowhere close. 40,000 feet is 1/3.
Well, to get to the core.
No, wait, is it?
Yeah.
To get to the core.
To get to the core. No, this is the furthest I think people have gotten. 40,355 feet,
So-
which means I was pretty close.
Were you?
Yeah, I said 42,000. Roll the
he's
clip.
not done
Please
yet.
replay it.
This is
Well,
saying
no
how
way. I
far
said
can you
that.
possibly dig? You can still dig farther, I think.
Well, yeah, if you
We just
put
haven't
Adam
yet.
down there with the shovel, he could last for at least a couple minutes.
356 degrees? When does water boil?
Like 320.
Dead!
couldn't operate any longer. If you stumble across this hole by accident, you aren't likely to recognize it. Its diameter is just 9 inches, and it looks
that's
absolutely
huge. What do you mean we wouldn't
nondescript.
notice it?
On the other hand, it probably helps to prevent people accidentally falling down there. If you drop a coin down the shaft, it will fall for 50 seconds before it reaches the
But
bottom.
Alec would probably reach the bottom
in
in
the
50.
category of the deepest
49.9.
artificial hole on Earth is Z44, Shavo Oil and
What?
Gas Well. This shaft is drilled down to a whopping 40,604
Oh, I did predict that.
feet.
I said oil.
That's 15 Burj Khalifas put on
Dude,
top of each other.
That is the biggest
shaft
shaft
is
in
located
history.
Wait, why are they stacking up Mia Khalifas?
No, Burj Khalifa.
Oh.
in the Russian Far East. How deep underground would you agree to go? Tell us in the comments section below.
For every like that you guys leave on today's video, that's how many feet will go down. The ocean. Every time you're in the ocean, you probably wondered, how deep does it go? Well, today we're gonna be finding out how deep the ocean actually goes and what creatures lie beneath the depths of the surface.
Well, today, you're gonna have this opportunity. Now, how good are you at holding your breath? Not that good?
I can hold it for like 2 minutes,
not
maybe?
to worry.
Yeah,
Hop
maybe like
aboard
10
my
seconds for me.
submersible craft and join me in the voyage to the depths. Ready?
Here we go.
Ooh,
Everyone,
it's done.
breathe in.
Right now, just below the surface, you see that life is thriving here. Fish and marine animals abound, and hey there, swimmers are waving at us. But we won't be staying here for long.
Whoa.
Bye.
Are you guys
At
holding your breath?
65 feet, there's a whole new world opening before your eyes. Shallow coral reefs are standing beautifully not far from the shore. And hey, there are people here again. It's scuba divers this time, though.
Oh,
Water pressure isn't kind to divers without special equipment.
with all that light.
130
I'm gonna go
feet is
soon.
the depths where we say goodbye, even to recreational scuba divers.
we're already 200 feet deep.
It's the maximum allowed for them.
Guys,
Take
I can't
care,
hold my
guys.
breath anymore. Let's go back up.
200 feet.
Turn it around.
Okay, let's go up, let's go up.
These
Turn it
whales
around.
are
There's
at
no
the
orcas at
relatively
200 feet.
shallow waters of almost every sea and ocean in the world. Did you know that they're the apex predators, by the way?
Jack
It means
died.
They have
Jack
no
died.
natural
We made it
enemies,
220 feet.
and no one can take them down. At 230 feet, we meet whale sharks, the largest known fish
Whale
species,
sharks.
weighing up to 60 tons.
Dang, they're
And they're
actually
also
really
quite
deep.
long livers.
60 tons?
Well, yeah, I guess their livers are long at that.
They can live 130
Look
years.
at that belly, look at the belly, look at the belly on it. It looks like you, Adam, as a shark.
Yeah.
Now, look outside. If you're a scuba diver, it's a real pro. Because at 330 feet, they'll have to be
there's
very
more scuba
cautious
divers?
not to get decompression sickness.
Wow.
It occurs if you rise
That's
too
deep.
quickly
That's
to
crazy.
the surface. And if you're lucky,
400
you can also
feet.
see a
Look at
giant
that
Pacific
octopus.
octopus. It dwells in cool
Whoa.
water starting this deep and
That thing's
going down
huge.
as far as 6,600 feet.
That's a
If I saw
kraken.
that thing,
Now,
I'm
we're
never
entering
going in the
dark
ocean again.
part of the ocean. At 490 feet, just 1% of the light from the surface reaches us.
Oh, jeez.
All the rest is absorbed by water.
Did anybody else get goosebumps
Everything
there?
that's deeper
No.
will get
Scary.
darker and darker
Something's
still.
tingling somewhere.
Oh, look.
This is
At about
spooky, though.
660
An
feet,
eel?
there's a giant oarfish
No.
circling
What is
our
that?
submersible.
What?
These creatures are believed to be the
Ew.
source of all sea serpent sightings and also a lot of
It's so
alliteration.
36
Oh, it's a
feet.
sea
Sometimes
serpent.
they swim up to the surface and
What
freak
the-
out sailors and swimmers. No wonder. These fish can reach 36 feet in length.
Wow.
Enough
Actually?
to scare the heck out of me,
Wow.
for example. Okay, now we're at 980
that's a
feet.
serpent.
And
Wait, imagine being that fish though. Like you're just 36 feet long with like no fins or like limbs or anything. You're just like one long, you're just one long worm in the bottom of the ocean.
You're an ocean snake.
You do this and you open and close your mouth to like eat food. That's it. That's all you're
That's
doing.
all Adam does anyway.
That's all that. Like
guys
their
see how
entire
natural that
life,
comes to me?
Yeah, you're actually crushing it. Wow. Their entire life is squirm and eat.
And
That's
you
it.
forgot to mention
that
it's in
huge
complete
engangling
darkness.
thing
Oh,
out
yeah,
there?
that's true.
They can't even see.
Oh, I get it. It's a Japanese
What the-
spider
Nope.
crab.
Nope,
Why a
nope,
spider,
nope.
you
Cow.
ask?
Those things look
Well,
huge.
Just look at those legs, and the answer
Nah,
will come to you.
that looks like
without
Alex'
further
hairy
prompts.
legs.
By the way, there's almost
Not
nothing
everything
more
that's
to
red
them
is
than
me.
legs. The body of such a crab is normally just 1.5 feet across. Going deeper now,
So much meat
and
on that
at
bad boy.
1,640
Oh my gosh,
feet,
we're deep.
you're going to see the last of the blue whales. No, not really the last
Oh
of them.
my God,
I
it's
mean, that's
huge.
the deepest they can swim. They don't really need to
it's
go
massive.
that deep for food, which they have in abundance in shallower waters, but they still can. I guess it's just for the sake of showing how awesome they are.
1,600 feet.
After all, they're the largest creatures in the history of Earth,
Wow.
both in the sea and on land.
Oh my gosh,
You hear
dude.
this?
Wait, what about
How
like a
deep are
These
megalodon?
are the sounds
No,
fin
nothing
whales
else has
make
ever been
when they
bigger than
talk
a
to
blue
their
whale.
friends many miles
Yep.
away.
Yeah.
Wow.
They can do this thanks to the SOFAR channel, or deep sea channel, that generally starts at 1,970 feet, but can vary in depth. It's a layer of water where the speed of sound is at its minimum, and sound waves can go thousands of miles before
Thousands?
disappearing.
Whoa.
At the depth of 2,723
They have their own radio channel down there.
feet,
Yeah.
we have reached
By
the
they,
point
that you
where
mean
the
us?
Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world,
Shout out
would not
humans.
even show its tip on the surface if it were put underwater. Hey,
Thanks.
let's
Not even
Wow.
a tip.
now we're entering the really interesting part of the ocean, where no sunlight reaches us and strange creatures dwell.
I'm scared.
One of those
How
is
deep
the
does it
giant
get?
squid.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
that legendary type. It inhabits the depths
the
of
Kraken.
2,950 feet.
That is a kraken.
Just imagine
I
a
don't like
creature
that.
with eyes the size of frisbees. Sperm whales
my
aren't
gosh.
frisbees, but they certainly can fight back. What a sight it would be to see such an encounter.
Seriously.
No.
And that's
No, if you're seeing that, you're dying after.
This is gonna be weird to say, and you guys are probably gonna look at me and be like, dude, you're a weirdo. But to me, like, it's crazy that all of that is happening right now. Like, there are krakens and there are sharks and there are blue whales right now. Like, they're out there, and like, life is happening outside of my little bubble. You know
we're
what I'm
gonna
saying?
keep it that way, okay? We're gonna keep it that way.
You
We're
guys
gonna
know
keep
what
we're
I'm
gonna
saying?
keep far,
No,
we're
far
not.
away.
If this video gets 10,000 likes, we will hop in that submersion tank and
Yeah.
go 10,000 feet down in the ocean, baby.
You got
Is that
that's
even
all
possible?
you. That's
If
gonna
we
be
get
so
to 100,000
video.
likes,
3,000
Alec-
feet right now.
Alec will fight a kraken.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's 100,000 likes.
Am I the Kraken?
I'm gonna dress up as a kraken.
darkness finally falls on us, the midnight zone. The pressure here is so
This would be a sick
huge
video for real.
that if you somehow end up being here without a submersible, well, you'll simply be crushed in a couple of seconds. And that without seeing a
Wow.
thing, too. Not the best of prospects. Anyway, at 3,600 feet, there's West Mata, one of the deepest ocean volcanoes in the world. Its last eruption
There's
was in
volcanoes?
2009.
I kinda forgot
It
about
was
ocean
even filmed
volcanoes.
by a remotely
I didn't know
operated
that's a thing.
vehicle. 4,200 feet down below, and we see the ferocious great white sharks.
There's sharks that deep?
Predators feel great at such a depth.
What the heck?
Their eyesight is rather poor, and they navigate by scent.
Oh,
so
wow.
they really don't need sunlight to hunt down
That
their
is kind of
prey.
funny, just imagining
I
a
don't
great
see
white
you,
shark
but
like
I'll still
swimming
eat you.
around and then it runs directly
Also,
into a
the
rock because
leatherback
it can't
turtles,
see.
the largest turtles in the world, dive at the same depth. I wonder if they do it to tease the great whites.
What?
Oh, see those
I did
huge
not know
nets?
that.
That's because we're now at the depth of 4,900 feet, where the catch-all fishing method is used. The nets are here to be dragged along the ocean floor, catching
actually?
everything unfortunate enough to be caught.
That's a
I'll
thing?
let you decide how detrimental this is to the ocean life
They go
here.
5,000 feet
Wow.
down?
6,000 feet.
Wait, what are they even trying to catch? All they said that there was great whites and turtles.
Great
No, they're literally probably catching great white turtle, the kraken, maybe a blue whale in there.
Big whale, yeah.
Probably dolphins, maybe orcas.
Some alec crabs.
No, they don't get that deep though. They just said like the only thing down there is the great whites.
Well, they pull the
and
nets
Yeah,
up
but they're
they get
pulling
all
it
that.
all the way up to the surface, so they're catching
Yeah.
everything in between
Whatever
5,000
falls
feet
in
and
the
0
net,
feet.
they just get.
That's probably how they're catching all that bluefin
It's like a
tuna that you
mystery
used to watch.
It's like a mystery box.
Adam, you're a mystery box.
It's a
We'd be
mystery
sitting
net.
at its lowest and deepest point. Imagine that all the crevasses have been thoroughly filled
Crevasses.
with water, and you'll get the perfect picture. Now, if we're really careful, then at the depth of 6,600 feet, we'll be able to see the black dragonfish.
What?
A nightmarish
What is
creature
that?
dwells in the deep and dark
looks
parts
pretty
of the
big.
ocean. And trust me, it's
There
better
it is
off staying
again.
right here. It looks
That
like
thing
something
is
from a horror
big and
movie.
black.
And
Look at
I'd
its
rather
teeth.
it never cross my path.
Oh, yeah.
At 7,400 feet,
Nah.
we'll be saying goodbye
What is that?
to sperm
What is
whales.
that? What is that?
This is the deepest
What is
point they
that?
can
What is
dive,
that?
And frankly, they have no real business at such a depth. Maybe they hunt the black dragonfish, of course.
That's
or
Moby Dick,
it hunts
right?
Them. Nah,
I don't know, but
the
that
difference in
forehead is
size too
comparable
big.
to,
Sperm whales can
I hate
reach
to say it, but
62
my
feet
own.
in length, which makes them the largest toothed whales in the world. Not many creatures can counter that. It's good that our submersible has a
gotta point
powerful
out-
floodlight. Without
I
it,
was waiting
we
for
wouldn't have
something.
been able to see the astonishing beauty of the deep-sea coral reefs located at the depth of 9,900 feet. They
I
can
didn't
be
know that
found
there
in
were coral
every
reefs that
ocean,
deep.
and it's a pity they can't
Is
be
that
seen
glowstone?
without special deep-sea diving equipment.
I don't know, but it's cool.
Okay, going deeper still. And at
12,000 feet,
12,100
dude, imagine.
we reach the
How deep do we
average
go?
depth of the world
12,000
ocean.
feet of water.
From now on, the journey into the real depths begins. The
The
general
Mariana
ocean
Trench,
floor
right?
Ears
has
must
been
be
passed.
popping, whoever's
So
inside of
now
that.
it's time to delve into the abyss. Now at 15,000
Oh, now they're
feet,
getting to the abyss, guys.
monsters
Oh,
out
I've
of
seen
your
that before
worst
from Nemo.
nightmares
It's
pop
it's
up.
like a football fish.
the Nemo
Anglerfish,
fish.
for example,
Anglerfish.
will scare the heck out of anyone. Its long and crooked teeth, along with
Oh,
a
I saw
growth
this.
on
I saw
its
this before.
head that lures
In
people
Nemo,
in.
right?
Is enough
Yeah,
to
yeah, it was
scare
Nemo.
even
I
in
said
the
that.
divest.
I saw it in Nemo.
Yeah,
Even
a
more
great
terrible
original thought,
is the
Jack.
creature called the black
That was great.
swallower.
Great reference.
It's an eel-like beast that has a very stretchy stomach, and it can swallow prey that's twice its size.
So it's like a deep
Look down
sea
below,
snake.
and you're going to see the deepest shipwreck ever
Oh, the
found.
music's getting intense.
SS Rio Grande,
The Titanic?
South Atlantic, sunk in 1941 and went as low as 18,900 feet. No wonder it was
Jeez.
only found 55 years later. And now the deepest and darkest part of the ocean begins.
This is
We're
incredible.
diving into the Mariana Trench. Officially, it begins at about 19,700 feet deep. It's both the least
20,000
explored
feet.
and the
Wow.
most fascinating area for
big
the
number,
scientists
Alec.
and adventurers alike.
Like, really
What
try
lies
to
at the
imagine, though,
bottom
how
of
big
it?
that is.
Well, we're about to see. But while we're not there yet, I'll show you something else. For example, here's the deepest fish ever found. It's called a snailfish, and it dwells at 26,000 feet.
That's such a lame
Its
fish
body
to
is
be the deepest
translucent,
fish ever.
So you
What
can
you doing
actually
down there,
see
fishy?
right through its skin. Well, I must say I'm glad we didn't
Whoa.
turn
It's a
off the
space
lights
fish.
after all. This little
That's
guy is
awesome.
surprisingly cute
kinda
for
looks
a
Guys,
creature
cute.
that can.
What if aliens actually aren't in the air? They're actually underground in the ocean. They're hiding.
Why? How
I
is
actually-
the ocean underground?
I actually heard a theory that octopuses are aliens.
I think it's octopi.
Whatever it is, I don't care. But they were on an asteroid.
I also heard it was octopi,
And like,
Jack.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying.
No, just when you're talking about octopus, just refer to it as octopi. That's the
Yeah,
plural.
you kind of threw me off with your stupidity.
Okay, octopi. Is it not octopi and you're messing with me? You don't even know. You're looking it up. I see you looking it up. All right, back to my story. There's a theory that octopuses or octopi are here on Earth from an asteroid. Like they were on eggs on an asteroid. Boom, crash landing. Boom, we're in the ocean and are actually aliens. I'm not saying
Who
it's
told
true.
you
I'm
that?
just, I'm,
Who
I'm
told
just
you that?
saying
Was
it.
it the aliens guy from the History Channel?
I'm just saying. I saw it like on TikTok or somewhere. That's all.
The
I'm not
most
saying it's true. I'm
commonly
not saying,
accepted
I'm not even saying I
plural
believe it. I'm just saying
usage
that's
for
what I heard.
octopus is octopuses.
See, it is octopuses.
Yes, that's what
You guys
Jack
both,
said.
You owe me an apology.
Jack, is
Yeah,
that
but
what we
no,
said?
in Latin, a lot of people say octopi is right. So there's a big debate. We can talk
That's
about that.
crazy
next
because
video.
we're speaking English. That's so, you know.
Well, English is derived from Latin. So.
Derived from Latin, Alec.
Vertebrate animal whatsoever. The pressure is just too much for such creatures. But there are shrimps and other invertebrates, not to mention microbes, that can dwell even in the deepest part of the ocean.
Shrimps.
And that part is Challenger
They look
Deep.
like a bunch of glow
It's the
turds.
bottom of the Mariana Trench, and its depth is 35,853 feet.
Crash landing.
Yes, we've arrived at the very bottom of the Earth. Few people have been here, and very little is known about it yet. But scientists aren't going to stop, and there's hope. We'll soon find out.
There's got to be something down there.
They gotta go
crazy.
deeper.
There's gotta be something
That's
down
where the
there.
aliens
That's
are,
insane.
man. Beneath there, we just haven't discovered it yet. There's so much of the ocean.
We've
that has
explored more of the space than we have of the ocean.
Yes.
How crazy is that?
That's not true.
It is, actually.
If you guys want to see what we discovered in space, click this video right. Wait, we haven't done that video yet.
We've only explored 5% of the Earth's oceans.
Yes, that's true.
If you guys want to see the 10 most dangerous sea creatures, click this video right here.